see how this works. Maybe I should have it so I don't monitor things. I think people can see this now. Okay, we're doing things. I'm gonna see how this sound is and what's going on, just to figure out how this is all sounding and looking. I've got it. I'm looking at it. Okay, so the sound's feeling okay. Alright, you're gonna see some weird things on the screen right now because I don't have two monitors, so I have to control this all on one. Hello everybody who's in the stream. I'm going to fix one thing because I don't want to be able to... Let's see. Sorry if you see a lot of things right here. I don't know. You know what? Okay, this setting I might have to change on Discord. I don't have a webcam yet. I might look into that for the E3 thing, but we'll see what happens between now and then, I'm noticing. But yeah, I'll probably stop by and get a webcam at some point. Let's see. I want to change my output device to... Oh, maybe this would... Let's see. Check. Okay, now let me see if I can hear myself here still. Okay, I think I fixed my issue. But now my voice, I think, might need to go up a little bit. Let me see. Okay, so that's up pretty high. Check. Alright, let's see if this fixes it. Okay, maybe this will do it. I don't know if it did, actually. Huh. Let me see if I can fix things on my end over here on my other voice setting. Alright, let me know how this sounds. I think this might have fixed it. No, this has not fixed it. Maybe it's my input volume that needs to... Oh no, definitely not my output volume actually, now that I think about it. Wrong setting. Here we go. Okay. Testing. Is this... Okay, sorry. Is this sounding better? Let's see. Automatically... Testing, check. Check, testing 1, 2. I'm just testing this out. If the indicator is solid green, then Discord is transmitting your beautiful voice. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Oops, wrong thing. Okay. How are you all feeling about the volume? Do I need to lower this a little bit? And then I will be able to say hi to everybody in a sec. I think we've almost got this figured out. I'm looking for my remote, though. behind my knee, I couldn't see it. The volume is good. Okay, okay, cool. I think this is working out. I managed to get my little logo on the bottom corner. That's pretty fun. All right. Cool. Well, this is how this test is going okay so far. I decided to get on here a little bit earlier just because I didn't know I didn't know if this was gonna work out. This is the first time I'm trying this, so I'm mostly just trying to get this all figured out before E3 on Tuesday. So I'm hoping it all is doing well. So how are y'all doing? I guess it's officially the start of E3 with this, so it's gonna be something new for us to enjoy and do. So I'm excited. All right, let's take a look. Who's in here? We got Jinko. Hello. This stream will be better than EA's stream. I mean, we'll see. I don't think EA has anything really interesting for people, so they're probably one of those companies that probably should have pulled a PlayStation and not shown up at this point. But maybe, you never know when there will be surprises. Hey, Kutsal. Hello, Stupid Trailers. Hello, Summer Sunflower. Hello, Tigger MC. You love Animal Crossing, as do I. I think we've got a lot of Animal Crossing fans here. Georgia says hi to everybody. Hello, Musta the Moose. Hello, Declan. Hello, Foxy Spring. Hello, Braid Nintendo, right? Or is it Brad Nintendo? I think it's Braid Nintendo. Hello, Raquel. Hello, Mr. Bloom. Hello, The Crafty Kitchen. Hi, Tab. Welcome. Hello, Mick. Hello, Bella. Let's see, am I missing anybody? Hello, Bentley. Hello, Scream Ches. Or Shay, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't know how you pronounce that. I don't know, did I miss Mr. Bloom? Hi, Grizzly. Hi, Nina. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Sonia. Alright, so let's see. I'm just checking my sound again. Make sure this is okay. Alright. So is like how do you feel about the volume between like the video and my voice? Is that okay? Does the video need to be quieter, louder, something? Just, I want to get a good gauge, and I might test this with Sergio as well. Oh, hi Muffy Mia, I missed you. Welcome. Hello, the King of Trash. Hi, Emily. Alright, sounds good. Video quieter. Okay, I can make the video quieter. You're gonna see this funny screen again. Oh wait, no. That's not where I do it. I can do it over here. Okay. Let's see. I lowered the video volume a little bit. Let me know how that feels. The video might need to be quieter, but we want to be able to hear the news. Yeah, I want to get it like a good balance where I'm not talking and you can hear things pretty well. So, yeah. Because, I mean, obviously we'll want to be watching this together, so I want to have that good balance between, especially during E3 when we're seeing Animal Crossing, we got to be able to hear this song. One of the things that I am most excited about with seeing Animal Crossing is hearing for the first time ever whatever the title song is going to be, because I imagine the trailer that we hear is going to play a brand new Animal Crossing song. All right, are things going on now? Did my stream? Okay. They may be having technical difficulties. Oh no, here they go. Oh.
Good afternoon from Los Angeles, Angeles, California.
It's starting.
We're here at the theater at
Hi,
Ace
Scream.
Hotel.
I thought I got you
throng
already.
of fans have lined up since last night for an exciting full
All right,
day
somebody
of
said something I
Nintendo
wanted to
competitive
catch. Hi,
action,
Paige. Hi, Rocky.
featuring some of the world's greatest
Hi, the
players
Crafty
and
Kitchen.
teams
Oh, you're
as we
Arya.
get set
Welcome, welcome.
for the Splatoon 2 World Championship
Hello,
2019.
Imaginary Doodles
The
and Danny
Super Smash
DeVito.
Bros. Ultimate World Championship 2019 3v3.
All right, it sounds like, look at all these crowds, all these people. They're so lucky. Oh, we've got 9 Grains
Welcome
here.
in. I'm Jordan Kent, and
So 9 Grains, he does a lot of the
my
Splatoon
two friends,
2
Fish and Nine,
types of
and
things.
Fish, as we get set for Super Mario Maker 2. Many
All right,
people
I'm
had a
really
chance to play
excited about the Super Mario Maker
Now we have the
things.
sequel coming out. But for some folks, this is
3
their
days
first
till
taste
E3, that's
of
right.
Super Mario Maker action. What do you expect
Hello,
to see?
Kaylee.
Explain it a little bit further.
You
for
hear a
us.
lot of birds on
basically,
my
you've never
end.
played Super Mario
Yep.
Maker before. It's whatever your heart desires, Jordan.
There are tons.
You are in control of making the Mario
Just
levels
2.
of your dreams. Basically, you
I'm
can
watching
take
this on my parents'
elements,
TV. I'm glad.
enemies, and
Hello, your
components
parents.
from different Mario games and
We have
create
2
your
birds,
own
yeah.
level. And on top of
Hi,
that, you can play
Cathario.
levels
Oh,
from
you're Sonia.
creators all
Welcome,
across the
welcome.
world. It's basically whatever you want.
Angel,
The
hey.
possibilities are limitless. Well, guys, you know I'm a dad now. I love
Angel,
rules.
I'll
Let's
give
take
you-
a look
I'll
at
give
the
you
tournament
special
rules here
roles
for today
since
for
you're my
Super
brother.
Mario Maker 2. Round 1, 4-player speed runs. Pairs of players will compete to finish the course as quickly as possible. That's a speed run for you. The player with the
So
best
it's speed
overall
runs.
time will choose a partner to team up with in round 2, because when we get to round 2,
So I don't know if you all have ever
teams
watched
of 2
any of
work
these
together
tournaments.
to
Sorry, I'm
complete
like
a co-op
talking
course
over
as
what they're
quickly
saying.
as
I'll
possible.
let them say the
The
rules.
winning
Sorry.
team will compete against each other in the finals. And when we get to the finals, oh, boy, do we turn things over on its head. 2 players compete on 3 mini courses and 1 final course. Each win of the 3 mini courses is worth a 3-second head start on the final course. At the end, the first player to complete the finals course will be the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational Champion. And 9, we'll get a chance
All right.
to meet our 4
So I don't know if you've ever
competitors
seen like
here
a,
shortly. 4 players
a
that are very
race
well
in
versed
Super
the
Mario Maker 2. They do them
However,
well, they did
set to play
them
Super
every
Mario Maker
year
2 for the
at
first time,
Awesome
you've never
Games
seen
Done
these levels
Quick
before.
or
How do
Summer
you
Games
approach
Done
it?
Quick,
What's the
and
strategy as you
they're
get set for
so
these
fun to
courses?
watch. Like
Easy
seeing
way
the
to describe
teams
it
go
is
back and
instincts
forth, and
versus
you
analysis.
know,
You're not going to get through these
winning on
levels
some
in
of
one
them. And
try. I don't think anyone's that good. They
I don't
might
know.
prove me wrong,
Who are you
but
all
it's really a
rooting
matter
for?
of
I actually
adapting
don't
to
know who's
what's on the
playing at this
screen. You can throw yourself
Invitational.
right
At least
it
the
and
Super
learn
Mario
by
Maker 2
messing up,
one. I don't
or
know
you
who's
instead take a
playing.
little bit, spend 30
For the
seconds here to save
Splatoon 2
yourself a
tournament,
minute
I'd
down the line.
love to see
We'll
it
talk
come
about
down
that
to
theme of
Europe
risk
and North
versus
America,
reward
just
all
because I
throughout the
follow those players a
competition.
lot more. So
Fish, handling
FT
the
Win
different
and
physics of the
Alliance
different
Rogue are the
Mario
finals,
genres.
are
You're
in
going
the
to be
finals.
controlling a Mario from one universe as you handle obstacles and traps that maybe appeared in a different Mario universe. How do these players
Let's
adapt
see, will you
to all
put
the
a
physics
reaction
going to be
of the
hammered?
direct
Yeah, I think
afterwards?
it
I
really comes
will.
down to experience at the end of the day. Like, if you're well
We have
versed in
2
all the Mario games
parakeets.
that appear in Mario Maker 2, you're gonna have an easier time dealing with. You're gonna have an
You
easier
never
time
watched the
dealing
competition
with all
parts of the E3
objectives
presentation.
and,
It's fun.
enemies
I
on the
love
fly,
these
right?
things.
Like,
They're
you're gonna
so
be
cool.
speedrunning it, so you don't have that much time to adapt.
But yeah,
and
like all
react.
of my reaction
So your
stuff will go
experience
up
is really gonna come
afterwards.
in
Like it'll be
clutch
live
on these
streamed
levels.
and
And these
saved,
courses
and then
are
I'll
going to
just
be
like
very exciting.
make it
They
public
were
too, so
designed by
everybody
our
can
good
see my
friends at
reactions
Nintendo
after.
Treehouse. You
Oh,
know
I
they
hope
have been
Ross is
done with
playing.
care
Yes.
and
Okay.
love, as well
I'd
too. A lot of emotion
I'd root for
put
Rubber
into these
Ross
courses.
if he's
Let's
in
go
this.
ahead and take a moment to meet our 4 competitors in the
Oh,
Super
let's
Mario
meet
Maker 2
everybody.
Invitational
I'll be quiet during this
2019.
part so we can see who it is.
So what's going through your mind while you're playing?
Well,
Oh, this game looks so fun.
no.
Oh, the completionist.
Why though? Why was that there?
Yes, I will be live streaming the Nintendo Direct, Aura. This is like kind of a test run of all of this, so
So what's
I'm
going through your
glad
mind
it's
while you're
working.
playing?
It's complicated.
I might use a
4
face cam. I'm
terrific
gonna look into
speedrunners that
that.
have had
I'll
plenty of
look into
experience in
doing a
Mario
webcam
Universe. See the
or getting
completionists
one.
of Donna
So
the Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee, and
yeah.
9, we were having some breakfast earlier. We chatted with
I
them.
think
They're
by
excited
popular
for this.
demand,
They
instead
feel
of
like
my
there's a
little
clear favorite
icon on
amongst
the
the 4 of
bottom
them,
left
though.
corner,
Yes, they do.
will
Three of the four selected
it'll
Dragon
be my
Feeny as
face
the
cam
favorite.
instead.
One
I
who
think
did not was
that'd be pretty fun, right?
himself, ever the humble competitor, but that first round is going to be really important because whoever wins that is going to get to choose their partner, and it might be Dragon Feeny.
And Vish,
Who's
we were
playing for
highlighting some
Splatoon
of
and
the new
Smash?
features
For
of Super Mario
Splatoon,
Maker 2
I
as
know the
opposed to
4
Super Mario
teams.
Maker. what are some things we might possibly see as these
Oh,
players
you think
see
the stream
courses
needs
for
to
the
be
very first time?
louder?
Well, the big thing is there's a new
I'll
game
try it a
mode,
little bit
a whole new
louder.
game type with Mario 3D World. So you might see a Meowser, you might see Cat Mario. There's all sorts of new contraptions in the fray for this new Mario Maker. Aside from that, you have things
So I know
like
for
slopes, you have
Splatoon
things like
2,
parachutes that are just going to
there's
add a
4
new little element of
teams,
surprise. and
North
these
America,
players are gonna
Europe,
have to deal with that
Australia,
on the
and
fly
Japan.
while getting their best time possible.
GG Boys
to
are
get
from
done right.
Japan,
Well, as you look at
FT
Abdallah
Win is
and
North
the
America,
completionist, you'll notice
Alliance
that
Rogue is
they've got face
France,
masks
and
on.
then
They've got
I forget what the
noise-canceling
Australian
headphones
team's
on.
name is. I think
Oh,
it's
look at
Lime
that.
Soda.
That's just a holiday card right there. Bestest buddies. It's okay. You can smile, completionist. You're
I like
here
the
having
Mario
fun
and
right now.
Luigi.
He can't hear me. Those work very well. I like that. So they obviously won't get a chance to be a couple of sneaky sneaks and see the level as it gets played. But as we get set for Yellow Killer B and Dragon
They
Bee
always
to
do
take
that where they
place here,
cover up
we
people's
mentioned those new
faces
features
or
and that
eyes
risk
so they can't
reward as
see
far
what's
as how
happening
fast you wanna
because
go
they have to
through this
go
nine
through it
versus maybe
blind,
I dip
essentially.
my toe in the pool rather than take a cannonball because I'm not sure what's coming next.
It's all about creativity too and adapting on the fly.
It's fun how
as
they
a
do
couple
that.
of you
When they
said.
do this on
You can take maybe one path and try it a certain way.
Awesome
maybe that
Games
doesn't
Done
work.
Quick,
So
or
the
just
second
like
time you might try
GDQ
it
in
again,
general,
but that third
the Games
time,
Done Quick,
fool me once, shame on
they
you, fool me
both
twice, shame
teams
on
they
me.
don't
Fool
they're
me
not
3 times,
blindfolded and they're
you
doing
gotta
the
change
runs
the
at the
game plan a
same
little
time.
bit.
So
And Vish, it's
one
one thing when
it's
you're back
teams of
in the
3, so
comfy
one will watch the
confines of your living
competitors,
room or
one
your
will watch
bedroom
their
playing
own
this game and
player,
getting a chance to hit the
and then
reset
they
button if you
rotate
struggle, but
each round
you're on a big
or
stage
each time
here
somebody
right now.
dies
You've got a
and take
fantastic
over again.
audience in the
So
crowd getting set to watch
it's pretty
this.
cool.
You've got a lot
But I
of
like how
people
Nintendo
watching
switches
this
it up by
and
doing it
streaming
one at a
everything
time
as
and
well,
then
too.
blindfolding
The
them.
nerves that
I'm
might be
surprised they're
going
gonna
through
do
these
this
players
all
real
in just
quickly here.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
already
it is a
7
big
minutes
stage
in.
like you mentioned, and it's the first time that we're seeing Super Mario Maker 2 in a stage like this. And from talking to the players, they don't have too much experience on a stage like this, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they deal with the nerves and playing like a technical game like Mario Maker or Mario in general while you're speedrunning is going to be
Do
very,
they sell those
very
headphones?
crucial for
They
them to not
should.
feel
Those are
nervous
really cool
in the middle of
headphones
their
with the
runs.
Nintendo
Well, the
Switch
wait is over.
logo.
Let's hit the start button. The Dragon Feeny versus Yellow Killer B, our opening
I wonder how they have
speedrun
them
in round
hooked in,
1 of the
too.
Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. Let's start the countdown. 2,
Hey, Jinko, it
1,
just started.
and go! As they get set, they'll be
All right,
heading
let's
the
see
start
what they're
button at the
doing in
same
round
time. The
1.
Dragon Feeny on the left-hand side of your screen, Yellow Killer B on
I'm
the
so
right.
excited about
Already
this.
9. What genre of Mario are we seeing here?
Yeah,
Somebody's
Super
loading a
Mario
little bit
3D
slower.
World, how about that? And the slopes coming out immediately, and this is already a new feature. This block, when you ground pound it, immediately goes to its
I
full
love the
extent and
music
unveils a new
in
pathway.
Super
The
Mario
Dragon
3D
Feeny
World.
in early lead decides to go with the right path, and so does Yellow Killer B. And we see here, Fish, a couple of different paths in these exclamation blocks, providing a little bit of a challenge early on.
Yeah, this is the new feature, as Nine pointed out. So you want to be able to use the ground pound to get all of them fully expanded. And from there, you can make your way through this level. But I'm surprised that both of them went to the right off the bat. And definitely a little
This is so cool. I love all the
wonder how
random
she can
directions you can
rest
make
of the
it
stage.
go.
Yellow Killer B buzzing
Oh.
her way up towards the top. The Dragon
And it
Feeny
just
trying
hears
to get a
that.
couple of those wall jumps. And the Yellow Killer B into the
Oh,
tube
man.
early on. And 9, here we go. Our first look at the car. Go ahead, strap in your seatbelt, and get ready for some fun here.
Well, I think I've seen this before.
All
The
right,
bounce
there's so
and
many
going
cool
all the
things
way
you
up
can do
here.
with
This
these
is all
levels. The
about
car is
conserving
already
your
awesome.
momentum. The trick in this segment of the level is you can't mess up because you don't get a chance to build speed a second time.
Yellow Killer B driving underneath the thumb.
Oh, they have to start all over.
Has to make a U-turn and go back into traffic. Meanwhile, the Dragon Feeny on your left-hand side still trying to navigate those exclamation blocks. And Yellow Killer B. Oh, a little collision coverage right there. She bumps into the spikes, looking for the exclamation block, and she's on to the next part
Oh
here.
man,
And
poor
already
Dragon
you see the
Feeny
different things
is
that
way
can be thrown at these
behind.
players. Dragon Feeny deciding to go to the left, but Fish, Yellow Killer B, we've got Cat Mario right here.
Oh, Cat Mario is finally making his appearance, and I like it. I like that Dragon Feeny tried on the right side and figured that she
It's
couldn't
so hard
do
to
it, so she
decide
went to
who
the
to
left side
watch.
where she
I
has
guess
the,
I'm watching Yellow
Marshall
Killer B
trampolines,
since
and
they're so
maybe
much
that would be
further.
an easier time for her to traverse through this. But Yellow Killer B with a huge lead right now. That needs to use the crawl feature.
Yeah,
the
I think
wall
these
climb
levels
feature
are
there
all
with the Meowth
Nintendo
with the,
created, so I
Cat
think this will
Mario
also give us a
doing great
taste
job
of
already
what the
here.
story
You
mode
got
is going to
two
be like
options
with like
again with
the
blue
actual
and green.
Nintendo levels
Green, of
being
course,
made.
actually goes a little bit slower than the blue.
And 9 Yellow Killer Bee, she's not kidding around. You have to make sure that you handle these moving blocks, and those springs can throw players off quite a bit. When we talked to them prior to this, they said the one obstacle they don't like are springs.
It was a universal answer that they don't like, and you see that Yellow Killer Bee right now is trying to use wall jumps and stay ahead of that platform. But you got to be careful as you're making the jump. I think she's starting to figure it out here. The combination of the climb as well as the wall jumps might get her up, and that's another level clear.
Yellow Killer Bee scratching her way to the top, sees the tube at this point, and
Oh
Yellow
no,
Killer
Dragon
Bee continuing
Feeny
to
is
extend
getting
her
dropped
lead.
behind.
Bish, we've already seen a variety of obstacles, more springs coming up here. Yellow Killer Bee.
Oh no, they
trying to
fell
go on
again.
the treadmill. A couple of treadmills up in the air though. I wonder if those coins should lead her there, Bish.
Right, yeah, it feels like you want to follow the coins typically when you see these kind of levels, and the arrows specifically. The on-off switch is a new feature here in this Mario Maker 2, which actually turns the directions of the conveyor belts. And well,
Oh, it
and
looks like Yellow Killer Bee
makes it all the
won.
way to the
Poor
finish
Dragon
line.
Feeny, they couldn't get up.
Buzz, Yellow Killer Bee, the first one to cross the finish line. Impressive right there. Dragon Feeny will have 30 seconds left to finish up the level. We see already these alternating pink and blue blocks. You have to have a lot of really precise timing with this here, Nine.
Yep, you saw right there. If you don't get the jump off at the right time, you will fall through. And that's the difference between
those
this
look
left
really
and right
hard.
side. This is more timing based, whereas that right side was about identifying which block you had to use.
Okay.
Dragon Feeny avoiding some thwomps right there. Hopping
There
on
they
top
go.
of those happy clouds, getting inside the tube. Yellow Killer Bee, meanwhile,
You
just
got this,
sitting
Dragon
back,
Feeny.
chilling.
I
She
believe
already
in you.
crossed the goal. An impressive
Oh, it
job
looks
by
like
our
it's
first
over.
two speedrunners handling that. And as we said, Vish, it's all about learning with the obstacles and adapting. And we saw that especially with Yellow Killer Bee as Cat Mario on that green moving platform. Seemed like she finally found her rhythm after a couple of tries.
Right, right. Yeah, it really is all about using the climb, I think, with Cat Mario, because you can go just a little bit higher, and then from there jump to the next area and then do your wall jumps and whatnot. But I think it was very interesting that Dragon Feeny was stuck in that one area between the two different ways that she could have gone. And I think maybe if she had gone back to the mushroom trampoline a little bit earlier.
I feel like whenever you
because some
start
players are just
playing
better at certain,
like a
aspects of the
new
game.
iteration of a game, like be it like a new Mario and stuff, I feel like there is always just that slight difference in like the physics, the
And again,
inputs, and
sometimes
everything
finding
that
out
you're
which of the
not
blocks
quite
you need to
used
hit, it's
to. And I
almost
feel
a
like
luck-based thing,
that
and
being
not
their
all of those
first time
blocks are created
probably
equal.
just playing
And
the
really,
game and
I think that the
everything,
most
it's
important part is
probably
identifying which of the
making
blocks
them
are nice, so if
feel,
you do
it
fall,
just
you
feels
make it
different.
back up without losing
Like,
too much time.
And
I don't
look
know,
at
you
the
pick up
pacing as
the,
well, too,
the
Vish. It
new
seemed like
Smash
they weren't
game
really hitting the
after
brakes too
playing
much. A nice
the
little
older
rhythm, but
ones,
they
and
also didn't
you
get
can
themselves
feel
in too
how
much
different it
trouble by going
is.
too
I know when I
fast.
picked
Right,
up this
right. I
last
think that's
Smash,
gonna
I
be
was
the risk and reward that we're
playing,
talking about a little
and
bit,
it just
'cause
felt
if you go
very
all the way
weird.
just holding
So,
right the
I don't
entire
know.
time, there's going to be little traps and whatnot that could set you back. You might save 5 seconds.
I
from
guess a
boosting
better
yourself in the
example
long
is
run. So
Splatoon.
I think just being a little
Splatoon 2.
cautious goes a long
Like when
way.
I first started
The
playing
Dragon
Splatoon
Feeny
2,
and
it
Yellow
just
Killer
felt
Bee, our first two
so different than
participants. Yellow
Splatoon
Killer
1
Bee
at
crossing the
first.
finish line
It took
first.
a
We'll get her
lot of
official
time to get
through
used
here
to
shortly
it,
see
but once
what
I did,
Abdallah and the
I loved it.
completionists have to get if they want to be in first place.
Yeah.
Don't forget the winner
Do
of
you
our
want this
opening
moved at
round
all
gets
in
to
any
choose
way?
their teammate for round 2. And this is where a little gamemanship comes in here, Nine, because you have to ask yourself, do I pick the strongest person
Hey,
to help me out in the
Novavix,
second
welcome to the
round, meaning I have a
stream.
stronger opponent in the finals, or do I maybe
We're
pick
just
somebody
enjoying
that
some of
struggled
these
a little bit and maybe make my
competitions.
path in the
I
finals
really,
that much easier?
so they
Well, I've
said
heard
this
that
was only
some
going to be
competitors
like
might be,
30
maybe not trying
minutes.
100% here in the early rounds,
I'm
just to
surprised
make
it's
sure
so
that they
short.
can throw people off here. So I think the games have already started, but you laid it out perfectly there. Are you assuming that you can get through that second round with a lesser teammate, or do you want to get there and let the championship round decide itself?
All right, let's get set for our next speed run here between Abdallah and the completionist here as they get set for the same level we just saw. They haven't seen it yet. They were blindfolded and had the noise-canceling headphones on.
Can't wait to see how they play.
They're ready to roll. The crowd is hyped up. Here we go. Let's take another look at this first course in Super Mario Maker 2 as part of our Invitational. Let's get the countdown rolling here in just one moment.
Hello, Cesar. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying
And off
some
we
Super
go.
Mario
Players hitting
Maker.
start at the same time.
All right,
because
it looks like they
exercise
started
good
at the same
sportsmanship.
time.
That's what we like to
That
see.
loading
And we
was
saw earlier, there's a
real
big
cheap
blooper that
early.
comes out of the top question block, but we've got the completionist. He's trying to complete the level already, Vish. It's all about the speed here, rather.
Right, right. He wants to make sure he hits all the little blocks as soon as he can, but he gets a little power up that the other players kind of avoided because they're going for the speedrun aspect, right? They're just trying to power through it. And again, both players going for the right side.
And that's what we see right here, Nine, taking that exclamation point. Maybe it's the big yellow blocks that just draw your attention, but
Dang.
already the
Oh,
completionist
he
figuring out
died.
the trick of using that ground pound.
Abdallah's doing
though,
really well.
losing a life and having to go back to the beginning. Huge lead for the completionist here now.
It is, and one more block. We saw this take you almost right up. Can he complete the wall jump? Can he salvage this? It looks like he is. Great spin all the way through.
Oh man, the completionist. That was amazing. What an
The
amazing
aerial
ending
acrobatics to
right
find
there.
himself in the cart portion at this point, and as you said, very precise jumps needed during this part if you want to avoid an accident. Those springs already trying to deter the completionist. And you take a look on the side, on the left-hand side with the completionist, those springs knocking him off. Abdallah, right now on the right-hand side of your screen, doing a great job bouncing off those platforms, Vish.
Right. I like
I'm
that
glad
there's
they're
no
both in the
hesitation
car
from
section
Abdallah's end there, because if you hesitate a little bit on this course, you end up actually hitting those springs that we saw earlier there. And Abdallah not
Oh, man,
jumping
he's
off
good.
the end of that area is actually very clutch, because a lot of players are tricked up by it and they end up jumping a little bit and having to do that.
I think they go right because Mario is
Abdallah
facing right
moving
out
on
of
to
the
the
pipe.
Cat Mario
Also, like,
portion. Meanwhile,
these
the
games are
completionist
always
Williams
about
just trying to
moving
lock
right,
some up.
too.
We'll just put it that way. Cat Mario 9, you have to understand different physics can jump a little bit higher.
Yeah,
It is,
that-
and already going
working
that
with
way.
that car
Once
is
again,
probably really
going
different.
over to the green side here. The block on the left side does move a little bit quicker here, so it's a little bit easier if you want to get the speed, but sometimes that means you'll miss it too. Thinks they're going to try it right here.
I'm glad they went
That's a
the
good point.
different
The rhythm
direction.
that comes with being on the left-hand side, a little bit more natural because those blocks move faster, but Vish, Abdallah struggling just a little bit with the block portion, giving the completionist some time to catch up, but looks like the completionist is just going for a joyride right now.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like Abdallah is just trying to remember how to play Cat Mario, because he's doing the glide when he wants to do the wall climb and whatnot. And I think having those split mistakes every so often is really not going to be helpful in clearing a course like this that's very tight in terms of wall jumps.
And that's a good point, 9. We were talking to Abdallah prior to this competition. He said the physics for Cat Mario, very tricky. He pointed that out early
This
on.
Cat
already
Mario
having to deal with
section
it.
is hard.
Meanwhile, the completionist in the Cat Mario stage has a chance to catch up here.
Does. This is very close right here. Just one more jump and the completionist will be really about even with them once they get to that checkpoint here. And I think Abdallah's starting to figure it out there. Instead of standing on top of that very slow green platform, instead maybe using it to try to climb up. But it looks like he's found another way. That creativity paying off.
Right. Slow and steady wins the race.
The
With
poor
green block, they
completionist,
do
I'm
end
seeing
up
him
going slow,
struggle
which
with
allows
finding out which
Abdallah
button
to
is the
really
right
think
jump
out
he
what
wants to
movements
do.
he wants to do and do the climb right before his jump. So he will make it to the next portion here. And again, you got to follow those coins and you got to follow those arrows.
Abdallah at the end just has to climb those last moving treadmills as you see here. There's one, there's two. And here's one of those on-off switches that can affect so many different things, but Cat Mario making, oh no, Abdallah misses the exclamation mark. It has to go all the way back to the bottom. Here comes the completionist in the block portion. Is there enough time for him to catch up? Don't forget, they're racing our winner from the earlier round right now. We'll see how
Hi,
that
Melly,
time stacks
welcome to
up.
the stream.
And Abdallah reaches the top of the pole
Sorry if I get a
first.
little quiet.
And we'll
I'm
have
just
30 more seconds for the
focused on
completionist
watching
to
them.
play around with Super Mario
Okay, so
Maker
we've only
2.
got one
Yeah,
screen
it's
to
fun
focus
there.
on
Yeah, I
this
think he's trying to
time.
complete the level right now, and he really wants to see
This
what
section
else
looks
is
hard. Those bumpers.
I like it.
16
Looks like he's
seconds left,
really
but you talk
trying
about
that
the
left
different
side.
physics that you have to get used to, and already you're implementing traps and hazards from 2D side
just keeps
scrollers.
going
You've got
through that
Super
door.
Mario 3D World and Cat Mario trying to handle that.
There
You've
he
got
goes.
springs, moving blocks, so many things you have to account for here, 9.
Yes, and I think that right here, as we do see that time tick away, it really was not understanding the
he's
Cat
sad.
Mario physics.
Don't give up.
They kind of threw him off there. There was a chance to climb the wall earlier, but instead looking for a more traditional wall jump. I think maybe a little more familiarity, and that would have gone quick.
It's surprising how high Cat Mario can jump. A lot of times you don't have to use
Never
that
give
glide,
up.
especially in that portion, just to make your way on up. But that glide can really throw you off sometimes.
No, yeah, the Cat Mario definitely is
I just
a
hear
little
his
bit
jumps
difficult
going
because
around.
in the
Looks
portions
like
like that,
they're
you're trying to
done.
just go and do the wall jump as soon as possible, but actually doing the climb just a little bit so you can time your jump
Oh, yeah,
and
that
get
was a
a little
bummer.
bit more height is very crucial for that particular portion.
Looks like they're done
So
though.
Abdallah wins the head-to-head
Looks like it's
matchup
going to the
against
next round.
completionist. We do want to clean up one thing. In that prior race with Yellow Killer B and the Dragon Feeny, their graphics were on the incorrect side of the screen, so the Dragon Feeny actually winning that first round. And we'll see how her time stacks up against Abdallah. I believe she had the fastest time, so she'll get a chance to choose her teammate in the second round. But already early on, 9, we saw that on
Where's
a
the
given level,
gameplay
you can go
by
left
Summer?
or right, and sometimes choosing the right path that plays
Oh,
to your
bye
strengths
Summer.
is all
I
the
thought you meant
difference in
like
the world.
goodbye
It's all about
Summer.
the strengths.
I'm
We
gonna
saw
spend it
trying to
all
shift
in
back
Mario
over to the left
Maker.
side after a little bit of struggles on the right side there. That's where those split-second decisions come in, because we've seen
I love
how
Cat
fast these
Mario,
players can
but
get
not
through a
so
level that
easy,
they've
huh?
never seen
Yeah, it
before.
doesn't seem
There
like
really
it.
isn't that much room to mess
Seems
up.
like you really
You
got to
saw the
remember what
Kart
the
Mario
inputs are
portion
for
in
all
the
of them.
car. very difficult for the completionists at times because you have to maintain that momentum. Not much of a problem for Abdallah.
Yeah, no, the Cooper car is it's kind of difficult when you're not sure what's going to
Hey,
show
Maddie.
up next, right?
Welcome to the
You have to
stream.
keep your momentum, you have to keep your speed throughout that level, and then there's also one portion where
We're
you're not supposed to jump.
here just
the rest
enjoying
of it
some
you're supposed to
people
jump. So keeping
jump
all of that
around in
mind is
Super
actually
Mario
quite
Maker.
difficult
I'm
as it's
excited
going
for
so
this
fast.
game. I really
Let's
hope
take
they
a look at the
add
times after our first
online
round and the
friend
4 speed runs
play.
and see who had
I'm
the
sure they
fastest
will,
time,
just
and
the
it
way
looks
they
like
phrased
the
that it's
Dragon
not going to be
Feeny in
available at
3:11,
launch.
Abdallah
I think we're
33
probably
seconds
going to get it
behind,
later,
and
so
you see Yellow Killer B
I'm
and the
sure it'll be
completionist
worth it.
unable to finish due to the speed of the Dragon Feeny and Abdallah. And we've been told that the Dragon Feeny, for her teammate in
Hey,
round 2,
Sergio,
has chosen
welcome.
Yellow Killer B. So interesting choice right there, but you saw Yellow Killer B wasn't too far behind the Dragon
Yeah,
Feeny,
this game's
and
looking
now
great.
they
I'm
get
already
set for the
liking
co-op
that they're
course, and
utilizing
this
a
is
lot
where
of the
communication
new
comes in. It's so
things for this
important
one.
for
I
the
mean, they're
cooperative
of
play as
course
well too, Nine.
working on
Player 2 is
the
always important whenever you're going
I guess
through a
Super
game
Mario
like this.
World
And it's really
3D
important that someone,
type of
I think, becomes
skin,
the
so it's
shot
all going to
caller
be
in this
new, but
situation. Some of these puzzles are
still,
going to
I'm
really
excited to see all the
rely
new
on somebody
tools that
saying,
we're getting
"Alright,
for this
let's look at what
this
we've
game.
got here. We're going to time this in 1, 2, 3, something along those lines," because we saw a little mess up can send you down far, and I have no doubt that this level's going to be the same way.
Yeah,
And I'm really
Sergio and
curious
Medi,
who
you
the
got
little
the
brother is
same
between the
image
Abdallah
of
and
KK
completionist who's
Slide.
going to get that second controller that doesn't get used too much. It's been rolled up for a while as well too, and you mentioned working
I'm so
together.
bad at Mario
and
games, so I
another
probably won't get this,
fact
but
of this
it
game
looks
that we saw
really
earlier in
cool
the
and
first
it's fun to
course, the
watch. I mean,
on-off
it's
switch,
pretty
how that
fun,
might
and
be
it has like a
implemented.
story
Perhaps
mode
we
and
see that more
things,
in these next couple
and you
of
can make your own
courses.
Yeah,
levels,
definitely
and it's
will
pretty.
help
It's
out
got it
with
all
the timing
for a
of
2D
things,
Mario.
in
It
a
really
two-player
has it
mode,
all.
if you have on-off
So
switches, one
I'm
person might
excited
have to
about
turn
it.
on the switch, the other person would have to adapt to what that changes in the course map. So I think that could be very tricky and very interesting to see in a game like this. But as Nine said, I think a lot of it's going to be coming down to timing and how well you communicate with your ally. So I think maybe part of the reason why Dragon Feeny chose Yellow Killer B is perhaps, they've been hanging out a lot throughout this weekend, so maybe they have some good synergy
That's
that
fine.
might help them out at this next level.
Hey,
Synergy,
Coves,
nice
welcome.
business word right there. I'll see that on my next PowerPoint presentation.
Emily, you can't wait to
Nine,
design
as we
levels. I
get set
can't
for
wait to
co-op
play
mode, and
your
what we saw in this
levels
first
and
course
find
is
them.
It's almost like you walk into a section of these courses and you have to perceive everything around you and figure out, how do I solve this puzzle? And now it's going to be implementing most likely that second player. It's not just something you can do by yourself while
All
your
right, so
partner
they're
kicks
setting
back
up the
and drinks some
second
lemonade.
Well, you do
portion
have
of
two
this,
people,
I'm sure,
so it should
which I
reason
forgot
that
what
you
it
can now figure it out
was.
twice
Is it the
as fast
finals
or
at this
something like
point?
that. So the communication is going to be
'Cause
just as important as what's going
They're
on
like
in
8
the
minutes
game
left, I
itself.
think.
And also just the execution of the different moves that Mario can do. We saw that with Cat Mario, some of these players struggling as well too. You have to be very familiar
Oh yeah, he's
with
talking
these
about the
power-ups. And it
struggles
looks
of
like
Cat Mario.
Our teams are set to go. Round 2, our co-op course here at Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. The Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer B taking on Abdallah and the
I mean, not
Completionist.
outside of
Let's
just
get ready for
the-
the countdown here, folks. 3, 2, 1, and let's hit that start button here. As we said, it's co-op mode, Mario Luigi, a little Super Mario World action here,
Yes.
Nine.
I know a lot of the competitors, when we were talking to them, said
Yeah,
they're
I'm
very
messing with the
familiar with
volume a
this.
little
So if
bit,
there's
just
ever
to,
gonna be a
because I want
moment
it to
they
be the
will know
best it
what to
can
do, this
be
is going to
once
be the time.
Animal Crossing
Early
is on
you see a
screen
bit of an
during the
obstacle here,
E3
trying to get to the
presentation.
top shelf. There's an on switch just staring you in the face. Dragon Feeny, Yellow Killer B, that figure it out. But now they've got an advanced Luigi on the bottom. They're starting to slowly figure it out.
So this
Hitting those
part's
on-off switches, opening
hard,
up the
'cause
gates,
I know they're
allowing them
like,
to progress here, Vish.
you know,
Yeah,
obviously
and like
talking
we're
about
talking about,
things
one
as
person
well.
is doing the on-off and the other person is just waiting.
They're
And in this particular
commentating.
moment, this is where the timing matters, right? Because he has to turn the switch on, and then the blue block will appear, and he has to jump on it. He has to do that 2 or 3 times, and they both make it to the second round at basically the same time.
Both teams sneaking through the door at the same time. Now you see a swinging
But yeah, I do want it to
floating
be.
at the top.
I
They're
appreciate
trying to
like
jump off of
everybody
each
saying
other's heads
something
to
and how they
grab
feel
it,
about the
use those
sound too,
physics to
because I want
advance.
to know
Dragon Feeny and
that.
Yellow Killer B
And
moving
I'm
forward,
sure it'll
but
be a
there
little
is
bit better
a
during
key
the
block
E3
right
presentation
there.
because it won't
Interesting
be
to see what
like
happens
other
with that
people
switch here, Nine.
commentating
Best
on
prize
top
that
of
you could
me
ever get
also
at the end of a crane
talking.
game.
So
Dragon
it
Feeny
should
and
be
Yellow Killer
be
move.
better.
They both get in at the same time. I cannot believe how close this is already. And now we see the switches again. It's going to be very important that they identify this because they are both moving at incredible speed.
And you see Abdallah and the Completionist slightly further ahead than the Dragon Feeny
I
and
really
Yellow
like these
Killer B.
team
Don't
levels
forget,
so far.
whatever
They're
team
pretty
wins
cool.
advances to the finals where they face off against each other. Abdallah and the Completionist hitting that power block, getting the spring to go. Mario trying to jump up with that spring. Advances.
I like that they're
Luigi
showing
on
off
your
all of
right-hand
these
side,
new
just a few
things that we
seconds
can
behind
do.
here, Vish.
This is a really tight race. They are just neck and neck right now. They're really figuring out all the things they need to do and like throwing throwing the pow block up there to get the spring, and now they just have one more little obstacle to complete here. They already passed the pow block to the top there. That
Oh man, this is
Pass
neck
the
and neck
gravy
right
past the
here.
power block as that vine comes
Oh,
down.
he
And
missed.
Dragon Beanie, Yellow Killer Bee, they advance. Abdallah, the completionist,
Oh, no.
kicking it too
They're
high.
falling behind.
And is
You can't miss
exhausted having to
those.
grab a new power block. Here comes another on-off section here, though, Nine, and this is going to require a lot of communication, it looks like.
This one is a little bit tricky. The last time that we saw this switch, it was a little bit more obvious what you need to do. Here, there's going to be some bouncing that's involved. You can't get to
All
it
right.
with a normal
Looks like they're
jump.
tied.
Abdallah and the completionist now equal with the Dragon Beanie and Yellow Killer Bee. And this is what we talked about. Seeing a puzzle in front of you and figuring out what do I do with all the tools at my disposal.
Right. I think just even like exploring a level or just like going through and seeing what options you do have could really help you out in a juncture like this.
You see Abdallah and the completionist on that left-hand side trying to jump onto the red block. They advance Mario right there. Ooh, what do you do here, Nine? This looks precarious.
Well, they got to figure it out quick. 1, 2, just
Oh.
the right idea. But unfortunately, the right idea is not enough. You got to start all over again.
And it comes to the execution we talked about, Vish. You can have the right idea, but at the end of the day, your thumbs have to be in sync with your brain.
Yeah, I mean, in a speedrun like this, you usually get like one try at most in terms of learning that kind of idea here. So he can't mess up again because you have to start all the way from the beginning. Will he get the timing down this time? You can see them biding their time.
Oh, they're too early.
Shuts the gate on him, said, no, you can't come
Hey,
in for
Leon.
dinner.
Welcome to the stream.
Abdallah and the completionist going back to the beginning. Meanwhile, Dragon Beanie, Yellow Killer Bee still trying to find the rhythm. But Nine, this is an important point. You see
This is
trap,
pretty. This
how
is a
quickly can
hard
you go
little
back
section
through the
here, but
puzzle,
also
give yourself
very
as many
awesome.
chances as possible.
That was
Quickly
cool.
is how they can
Okay.
get through it there. Both
I
sides
cannot
know
wait
what
for
they need
these
to
like
do. It's just a matter of
two-player
execution. And
competitive
as we get to
things, because
another
this is
tricky room
awesome.
right
Like
here,
these
it's
group
up to Dragon
levels.
Beanie and Yellow Killer Bee to get through
This
as fast as
this is like a
possible.
completely
And keep in
new
mind,
way to
red
think
and blue
about
blocks
like
are now
how to
automatically switching off,
play.
and that's a feature with the on-off switch.
Oh,
here, Vish.
no.
Other items can turn it on and off. But now that skull track is gone, let's go through the door and see what happens after that. Abdallah and the completionist. One room ahead on this course over Dragon Beanie and Yellow Killer Bee. They're going to give themselves another chance on the left here, trying to time things out. It looks like they might have figured this out. And Abdallah and the completionist taking the carpool through the tube. Is that going to be enough as you take a look coming out the pipe? One more trap here, though, Nine.
It's a trap and also a new
All right,
feature.
I
They
missed the
immediately
whole
go
section
right
on
to
the
wall.
left because I was focusing on that other one.
The airball is just short. Abdallah and the completionist trying to close out this course and advance to the finals. And they do.
I like that you can
Abdallah
throw
and
yourself at the end of the
completionist
level to beat that.
high-fives and dap around as they move on to the finals. Nicely
This
done.
does look really tough.
Fantastic execution, and you see all the things you can do.
This
in
is
co-op
rage
play, Vish.
inducing.
How about the teamwork by those two?
Oh man, you can really see the teamwork coming together as the course.
Oh my
even
gosh, this
progressed,
looks
right? Like,
awesome. It
you
looks
could
so
see them
fun.
Really on
I'm
point
so
with their
excited
timing.
for
As soon
this.
as they got that,
So is that the
one
end? Is that
red
like
blue
the
block
end
at
of the
start, they have to
Invitational?
do it twice in order to continue the next one. I feel like
They
it was
really
totally
made it
insane.
take only
Everything
30
after that
minutes,
kinda really
if that's all of it.
In Nine, it seemed like the difference in this course was how quickly Abdallah and the completionist figured out that one room where you got to alternate the red and blue blocks and then time the double jump at the end. And they're able to rinse and repeat multiple times.
I guess I'll,
Meanwhile,
you know what
Yellow
I
Killer
could do?
Bee
I could just
and
turn
the
it
Dragon
down while
Beanie
they're in
just couldn't get
between
the
and
rhythm down.
talking,
No, and it's remarkable not
and I can just chat with you all. Actually, maybe I won't cut it
exact timing that they
completely
need to
out. I'll
do.
just put it
That
down
is not
here.
easy to do. These people know what they're doing.
So while they're all talking, we can just hang out, everybody. I love Gerard's belly. He looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Well, we're in the finals, which
That's
means we
funny.
do have to say goodbye to two of our competitors. Crowd,
Let's see.
give
Looks
a
so
big
cool.
round
Looks so
of applause.
promising. Yeah, it really does.
Yellow Killer Bee, excellent work
All right.
cheering. This is the first time they saw
So I
this
think
game.
they're cheering everybody on.
Time with it.
I think
It'll
it's
be
over.
later this month,
Hey,
but
D-Dub, welcome
we
to the
do have
stream.
finals to get to, and it'll be 3 objectives
Tell your bird I say
courses
hi.
and then one final
D-Dub
course to
says
go
hi,
to, and
Georgia.
this is where things get fun because
She's
now second
looking
place to
like
both
she
courses
wants to
here.
go somewhere.
Dragon Beanie had the fastest
Let's
time.
see.
She chose Yellow Killer Bee. However, Abdallah in the
There is
completion
one more round.
in the second
Okay.
round, they'll pair off
So that
with
was a
each other in
co-op.
those finals in
So,
action.
okay, let's see. We've got round one, which was the 4-player speed run. Then the co-ops.
right, and this is a new feature that we have here, the ability to have clear conditions and then
DNF
reflect
did not
whatever
finish.
it
That's
is
too
that
bad.
you're doing to the level.
Saddest,
Different things that you can do.
saddest ending.
A certain amount of coins, hit a P switch possibly. So
See, I demand that you show us your birds one day. One day, we will.
Right. I think taking your time. With
They just get scared of cameras and things, and
traps as you go along.
they get all quiet and they hide in a corner.
Or it's something you might have to have an item along with you. You might have to collect all the coins you mentioned. So being very aware coming up ahead while going as fast as you can is going to be really
Let's see, hit you when Animal Crossing comes
Let's get set
out.
for our first
We
course
should
in the
play
finals.
and
First
do
of the two mini
some
courses that are objective based.
color
So keep an eye
video
out for
/
that objective
podcast,
digital at the
etc.
bottom of your screen here shortly. We've got
Let's see, they
Abdallah
wanted to
versus the completionist,
commentate too.
course 1 of the finals.
Alright, so
Let's
are they
get the
starting with
countdown
this next
started,
one?
crowd.
The Splatoon Championship is right after this, so
Now they got to play against each other. Oh, look at
I see a furrowed brow from the
so it should be pretty soon. Alright, I think they're doing one final round. I'll turn it back up.
And let's roll here. Both players hitting that play button at the same time. Finals 1, a little Super Mario 3 here, 9.
Well, you knew we were going to get it coming up eventually, and it's going to be reaching the goal after hitting all, in this case one.
Well, let's see what we have here. You go through the pipe, and there's a mushroom.
Okay, so we've got
Just
the
like
Super
airplane
Mario
seats
3.
for me,
It's got
too
such a
big to get through there,
cool, like,
Vish.
retro
Yeah,
look to
that's
it.
our first peek at the night mode feature that we have in Super Mario Maker 2. And it looks like there's twisters here as well, and we also have the little sandstorm feature, which is going to push you through that little area that's too difficult for you if you were a big Mario.
Abdallah trying to figure out which jigsaw piece can complete this puzzle right now. Can't make it through that
Alright.
pipe as long as you've got those
the
twisters at
sound
the
is
bottom. Hits the
okay.
on-off switch, trying to mess around with the twister on the right-hand side. Meanwhile, completionist, knocks the twister off right there. And seems like both players still trying to kind of figure out how this course works here, 9.
Right, and you called it a puzzle earlier. It absolutely is, and everything
So these
that
are
you
like,
see right here is self-contained.
I never
Both
understood
have
the
gone
puzzle
through the door, they've
courses,
gone
at
back
least
to
when
the
I
pipe,
started
and
seeing
it looks
them.
like the completionist is starting to figure it out, escorting that twister all the way to the end. Almost there, gonna have to get it to drop just one more.
You'll notice that twister doesn't move to any empty block. It'll return back, but the twister drops down for the completionist. Looks like our crowd is starting to kind of figure out this puzzle as well, too. Now it just comes down to that execution piece we talked about, Vish.
Right, yeah, I think both players are kind of figuring out the mechanics of this level and how to get the twister all the way to the right, left side there, and finally gets him all the way down, and that's gonna move the P block all the way there, and he is going to be able to get it out. P switch ready.
But the
wait a minute.
completionist carries it. You gotta. Don't you hit a P switch when you see it, Vish?
You should hit
He's
the P
carrying
switch.
it like
Okay,
a
so I get it.
watermelon
They're
at this
trying to
point.
get that
He
block
hits the
over
P switch
there.
and completionist, first one through the pipe. Abdallah still trying to hit it. Completionist.
Oh no, my stream is getting a
hits the
little
mushroom at the end, and
little
the
blurry.
completionist
Hopefully
wins the first course,
it
giving
fixes
him a
up.
3-second head start
Okay,
in the
it fixed
finals
up.
already. And
All right.
That's what we saw at 9, the ability to recognize a puzzle and how quickly can you rinse and repeat.
Well, talk about a margin for error here. They both actually did the same thing. They took the P switch up
Oh
to
no,
the
it's
block
getting a
on
little
the
blurry
top
again.
right. The only difference is that the completionist did not let the block go. We saw Abdallah do that, and once it's up there, you can't grab it again. It's floating in the air, you're floating in the air, and we didn't see it there, but he actually had to reset the level anyway.
And it goes back
Alright.
to the mechanics of Mario-ish, but the different traps.
Let's turn
that
this
has
back
your goals,
down.
Understanding how those twisters work and how you can't go through the pipe.
You
can't
just
go through
subscribed to all the
communication.
contestants.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
a feature here in Mario Maker 2, so it just kept you all the way up there, and it's a P switch. You gotta hit the switch, man.
Let's see.
No, the switcher's on the right side.
It's
Bye.
shiny, it's linking to the base, you gotta
Whoever
jump on
left,
it right
was
there,
it
but
Lane
the completionist
Cakes?
winning the first course of that objective course as we saw.
I'm rooting for
Really impressive
completionist.
work
I
by
feel
both
like
of
he's
them
probably
to
the
figure it
most
out. So let's go
well-known
ahead
out of
and
this
get set
group.
for our second course here between Abdallah and the
Let's see, but
completionist.
is there an official
Completionist taking the
Nintendo
first
live
one with a
stream for
3-second head
Splatoon?
start.
It will be
They're ready to
here.
go. They're
It will
exhaling.
just
They're
take
ready to
place
roll. Let's get this
after
countdown
this
started.
event. So it's going to happen now, but they're still doing this, so
All right, we've
Let me
got
turn
our
this back
second
up so
course
we can
here
hear
at
it.
9. What are the rules for this one here?
Reach the coin, or the goal, after grabbing all 100 coins. You do have to reach the coin.
Oh, bye,
in fact,
Leon.
100 of them, and you see right there, that flag is not yet there. Let's hop into the pipe and see what we've got.
And also, what genre are we working with here so they're familiar with the controls?
Yeah, this is Super Mario World 3D, so we're gonna be able to see what's going on here, or new Mario Maker's Wii U. So we're gonna have the
nobody even knows
The
the name of
Completionist
new
on your
Super
right-hand
Mario
side,
Maker.
using that wall jump and those swinging cranes. Abdallah
Oh, he's
flying
gonna fall all the
forward
way
right
back
now.
down.
Gets propeller Mario.
That's
and
too bad.
trying to go to the top. And you see those vines might help here. 9 already. Abdallah blowing through this course.
That's 90 coins right there. Needs to find 10 more. And if you look up to the top of your screen, another new feature, 10 coins in one. You saw a few of the blocks get broken right there. I think Abdallah
This
already
part
knows.
seems hard.
It's just on execution, but watch out. The completion is not far behind, but that's all 100.
Abdallah now just has to descend to the bottom and all about grabbing that bag and going here at this point here, Vish.
yeah, working with the physics on this level, he traversed this so quickly because it was tight timings to do those little wall jumps and make sure that you get the propeller in.
So taunting by Abdallah.
Yeah.
So much for gamemanship and good friendship right here.
They were just friends in the previous game.
Oh, this is already over.
Oh,
Okay.
That was fast.
okay.
Oh, I
Things
know
are
that
heating
knob.
up here at the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. Friends are now foes. Abdallah rubbing it into the face and beard of the completionist right there.
That was a pretty quick round. That was a fast win right there. Hey, Hatis or Hatis? Hatis?
You cut me off in the
I don't know.
buffet knock right there. No, thank you. 1-1 is the score now, so neither player with the
Oh,
head start
man.
in the final
They're
course
getting
will get
serious
to.
here.
We're ready for course number 3. Let's keep
I
it
think this is
exciting.
going longer than they
Round
said
zero
it was
to when
going
that
to
countdown
go.
begins.
Because they
Let me
said
hear
like
you
30
say.
minutes, and I'm like, no, you're going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to their
So creative.
e3.nintendo.com to check it out. But I'll also turn this back up so you can hear it
Go
again.
ahead and break it down for us.
Reach the goal while riding Yoshi. I know there's some Yoshi fans in
I
the
like
crowd.
these
Come
goal
on, who
levels
doesn't
a
love
lot.
them? Right at the beginning, you get to jump on him, but it looks like there is a world of pain waiting for them.
A lot of sauce, and that's not something Yoshi likes. Yoshi bouncing up the cannonball on the left-hand side for Abdallah. Slight lead, hits the off switch. I wonder what comes out of there. Avoiding the fire, but a twister sends him straight into the spike. And Abdallah losing a life right now. Oh, but the completionist able to move forward, ducking underneath the saws, and you see some
Oh
dripping
man,
water.
this is a cool
Avoids
level.
the
It's a
icicle
twirly one,
falling
and
down,
you reach
but then
the
that
center.
pink bumper knocking him off, and you gotta be careful here.
Yeah, that being said, I feel like the completionist like really went through that stage quite fast. He was able to duck under the saws really well, carrying the momentum while
See,
he
this seems
slides.
really cool
And then he
because you can
also,
like
went
think
through the
about,
icicle portion pretty quickly. And now he's already on the second part.
you
and
can
we're
think
getting
of levels in like a
seesaws here. You
different
gotta have to make sure to
direction
put
than
your weight in the
you
right
usually get
portion.
them.
And jump
Oh, that
before
one's
the
already
completionist
over. The
finished. That's so
completionist
fast.
won.
Under a minute.
Nailed it.
Completionist not rubbing it in. It's all business. You see the collar. You see the suit jacket right there. He'll take a 3-second head start into our final course. And how about that? Dancing around the hazards throughout that entire level 9. Nearly a flawless finish by the completionist.
We didn't even get to talk about the mechanics of that level there. I was going to say, well, you know, if you bounce off Yoshi, he can run around and you can jump back on him. The completionist said, no, I'll keep my dino the entire time.
Let's see.
just run
Abdallah
through
won
this, no
every
problem
time so
whatsoever.
far, I thought.
Historic
Not this time, at
preservation
least.
by the completionist right there.
Bye,
We move
Lane.
on to our
Laney
final
Cakes.
course, and as we said, a 3-second head start for the completionist, and so it seems
Alright,
like
so
these
it seems
players
like
get
it's a
more
tie
comfortable.
game so
Courses
far.
are flying by much quicker as they get more invested in this game, and you'll see the finals. The 3 minis plus 1 final. The completionist taking 2 out of those 3, which means you'll have a nice, comfortable 3-second head start. But as
Okay.
we know, sometimes 3 seconds isn't much time in these final courses potentially.
Potentially, in those last couple of games, though, they were.
So they're just fighting for who gets that 3-second head start. Or if you get real unlucky, somebody gets a 9-second head start. That would be a bummer.
Let's get set for our final course of the Super
All
Mario
right, here it
Maker
is,
2
the final
Invitational
course.
2019 crowd. Let's
This
get
one's gonna be
thing
so
rolling. The
awesome.
completionist taking on Abdallah. One more course to determine who will be our champion this year. Let's get set. Oh, the completionist hitting the start button first. Obviously, you get that 3-second head start, so that's great right there by Abdallah, honoring that. And of course, there's going to be lava here, 9.
Of course there's going to be lava, and this was the one that we hadn't seen yet. We're taking it back all the way to the classic there, and neither one of them
Oh,
clearing
no,
it
that
so
lava's
far.
gonna be
A
hard
little
to-
stumble there at the start, but of
On
course
top of
lava.
like the...
I wonder who we're going to see at the end of this.
The completionist able to stay alive and dance around the icicle, trying to get some momentum, waits for that lava to fall. We get to the next section here. Abdallah slightly ahead, grabs the swinging crane, but oh, we've got a big boom boom floating down right now, 9.
Look at how quickly Abdallah went across that, and the speed being too much. The
No, you gotta
completionist
let that
taking the more
boom boom
cautious
fall.
route, meets the same fate. They're going to start again. I'm starting to think those 3 seconds
Oh
may
man,
not matter
you
too
start
much.
all the way
Hey,
from the
Biz,
beginning.
this is where rinse repeat becomes very important because you're going to get back to the same part that you stumbled against. How quickly can you get back to that same area?
Definitely. I think it's going to be like a huge learning process as they traverse this level, right? And that 3 seconds allowed him to get maybe 1 extra try. And Abdallah's already.
What just happened?
The pump fake by the spike. The spike said, in the kind words of
I'm
the
watching
King of
Abdallah's
Dumbo,
screen right now, and I could not tell what just happened.
But you know, we talked earlier about how lots of different elements of a level. We saw earlier a shell hitting the on-off block. This time it's a spike. You've got to be
Oh, it's a
aware
bummer
of
when my
everything.
screen gets
And
a little
even though
blurry,
Abdallah
I'm
had
like,
made it further
go
than
back
the
to normal.
completionist, they started the same area.
Oh, he jumped into
Abdallah
the
jumping
ice
just a
cube.
little bit too high and catches his cap on the icicle. Meanwhile, the completionist is taking a nice little Sunday cruise, and he sees the trap ahead. But he jumps too early,
No.
and he falls into the lava. Abdallah with the chance to take the lead. He's got to navigate. But he
Oh,
falls
okay,
the
so I
same
understand.
as
It's
earlier
that
already.
spike on the
This
bottom
lava
that really
castle
tricks
is
you.
causing a lot of issues
It comes
for
from
both
the
the runners here,
lava,
Nine.
And now both
and then
of
it
them know the
destroys
trick to this, right?
everything.
They have both been fooled by the same things a couple of times. This is really
This
rinse
is
and
so
repeat,
stressful.
repetition. Maybe little refinements here, but at this point, it's really just about making sure
Yeah,
you
you can
execute
run
the
across
plan
them.
you
I don't know why the
already know.
And Fish, what's
completionist
very
is
difficult is you want to
choosing to
execute, but
jump.
you know, right on the other side,
Because
there's
they're-
somebody competing right against you, and you've got to put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I mean, you want to like take your time just a little bit, but at the same time, you got to go as fast as you can. And Completion is finally able to get all the red points. Will he go to the next portion? Gets the key.
Oh, he got
He's
the
there.
key.
But what is waiting for him on the other side of that door?
Uh-oh, a seesaw.
Oh my God, he just does it! He does that right away!
Through the castle and reaches the first checkpoint.
This is
Here
neck
comes
and
another
neck right
interesting
here.
part. Has the icicles falling, staying on the moving platform,
Okay.
but oh!
Thank
He
goodness
falls.
for checkpoints.
And all of our excitement, Abdallah moving forward, and he's tiptoeing on this moving platform, but he falls
Oh
to the
no,
same fate
Abdallah.
as well, too. And this is tricky here, Nine, because those icicles are falling faster than the platform's moving.
Right, and I think Abdallah has already done it. You saw that he is starting much further back on the platform and just inching his way to the right, staying clear of them just a few more feet, and gets to the next portion, but what waits?
Just like getting candy in the middle of the
Oh
night,
yeah, you
have
really
to
need some
tiptoe down the
patience on that
hallway. Abdallah
platform.
moving his way up the spikes to some more swinging cranes. Tries to go underneath the icicle here, and this is where that risk reward and speed factor comes in here, Fish.
Right. With the swing crane, you can use the momentum to start the fall of the icicle, and then from there, able to get to the next swinging crane. So using all the physics of these.
Don't be blurry.
And using the physics there to be able to jump
we go.
on the opposite way from the
Oh
swing.
man, he's still on the
Don't forget,
icicles. I'm
slopes
watching
just
Abdallah
don't go
now because
downhill.
he's
If you're
way
an
ahead.
optimist, they go up as well too, Nine. And here comes an interesting part with some vines and Abdallah being like Tarzan, just being very careful swinging vine to vine.
This is interesting. I think Abdallah's been the more aggressive of the two players, but here saying, all right, let's just get across this. If I fall, I have a long way back up. As the completionist says, hey, wait a minute, I'm climbing this mountain too.
And Abdallah also saying one hazard he doesn't like, the solo spikes from the original Super Mario Brothers. And you see it right there as those watermelon-looking bouncers making this climb to the summit just a little bit tougher. But Abdallah navigating that section.
Oh no,
now
it's
he
so
has
blurry.
a slope with some springs here, Fish.
And
there
then
it
they all
goes.
mentioned how
Better.
much they dislike springs. There's a lot of springs in this portion, and you fall all the way down if you end up messing up this portion here of the swing claw.
These
This
claws
is
are
very
pretty
tricky. I
cool.
think this is where risk reward really comes into play because you don't want to fall all the way down and have to redo this entire course.
Completion is not too far behind, using those swinging cranes to make his way up the mountain. Abdallah trying to figure out the seesaw with the twister. A lot of components here, and once again, you have to be familiar with the mechanics of these hazards here, Nine.
And you see right there, just not enough
Oh,
height to
it's
get
so
up there.
hard.
Gonna try it again. Abdallah knows what he needs to do here. He needs to manipulate where that twister is and lower him on the seesaw. And meanwhile, on the other side, the completion is never far behind.
He's on the vine portion as well, too, so we know he's hot on the heels of Abdallah. Abdallah just playing on the playground right now with the seesaw and the twister.
He needs
trying
to-
figure out
he needs
how
to really
get to
commit
that
to getting
grade.
that seesaw.
Another puzzle-solving component here, Fish.
Yeah, and I think he's finally figured it out.
There he
where got
goes.
him all the way
Alright.
to the tippy top of that
He finally
seesaw.
nailed it.
Now
Oh
he
look,
can
it's
go to the
Undertale
next
here.
portion of this fourth
Looks
fight.
like
But
Undertale.
Completionist is not too far behind if you can figure out how to do these swing claws really quickly.
Checkpoint reached by Abdallah. You see some more rising lava. A lot of Goombas trying to crowd the club.
Yeah,
There
man.
he is. There's
And then
Bowser,
that's
but it looks
doing-
like Bowser has updated his home security system. A couple more obstacles to try and take down King
Whoops.
Koopa.
There
And
we
this
go.
really is the puzzle here. Can they figure out the quickest and most efficient way? You see some spikes on top here. Gonna swing over there. And you look, Abdallah is taking his time right now and jumps a little too high. Earlier, you wanted to jump as high as you could on the crane. Not so
Yeah,
much.
this
in
game still seems
Have to
pretty
watch
close.
your head, but you see
The worst part is when
on-off
you
switch
know
with
that you
Goombas from
did
coming out
what
of
you
the
need to
pipes.
do and you just
Have to
can't.
navigate
Yeah,
that
I know. Figuring that
fire
out
breath
is pretty
coming in
tough.
From Bowser, and this is where it gets tricky here because you saw those 3 icicles, and we always know 3 is the magic number here, Fish.
Right. I wonder how
He's
many
so
icicles
close.
it take to get this Bowser. Okay, the third one goes, and then he thought it was going to be 3 as well. That's why he fell on top.
Oh, there he goes.
You thought
The
it was over.
completionist got
The
it.
completionist, though, getting ready to
He's
go
still
down
behind,
the chimney,
though.
and boy, does he have some gifts for Bowser.
Bowser's been working out. It takes
They're
more than
both in the
3
same
now.
place
Hold on.
now. This is
Bowser getting
crazy.
in the gym,
Oh,
eating some protein.
he got hit by the fire.
Getting some greens in his system. Completionist, he's on the swinging crane. He's gonna take a stab at Bowser. It takes 3, right? No.
Oh, little did you know. Oh man, but these icicles are a very interesting way to be able to hurt Bowser in this level. So that swinging claw, I think, is going to be very useful in how they are able to do even more than just the 3 icicles.
9.
I don't
rinse and
even know who
repeat
to
as
watch.
always.
It's
You
so
know how to get
close.
on top of Bowser, but now you have to be very careful. Is it going to be 3? No, but no sauce.
Oh.
That's not the type of back massage you want right there. Bowser claiming
It's
the
not the type of
completionist.
back
Abdallah
massage
trying
you
to
want.
navigate things. He's already gotten a couple of icicles on Bowser. That's only 3, though. How many more does he need? 2 more going down. That's 6. That's got to do. No! It takes more than that, 9.
Oh man, the completion
Wow,
is doing
this
the
is
same. Abdallah
hard.
has his method here. Can he get over? Barely clears it, and that
Get
Goomba
that Goomba
almost
out of the
ends
way. You
run.
don't want to
That's
just
9
run into a
icicles.
Goomba
That's
right
still
at
not
the end
enough.
and
Let's
lose.
see if it'll do with 3 more. Abdallah.
12?
Unbelievable. Bowser hitting the
How many?
gym just
This
like
Bowser
you, 9.
is so strong.
Come on, how is it 12 hits is not enough for Bowser? Where has he been this whole time? He's been training.
The fire keeps coming. Bowser does not want to champion. Oh, Abdallah
There it goes. The
knocks
Bowser's
out Bowser.
gone.
Now he just has to navigate the swinging crane. A couple more icicles. Watch out for the sauce. And Abdallah gets the axe. Knocks out Bowser. And
There
that
it
will
is.
do it as Abdallah is victorious. And he is your Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019
That was pretty
champion.
awesome.
Oh my goodness. What a crazy last level there. The way you take out Bowser was so creative.
I wonder what they're gonna give him.
Super Mario Maker 2.
I
They
think
always
out of
give like
everything in that
really
level
good,
there, 9, the thing that
cool,
surprised me
exclusive
the most
prizes with
the
these
4
things.
easy hits to knock
So we'll
out
see what they
Bowser.
get.
Oh, used to 3, but 14
GG's, that was
icicles
pretty
to
great.
Bowser. And I think it's so important
The
that
game's
that
looking
nice
great.
outstretched
They
method of
gave us a lot of variety in the levels that they showed off.
That the RNG of Bowser's fire
I think people are going to be making a lot of different things.
And as we all know, every time Mario takes a trip back to the beginning of that level, it resets the health. And Abdallah standing at center stage right now, championing the crowd.
Well, we have a
All right,
champion.
I want to see his prize.
Hardware, everybody, please welcome the producer for Super Mario Maker 2, Mr. Tezuka.
When they get to meet the producer, he gives them a trophy. Oh, that's cool.
One of a kind.
The Mario and Luigi construction uniform trophy.
They've been working for this entire time, and to be able to come out on top in the way that he has, just remarkable.
Abdallah, your champion here. Mr.
Yes,
Tezuka,
I'm so excited
the
for
hardware
Splatoon
there.
next.
Couple
I
photos
think
as well, too. Let's
so.
go ahead.
Usually they
Lots
do.
down with Mr.
Actually,
Tezuka
I'll pull
for
it
a
up
few comments.
because I'm right here on the website as well while I'm watching this. So the teams are FT Win from the US. Well, actually, one of them's from Canada, so not completely the US. GG Boys from Japan, who I think won last year. And then we have Alliance Rogue, they're from France. And then there's Lime Soda from Australia. And the format's going to be, the first is seeding, which is they're just going to find out how the bracket's going to look. Then it's going to be Turf Wars. The next part will be the semifinals with ranked modes, and it's best of 5. So there could be 10 matches in total in the semifinals. And then the finals is a best of 7, which should be pretty fun. Let's see. I want that cute hoodie. That was crazy. GG's, everybody.
So yeah, even for the staff of this game, these difficult courses.
They should all get a trophy.
tricky for us to play.
Nah, they gotta only put out one trophy in the
But
world.
you were
Make sure
really
that's
amazing. It was
very
super
rare,
play.
very
You were
exclusive.
for us.
Yeah, I'm sure they all get something at least for getting to compete and everything. I think they probably get flown out there for sure. So I expect they're... And I'm sure they get to attend E3 and play all the games and go in all those backdoor rooms where you don't have to wait in the lines to play everything, which means, I don't know, they're probably going to be able to play Animal Crossing or something, even though people are thinking it's not going to get demoed, which it probably won't, but I don't know. I hope so. I hope they have the whole E3 booth as like as what's the word I'm looking for? I hope their E3 booth is Animal Crossing themed. What state is E3 in? It takes place in California. So I have a friend who's going. I'm originally from California, so I'd love to go one day. You think they've already seen Animal Crossing? I doubt it. I think Nintendo's got everything closed down up until Tuesday
So
morning.
this game is going to be coming out pretty
Bye,
soon.
Angel.
We're thinking of a way to
I'll see
make
you
sure all of
later.
you
The
will be able to
Splatoon
play
one's
these
next
courses
though,
as well.
so if you want to hang out still, Splatoon's the best. We'll play later, Angel. We should.
So
It's
we've
been a
still
while.
got plenty of entertainment for you. You're going to be seen on this stage, so keep up the energy, and we hope
Oops,
you're
I
looking
bumped
forward
my
to it all.
headset. Sorry,
All right,
everybody.
thank you so much.
If you heard a loud bump.
Hands together one more time for the
Alright,
producer
I
of
think they're
Super
gonna
Mario
take a little
Maker
break
2,
while they
Mr.
set up for
Jessica. How about a round
Splatoon.
of
I
applause
wonder
for
where
all
they're
of our
doing the
participants?
Splatoon one,
The
like if it's
Dragon
gonna
Ball
be
Yellow Killer
in
B
the
is
same
completionist,
spot,
and
because I
your
feel like that's a
champion,
lot to set up
Abdallah.
really
That'll do it for the
quickly.
Super
Oh,
Mario
the goodie
Maker 2
bags!
Invitational 2019.
Who doesn't want some
Don't
goodie
forget, Super
bags?
Mario Maker 2
So,
drops June
I'll tell you
28th.
if you...
Make sure you grab
Yeah, the
yours.
trophy
Chance to
looks
play some
pretty awesome.
fantastic levels, but don't
I'll
go
tell you,
anywhere.
if you
We've
are
got
ever
more great
in
Nintendo
California
competitive
during the
action just around the
summer,
corner
like San
as we
Diego
get set for the
specifically,
Splatoon 2
and
World
Comic-Con is
Championship
going on,
2019.
like, at least
Next,
show up,
here
because
at the
Nintendo
Theater
tends to
Ace
have, like,
Hotel.
stuff around San Diego during Comic-Con, so it's pretty cool. I used to go to Comic-Con every year in San Diego, and they would have, the Nintendo had, like, a whole room in the hotel next door reserved so you can play all of the games. Unfortunately, it was during, like, the Wii U era, so there wasn't anything really cool to play. One year they did have Smash on 3DS, though, which was pretty cool. Yeah, the Splatoon trophy looks pretty sweet. Alright, since they're gonna take a break, I'm also going to take a little break to go potty, and then I will be back pretty quick, so we can watch a little bit more of this stream. I mean, I'll still have this running, so it'll be in the background. I'll turn it up for all of you so you can enjoy the Super Mario Maker 2 music, and I'll be back momentarily.
Good afternoon once again from the Theater at Ace Hotel in Los Angeles, California, as we get set for the Splatoon 2 World Championship 2019. Four of the finest Ink squads from across the world will be partaking, and joining me, I'm Jordan Kent, your Spray by Spray host, and we have two of the leaders of the Pearl de Marina fan club, Nine and Milana. Welcome to the big stage here. And Nine, as we get set for this action, we've had a chance to see this wonderful Splatoon community grow throughout the years, but there's some folks that are going to get their first splash of ink as they watch this championship here. Tell us a little bit more about why Splatoon 2 is so unique as a game itself.
Unique is the perfect word. This is a fast-paced, multiplayer, objective-based shooter. But unlike some other games, there's a mechanic called ink or turf. Putting that on the ground is going to allow you to move around. It's going to allow you to hide. All sorts of interesting things that will go into.
So the guy talking right now
Well,
is
as always,
Nine,
we have to have rules
and
so we can
Milana's on the
explain them
right. That's so
all
fun.
willy-nilly, so let's take a look
So
at
I
the
just saw them
tournament rules for
last
the
weekend.
Splatoon 2
I
World
didn't
Championship
see them,
2019.
but there was a
Up first, we have
big
our ink pool
LAN
top
tournament
seeds,
last
and then
weekend,
turf war
and
teams
they
will
were
play
both
2
there
matches
too.
in a mini seeding bracket. After play of
I don't know
this
any
match, will be
Splatoon
ranked by
teams,
their
so I'll
wins,
just
loss
root for
record.
the US.
Then we move on to elimination
And Canada.
or
One of their
semifinals.
players
Let's
is in
get by and
Canada.
see those ranked modes. Don't worry
It's
too
funny
much
they
about
didn't
the
list
dark
any of the
horse
maps for
modes
these
as we
modes.
approach
Usually
them.
you list
And then
the
the
mode
finals,
and map,
best of 7. You see all the ranked
but they
modes
just
there.
picked,
Who will look to crown
listed the
champion
modes. So we're
at the
doing
end of
Tower
this
Control, Clan Blitz, Splat
World
Zones, Rainmaker, and
Championship
tower control again
And
for
Milana,
that
these
first
teams, if you want to talk
semi-final
about high
round.
level, these teams are the personification of that. What kind of strategy will we see from these high-level teams?
Well, Jordan, these teams are going to have to play
See.
at the top of their game. They're going to have to communicate effectively with each other. They're going to have to play and as a team like they've never played before. They really need to bring their all because they are competing against the best of the best in the world.
And you mentioned that magic word communication. It's important in all relationships in life, but also Splatoon 2 as well, 2-9. What are some of these teams going to be communicating to as far as each time they take on a match?
Yeah, Splatoon just started, Novavix,
one person to see everything.
so
And also,
I'm pretty
as you mentioned,
excited.
you can hide in
I
this
love the
game,
font they
so it's
used
all the
for the
more
World
important that
Championship.
everyone
So
is
cute in
pitching
the
in. If you see
80s.
somebody coming from the left, maybe call
Yeah,
out
it
if
is
someone's
pretty
coming
fun.
from the left. If you're the backliner
All the
who's sitting
style of
back,
Splatoon
identify
2
where
is
all of them
fun.
are.
I really
It's the most
like it.
important facet of an already hard game.
It's so
As we said,
colorful
four of the
and
finest teams
awesome.
from across the globe. Let's go ahead and take an early look at a couple of our teams that will be competing in this year's Splatoon 2 World Championship 2019.
Alright, so here are the teams, everybody. Got the GG boys from Japan. I think their captain is Dynamon. Or is it Yamamichi? I don't know. Lime Soda from Australia. I haven't seen these players too much, so I don't know how they'll do. I've seen Yoshiko a bit. Oh, so they got a 5-person team. I wonder how they're gonna do the subs.
There you have it, two of our first teams, Lime Soda representing Australia, New Zealand, and the GG boys from Japan. Let's start with Lime Soda and Milana. They had quite the journey. Lime Soda,
Yeah, I
Australia,
mean,
New Zealand.
Nina, oh my gosh, how old are these children? They're pretty
So
young.
Lime Soda is a
I
team that
mean,
maybe has gone a little bit unnoticed
when I
in the
get thrown
international
around, I'm
scene
just getting
up
thrown around
until
by a bunch of
their
kids.
4-5 reverse
Sad.
sweep against Morning Sun, one of the top
But they're
teams
good
in
at
the
the
Australia
game.
New Zealand region. They have fought hard to be here, and they deserve their place here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some gameplay.
Very exciting action.
Oh, I didn't
there,
know
but
it was gonna
we would be
be
remiss to mention the
Europe
GG
and
boys,
Australia in this
your
first
defending
round.
champions,
Or not
led by
Europe,
four of the
Japan and
finest
Australia.
individual players that have now collectively joined
We need those
forces to create a
headsets. Can
formidable
somebody
team. What is needed from them? They
email
wanna hoist
Nintendo
up
right
the
now?
Splatoon Sterling
Tell
square once
them
again,
to
they
put
said.
out
They're
these
gonna have to be better
headsets.
than they were last year. And I know it sounds a little bit weird, right? They won last year, but
Hey
everyone saw what that
CWM, hey
was.
Chewy, I've
They are
been
trying
new
to
to
do
your
what
channel
GG
this
Boys was
year.
last year. The most important
I'm
thing
usually a
is
silent
exactly
viewer, but just
identifying
wanted to
what
say I
buttons
really
they
love
want to
your
play.
AC
And we know
podcast and
they've been in
YouTube
a bit of a
content. I
lull
hope you're
just
doing
recently.
good. Thank
And
you
you
so
have to
much.
identify what's best.
Thanks for
And
enjoying
we
that.
were
We always
talking
have a
about
good
that
time
as we were
making the
partaking
podcast, and
as
we're
we
really
took this
excited
into gym
about
this
this
morning,
week,
trying to stay
obviously.
healthy, about
So,
how this is
thank you
probably
for
one of the most
listening.
challenging
Even when you're
championship
silent,
setups we've
I
ever
see
seen.
that
We've
people are
casted a
watching
couple
and
of
listening, and
championships.
it's
These
super
four
cool.
teams are stacked,
And
though.
They are stacked. And I think if you
I don't know,
watched
I guess
last
I always
year's
tell
Splatoon 2
people, like,
World
even if
Championships, I'll go out on a
people
limb and
weren't
say that
watching
every
and
single
listening,
one of
we'd
these
probably
teams
still be
is
doing
better
this
than what was
because we
representing
need to
them the
talk about
last
this
time.
game. It's so
Once again,
cool.
because the game changes so
So
quickly,
yeah,
if you
thanks.
stay stagnant, you are going to get left behind. This should be a lot of fun from the word go.
And Milana, we're starting with Turf
All right.
War. So let's
Okay,
break
I was
down
just
the
checking my
strategy with
volume.
Turf War. Obviously, it says you've got to ink as much turf as possible, but it's so much more than that.
Definitely. The game isn't really played the same throughout that whole 3-minute segment. You have to really focus on getting that middle ground. You wanna take control of the map. You wanna turf as much as you can, and you wanna make sure you don't die. It sounds kind of obvious, but you don't want to be left in a 3v4 situation.
And you mentioned getting splatted. It seems like
I like
the
that
first
Milana's
half of
moved up
Turf
into
War, there is
the
an emphasis on splats.
hosting
At least that's
this
what we
as
heard when
well
talking to
with
the
9
GG
grains.
boys.
Definitely. By taking out some of the opponents, you are able to
She
make
usually
those pushes into
streams
their enemy base. You're
nights,
able
I
to
think.
control that turf for a
I
longer
catch her
time.
every once in a while.
And 9, as we say, when the popcorn finally
How
popped in the
confident
final
are you
30
that we will
seconds of
see
Turf War,
Animal
what's the most
Crossing at
important thing you have to keep in
E3?
mind?
I
Hold your
am
position
currently
and set
at
up, and
about
whatever
like
you do not let yourself be seen
yesterday
back
I'd say I was at like
It's more important that you
63
play
to
cautiously and hold your ground to
75%.
earn
Today I'd
yourself the
say
first few minutes
I've
of play.
And 9,
way
we
past
oftentimes
that to
talk
like
about team
75
competition in
to
different roles, 'cause obviously all 4
87% or
players on a
so
team aren't gonna
confident.
just go out
So
there and do the
I
same
am pretty
thing. You have to
confident that we're
work
going
together,
to
you have
see
to
it at
talk
this
together, and
point.
they have
Like
different
even if
jobs on
it's
the team.
They
delayed
do.
into
And the most
next
common
year,
ones that you're going to hear us talk about are
which it
front
could
line,
be,
midline,
I
and
still
back line.
think we're
And there
going to
are a lot
see
of weapons
the
in
game at this
Splatoon, and a
point.
lot of them
So
do different things.
I'm
But in
confident.
general, think of the frontliners as the playmakers, the ones who
I've
go
had
up
the
and get
urge to
personal with
Splatoon
the
again
opponent.
recently. This is
Midliners
not going
tend
to
to be the
help. We
supportive
should
players.
play
They lead the
later.
map a little bit more. They're going to be up assisting,
Oh,
and the
Blanca,
backliners,
you want
that's
to
the
fly
engine room
around
that's going to
and
hold the ship down.
We're just a couple
Georgia's
minutes away of
cheering
getting
you on.
started with our ink pools. You've got the GG boys, the defending champions from Japan,
Bye,
taking on the
Marina or
Minnesota
Maria.
Strong team from Australia, New Zealand. And we're going to
Thank
be calling
you
out
for
specials
joining
quite
us.
a bit during these matches.
Sorry, I gotta
here,
go
Milana.
because the
But
Sims
with the
4 live stream is
specials, there's
starting
a
soon. Oh,
strategy that
cool.
these teams use as far as when they
Enjoy the
want to use
Sims.
them.
Definitely. We want to see coordinated specials.
Why
you don't
did your
want to use your
confidence
special by
increase
yourself
from
because
yesterday
there's
to
power in numbers.
today?
And
My
in this
confidence
case, there's
increased just because I
exponentiated
think if
power in
Nintendo was
numbers.
going to
And
tell
you
us
also
some
look at
bad
the
news
advantages as far as
about
2v1
Animal
time. We
Crossing,
oftentimes have this
they would have done
conversation when
it
you and I play together.
yesterday
I'm oftentimes
during the
leaving you in
weekday.
that one
Now
position 'cause I
they're
get
busy
splatted.
with
What's
this.
the
They're going to be
advantage of
busy
having
tomorrow. They're
the
going to be busy
cephalopod
all
advantage,
the
as we
rest
like
of
to
this
say on the
week, and
map?
there's really
Well,
just
Milana just said
not
exponential advantage
time
with
to
putting
give
two
us that
specials
type of
together, and it's
announcement.
exactly
Slash,
the same
I don't
here.
think
If
they
you
want to
can team up on someone,
dampen
you're going to have a
the
much easier
mood
time
with
of taking
people
that
going
person out and
into
moving
E3
up.
on
And what
Tuesday
these
and
teams are going to
thinking,
be shooting for
oh
here
man, this
is
isn't
they
going to
know
be
that
as
if they
good
can
as it
hit
was
through
going to be because
somebody, if
there's
they can
no
get some
Animal
flash,
Crossing.
that's going to be
So
how they get
I
a
think
very quick splat
because
and move
they
on to the
haven't
next
said
game.
anything
Like the
and it's
pincer
already
somebody right
E3
there as well
weekend,
too.
I
Hopefully they
think
can
we're at a
cider
good
their way
point.
to the goal
So
here. And you
that's
take
why
a
my
look at
confidence
the coin toss
increased.
that we had
And it might be
earlier
getting higher
on,
now
and
that
it
I'm
looks like
saying it out
Limesota won the
loud.
coin
So
toss.
I
They're going to
really
choose
think
Manta
it's a
Maria
good
for our
sign that we're
first
going
stage,
to
and
be
a
getting
level
some,
you're obviously very
finally, some
familiar with
visuals
here,
of this
Nine.
game.
Manta Maria, what are some things you have to keep in mind on
Let's
this
see, I'm
map?
going to
I
watch
think it's actually my
yours and
favorite
The
map in the
Sims
game, and
4.
I think it's because a lot of different
I
weapons
wonder
can
if they're
succeed there.
introducing
The
good
reason
new
that I
Sims
think they
4
chose
packs. Yeah,
this is
that'd be
you see
pretty
right
cool.
there, Yoshiko is a
Chewy, will
backline
Animal Crossing be
specialist. He's
coming
going to be
out
moving
on
around the
Switch this
top
year,
mid
or
area
is it
of the map,
delayed?
just grading. You're going to be able to
There's a point brought
influence
up
a
this
lot there with the
morning
long-range weapons, and the
about
GG boys don't have a
Animal
dedicated
Crossing
backline. I'm thinking that's why
being
And
posted
that's
for
a very good point. You look
2019,
at all the
but
different weapons,
Nintendo
and
could
obviously
technically
what's interesting about the
have it
so-called meta
released
right
next
now with
year
Splatoon 2,
before
Milana, is that
April because
so
their
many weapons
fiscal
are
year
viable in
technically
play right
goes
now.
until the end of
Definitely.
March
We have
2020.
some sort of
At least their
people think a certain
2019
way
fiscal
about
year
certain
does.
weapons, but
So
I find
I
that
could
in
see it being
competitive
out
play, it's
by
been
April next
more
year
varied than
if they
ever
still mean
before
like
because of
fiscal year
how the meta is
2019.
changing.
But
And we had that
I don't
conversation
know.
with
That's
the
a bit
GG
too
boys here,
technical
Nine,
and a
about
bit of
how
a
they
cheap
feel
shot from
ever since the
Nintendo.
updates
So
from last
I'm
year. You
still
mentioned a
expecting
different
like
GG
calendar
boys this time
year
around in
2019.
They feel long-range weapons have much more of a higher success rate this time around, and so they've
Last
had to
month you could
change their
download
composition a
Sims
little
4
bit.
for
They
free.
have,
Yeah,
and it's
you
one of the
could.
reasons earlier
I
that I
never
said
did.
that they're going to
But
need to find the
I'm glad for
composition that
anybody
works
who
for them
did pick
because
it
they
up.
said they don't
I
have a
should try
true
out a Sims
dedicated
game. I've
backliner
never
like some
tried
of these
one.
other teams. Last year we saw
See,
two
here's why I
frontliners,
think AC
sometimes
is
three
still
frontliners. That's
2019. No
not going
matter
to cut it
what
this
they're
time.
going to
You know
show
that
it,
they know what's best.
no
They
matter
just
what
have
they're
to
going to show it
identify
at
it quickly.
E3, even
And
if
what's
it
great
was
about
delayed.
Limesota,
But
Milana, is
they
that we've
also
been talking with them
explicitly
all
said they
week
were
long, and this
focusing
is
on
a team
games
that's
coming in
very confident,
2019.
very
That's true
young
too.
team, and they know that because of the way that they
So
got here,
I'm
as
pretty
you mentioned, the
confident.
dramatics in their qualifier, they've got nothing to lose here. They feel like they can hang with anybody.
The momentum that they got from that reverse sweep, I think definitely can also carry over to the World Championship.
All right,
So
let's see these
don't count
players
them out
play.
yet. Even though GG Boys was our last
They should
stage
be set up
champion,
by
it
now, right?
still could be anybody's game.
Anything can happen. We'll also introduce the other two very strong
But yeah,
squads
that's a
here in
really good
just a little bit.
point.
We're
If
about
it was
90
delayed, we
seconds
would
away
have
from
heard
getting things
already,
rolling
or they
here,
wouldn't
and
have said
looking at some of the
2019. Yeah, I
individuals
really
for
think we would have
GG
heard
boys,
by
you
now.
know my heart's with Yamamichi here. Not
Oh,
tell us
Sergio,
about
what's
some
your
of the other
stance?
players
You're
on
gonna
their
have to
squad.
hit us with
Certainly.
that
One I'm going to be
news.
keeping my eye on is Etna. Etna
He
calls
changes
himself
it
the
every
best
5
flex
seconds, of
player
course.
in the world. And I know that seems
And
like a
since
big
Mario
claim to
Maker and
make, but he's one
Pokemon
of
are
the few
out
that
of
can
the
make it. A
way, there
flex
isn't
player is
much
someone who
stopping
can
Animal
switch between
Crossing
a
from
number
being
of different
shown. Yeah, I
weapons on the
mean, they
fly.
already gave us a lot of
Daimon, of
information
course,
on those
plays
2 games,
probably the
so there's a
closest
good
thing we have
chance.
to a backline
Hi,
role for Maker, and then
Iris.
Taiji going to be on the
Hey,
front
Chewy.
lines opening
I
things
haven't
up
been
as well.
following you
And
for
that's a
that
good
long,
point
but
you
I
bring
really
up, the
like your
flex
content.
player,
It's nice
because
to be a part
GG
of the
boys,
AC
they don't
world
have that
again
traditional
with the
backline, that
podcasts and your
safety valve
videos.
that's going to
It's
make
great.
sure that you
So
can
thank you
always
so
have
much.
somebody to
Thank you.
switch up
Thank you
to.
for enjoying
They like
that,
to play
Iris.
with
It's
two
really
mid
nice.
frontliners that play that flex position very aggressive.
Let's see,
However,
Sims
if you
4
can
Island
flat
Living.
them,
You can clean
you've
up
got a hole in their
pollution.
defense.
I think
Is
that's what
that
they're
really
gonna have
the
to look
thing?
at, and I
Is
think
that
that's where Yoshiko
is
can
that
really
actual?
influence the
Like,
map.
is that
The
real,
one thing that can
Jinko? Let me
really
know,
shut down a mid
because
liner
that's pretty
is a
cool.
backliner. Longer range, shut them down
No
from
more
there, get
thinking
yourself a
of March
4v3 and move ahead.
2020.
And you were talking about the advantage and the exponential.
See, I need Animal Crossing at E3. I'm going to be so upset if we don't get it. I brought the Switch last year because I thought it was going to be
So
announced
when
at
we talk
last
about
E3.
pushes, we're
I need
talking
it this
about
year.
teams moving
Yeah,
up
I
as
really,
one unit
Sergio and I
into
both thought it was going to be
the
announced
enemy
last
spawn
year,
or
so
into
it's
the
a
enemy
bummer that it
side of
wasn't.
the map. And by doing that, they can have more turf, more area to maneuver, and it keeps the enemies back. And
I'm sympathetic
kind
to
of
preparing for the worst, so
we're
anything
working on a
sooner is
controller
good
issue
news.
right now, but what's
Yeah,
great
I
here
mean,
is
right
can
now,
sit up here
I'm
and talk
still,
Splatoon 2
I
with
think
you
it's
all
December.
day long.
Unfortunately, I think the
Nine,
game's going to come out
here's
in
what's great
December,
about
but
Turf War. It is
I
the
am
foundation of
perfectly
every
fine
single
if
ranked mode
Nintendo's
we're
like,
going
you
to
know
see.
what,
There are other
September,
objectives
October,
later on
whatever
in
month they
the
want to put it out
semifinals and
that's
the finals,
before
but it
December,
all
I'm
comes
fine
down to
with.
controlling turf. Why is that so important?
First of all, you
Hey
may get tired of
Verity,
hearing us say turf
welcome.
control, and I apologize
Or
in advance for
Lunchbag
that,
Mermaid
but it is
here.
the
I
fundamental
always like
building
that
block
name.
that every single mode in this game,
To
including
think
the
my
ranked modes,
original
is built
prediction
on.
was
As we said
April.
earlier, you move
A
about the map with
joke.
extra turf on the ground. It's how you build your specials that we've talked about that can turn a game
I
in a
mean,
blink
it
of an
could
eye,
be
and
April
it all
still
starts with the
of
fundamentals
2020.
and the
I'm
teachings that
sorry.
you get from this mode right here.
And Milana, we continue to talk
No,
about
it'd be a
specials.
bummer if it were April
Look at Turf
2020.
War.
We'd have a
What are some
long
specials that come
wait
to
ahead
mind
of
for
us.
you as far as things that'll really help
What do you
out
think is
teams
harder to wait
maybe in
for?
that
The
last
game
30
trailer
seconds
release
as well
date
too,
being
when we
shown
see the
or the
tide of the
game
match
coming
really
out?
turn?
As for
I
Turf
mean,
War, I
at this
think we
point,
might
I
see some
feel like
specials
I've
that,
just
you know,
been waiting
cover
to
more
see
turf. So
something.
things maybe like bubbles. I
Um,
might expect to see some missiles
So
instead of GG
I think
boys.
that's been harder. I
By
think
using
once we
missiles, it
know the
can
date
really
and
move the
everything,
backliner
I'm
on
just
the
gonna feel like,
opponent's side
yes, I
away and,
know
you
what
know,
day
kind of
this
put
is
them out of
coming.
position.
And
So
that's such a good point. The
I
Tenta
can just
missiles
be
dying.
excited
We've
for
been
that
obviously
day
on the
rather than
suffering
like
end of
just
those, but
wondering
yeah,
for a
missing
day
out are
of when
like
we're
mice
gonna
to the
see it.
light comes
So
on, and
I think
that is a very
that's
powerful
harder
tool,
for me.
especially in turf war if you're really looking to dislodge the
That
opponent,
girl
but
has
also
my
cover
fluffy
some
hair
ground.
It's
vibes.
remarkable how quickly Tenta missiles
Release
come up
date.
and really
Once we
become a
know
force.
that, we
The
can
longest
start
time they were the
planning.
special
Yeah,
that you didn't
Sergio, we're
want.
gonna
You would
do
choose to
so much
not play a
planning for
weapon
this
if it
game.
had that
It's gonna
as
be
its
great.
special. But
I wonder if
recently,
we'll get
because of
Splatoon
buffs
or
to certain
Smash
weapons,
news.
people
I
have
do
gotten better
too,
with it, and we've
actually.
started to see
I
the
don't
utility.
think
It's a very
we
quick way
will
to, as
get
Milana
like
put it,
Splatoon
pressure the
3 type
backline of the enemy
news
team
during
towards the
this,
back
but I
end. And
think we'll
again, we
get
talked
like
about it. Yoshiko
maybe
is going to
they'll
be their biggest
announce
obstacle.
the
I think this is going to be a good
final
thing.
About 30 seconds away as we get set
Splatfest.
for
Maybe
our
they'll
opening
announce they're
matchmaking pools of the
extending
Splatoon 2
support
World
for the game
Championship
for the rest of this
2019.
year.
We've got our
Because they
defending
kind of did that
champions,
last
the
year too. Like
GG
we weren't
boys, trying to take
expecting to
on the
get more updates,
up-and-coming
but then they
Lime
did
Soda
a
from
lot more
Australia, New
updates
Zealand.
this
Let's see if
past
they
year.
can shake
So
things up here as we get
we'll
set.
see if they do that.
Crowd's been
I think they're about to
fantastic, by
start.
the way. They waited until last night to get in
All right,
here
I
nine.
hope
They
they're
must
starting
really
now.
like you.
When we were handing out donuts earlier, the first 5 people in line I saw were all Splatoon fans. They had signs, they had everything, and their waiting is about
That's
to
right,
be
Sergio.
rewarded as we get started.
All right, let's get it cracking
All right, here we
Turf
go.
War,
I'm excited
Santa
about this.
Maria, GG boys taking on Lime Soda from Australia. New Zealand will go ahead and let you know what color each team will be as we get rolling here. Looks like Australia, New Zealand going to be in that neon yellow. GG boys in that purple, and
This is
Nine,
one of
tell
my
us about the
favorite
loadouts we're
maps
seeing
in this
early on.
game.
Well, we said earlier that they didn't have a
I
dedicated
love this
backliner, but
this
it
map,
looks like the
Manta
GG boys
Maria.
opted to bring 2. That there at the top, Dynamon and the custom Explosion, and Yamamichi using the custom Jet Squelcher, both very strong backline weapons. I think they wanted to get the jump on this.
And you take a look at the large mast in the middle of this map,
Man,
Nine, and you figure
already
that's gonna be
getting
a pivotal
splatted.
point to control throughout Manta Maria.
Japan's
It is.
really
That's the
good
most
at turf
important part,
wars.
and
I
it's
guess
why
they've
we
been
said
trying
the
to
backliner is
do
going to move
turf
up
war
there,
tournaments
but the
now.
easiest way is to just not let them get there. Look how far Taiji and Etina are pushed up. Etina winning a 1v1 despite being in a bad position, and look how far they're pushed up. They have no fear at this point.
4-2 on the field for the GG boys, and this is what you talked
Yeah.
about, Milana. When you've
Japan's
got that numbers
pushing
advantage,
hard.
you want to push it.
Yeah,
Already.
so GG Boys did not miss a beat. Once they took those members of Lime Soda out, they were all over it.
Will with the slosher up top, hops into the baller, not going to get anybody there, but spreads
All
a
right,
little bit
at
of
least
ink.
he
Let's take a
took
look
down
at
that area.
in the middle of a 2v1.
Yeah, you gotta get
That's
that
what we
guy out
talked
of your
about,
street.
Nine. If Lime Soda is going to create upset, they've got to find those situations.
They did, and it was great. They're getting a little bit too aggressive. That's sometimes the punishment that happens. But look at this, a never-ending stream of pressure as Taiji continues to push up on what we call the snipe area. Will actually got the punishment there as well. So it looks like it's an even position here. I think GG Boys needs
Like
to
they
hold
can
back just a touch.
follow these
Big shout
people
out
a
to Zara
little
on
bit
the
better,
spectator cam doing a
or give
fine
us some
job
more
following
of
all
the
this action here, so we'll get a
above
good look
view.
at everything that takes place. Will trying to climb up top. Here's
I think they're
Yoshiko
swapping a little
using
fast between people.
the ballpoint splatling right now, creating a little bit more pressure, and you start to see Lime Soda here, Nine, really start to push into the GG Boys territory.
Oh, and what incredible movement there by Etina to come up, and that's another reason why you want to stick together. While the people are watching your buddy, you can move up and get a splat there as well. But Gio getting a crucial splat in the center of the map there. He needs to hold this spot. Roaching there and just a little bit too much. I would have liked to have seen him hold that spot.
Just swapping back and
Yamamichi,
forth between
meanwhile,
everybody who
trying to
gets
get to
that
the
next
mast
kill.
here. You see, look at the map, a lot of yellow on the map here. Lime Soda applying some pressure as we get to the final minute
I
here,
bet their
Milana.
controllers don't
And
drift. Probably
remember what we
not.
said, it really comes down to that last 30 seconds. So even though it seems like it is going in favor of Lime Soda, it really could still be anything.
Inkjet being deployed by the GG boys. Lime Soda trying to stay alive. Taiji
King
trying
of
to get
Trash, I
some
think
point
that's a
blank.
good
Gets
prediction.
Geo right there.
I think we could
Has his
see a new
sights on
Smash
Yoshiko.
character
Yoshiko trying to
at
run
this
back, but huge
tournament, and
splat
I
by
think we'll get
Yamamichi 9.
another
And that
one
might be the splat that decisive here.
during
You're
the
going to see
actual
that the
E3
GG boys are going to set
presentation.
themselves up
So I think
all
we
together
could get
here to
two
try
for
to hold
sure.
this one position. They know that's where the push is coming from. If they hold this spot, it's their game.
Taiji and the GG boys trying to create a bottleneck right now for Lime Soda. Yamamichi hanging back with that Stingray. 20 seconds left. This is a pivotal moment, as we said. Yoshiko and Lime Soda trying to break through the defenses of the GG boys, trying to give themselves a chance here. 10 seconds left, trying to stay alive. This is where it matters. 4-3 on the map for GG boys, but critical splat by Lime Soda.
Oh man, what a save! Those 3 seconds saved them. Oh man, we gotta see. Did they take it with that?
What does Judd say?
That
For a
wipe
little
at the
pause.
end.
It's gonna go
Oh
to
no, it
GG
wasn't
boys,
enough.
though.
They needed to
That
cover
was a
that
much different
platform on
score
the
than I
right
thought it was
side.
going to be. Not only did the GG boys held on, they did it by
Who do
around
people
200
think is
points.
gonna
I
be
thought
a
that
new
double splat
Smash
there at the
character?
end by
Yes,
Yoshiko
please
was
let
way
me know.
forward.
I know
Milana,
who I
we
would
saw
want.
Yoshiko
I mean,
and
my
Lime
number
Soda
one
really
want
put up
for new
quite the
Smash
effort at the
character
end, but
is
it
for
seemed
sure
like
Banjo
the
Kazooie.
GG boys really dominated the final 30
I would
seconds, and
love
that's what turned
to
the tide.
see Banjo
I
Kazooie. I've
actually
wanted
think they
Banjo
turned the
Kazooie
tide
in
just a
Smash
little bit
since
before
the game
because they
came
were
out on
really.
N64.
I think Lime Soda
Because
got
it's
caught up a
just
little
like
bit with the aggression
Banjo is
that
always
GG boys
like
had,
I
and they
didn't
kind
think
of
of
pushed
him
a little bit
for a
too
long
far.
time. As a kid,
Like
I just thought it was a
Nine was
Nintendo
saying during the
character. I
match.
didn't think it was
So I think
like
that's kind of what
a
turned the tide.
rareware
Even
character, but I
before
mean
the
it is, and
That's
I
what's so
am
exciting
fine
about
with that.
Turf
But
War
just
9 because it's
I
just
don't
a
know.
couple of
He was really
splats
part
back and
of that
forth. And as we
console,
saw,
so
Lime Soda had quite the advantage with about a minute and a half
that's
left. But
something.
the final minute, the final 30 seconds, it's so pivotal to get the ink advantage and the squid advantage on the field.
And I think that the
Let's
way
see.
that the GG boys attacked those last 30
All right,
seconds,
I
is
think
they said,
volume's
okay,
okay.
even if we drop a couple people in the last
But yeah,
10
I would love to
seconds,
see
we've got
Banjo.
such
I
an
mean, I'd be
advantage
pretty
that they
happy with
cannot
like any
possibly make the
characters. Like it's
comeback
pretty
and
cool
then
that
end it up
we're
being the
just
case.
getting so many
Let's go
more.
ahead
I
and take a
bet
look at
you,
the
like once
introduction
we
as we
get
get
to the
set
end of
for
this
Game
pack,
2
though, they'll
here at the
announce like
Splatoon 2
another
World Championship
pack of
2019.
characters, like another 5 or so. Hey Alex, Coconut. Same Emily, seeing high level play makes me pumped to play. Then I hit my skill wall 5 minutes in. I mean, it takes a little bit of a while. Oh, Soren, Urza. Wait, did I miss Kiver? Oh yeah, Kiver. Kiver is my favorite player. I watch him more than anybody. Kyo's good. Shaq's from Canada. Quevo-chan and 2D. And they got Ice too. Yeah, I know a lot of these players.
Well, that was
I
our
watch
first
them a lot.
look at Alliance Rogue representing Team Europe and
Another
then
set of
representing
cool
Team North
dudes.
America.
That's
FT
right.
Win and Milana. Let's start with Alliance Rogue, a very strong team from Europe. What do you like about them?
You can say that again. So I think
Nina, you played
that they are
Banjo-Kazooie
gonna
in the
be
second game
quite
so
the
much when
force
you
to
were
be
young.
reckoned
That's
with.
awesome.
They
I
are
loved
made
both
up of
games,
two of the top two
Banjo-Kazooie and
teams,
Banjo-Tooie.
both Team Olive and Kraken Paradise. And if you put two of the
I want
top teams
Steve and
together,
someone
you
who's
only
just
know what you're
weird
gonna
and
have
nobody
in
would
Team
predict in
So
Smash.
they are
I
teaming
mean,
up, obviously, to try
yeah,
and win the
I'd be fine with
championship.
that
The
too.
North America FT wins some new faces on
I
that end.
I never
Obviously,
played
but
too
also
much
some
like
collective
Minecraft or
players as
anything.
well. And what do you like about them? Because you've been
But
very,
I mean,
very
Steve
impressed
makes
with them.
sense. Like
If
Minecraft's one of the
Alliance
biggest
Rogue
games in the
is
world, so
the super
it would
team,
make
the
sense to
original
have
super
one of the
team was
biggest
FT Win. They came
representatives from that
together
game
for
in
the sole
Smash.
purpose
So
of beating Set to Destroy
I don't
X
know.
when they were
I
at
think it
their
makes sense.
heyday. And you know what?
Though
They did it.
I
The
really
first
want my
tournament they came
Xbox
in, they won the whole
representative to
thing
be
over Team
Banjo
Olive,
Kazooie
over
at this
Kraken
point.
Paradise, over Set to Destroy X without dropping a single
Yeah, Europe's
game.
got a
When
really
they are
good
at their best,
team,
there is nobody who can
Verity.
beat them.
So
And what makes them so good as far as, is it their
that
composition or the
I'm
different
rooting
roles
for
that they
them
have?
too.
What are you really looking for
Like
to
I
see
said,
them
Kiver
take
is
on
one
the
of my
mound?
favorite
When they get
players,
momentum, there's nothing that
but
can stop
North
them.
America
They
is
have
really good
such
too. I hope
incredible
it just comes down to
individual
both
skill.
of them.
When they are working together and getting
I'd
that
be
ball rolling,
surprised
the
though,
push that we
because
talked about earlier,
Japan
you
is
can't
always
stop it.
really
They're
solid.
just too good individually.
As we said, there will be a coin flip to see which team will decide what map they start on. We saw Lime Soda go with
I'd
Mansion
play
Maria.
Smash
They were
if they
unable to get
added
the victory as the
Steve.
GG boys
Yeah,
claimed the
Emily's a
first
big
title.
Minecraft
These are the
fan.
ink pools. We'll figure out our seeding 1 through 4, and then we'll see the teams 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 as we get set for the semifinals. And going back to the strategy and the
I never
specials,
played
we saw
Banjo
a
Kazooie, so I hope
Inkjet
those
actually
rumblings of a
by the
remake
GG
slash
boys in that
sequel are
first
true.
matchup.
I
What do you
mean,
like about that special, Milana?
I
It's
don't know if I
actually kind of
trust,
fallen out of grace in
I
the
guess,
competitive world.
rare
It's
slash
pretty easy to
Microsoft
snipe out of the
making
air,
a
but
remake,
I do
or
think
well,
that it
maybe a
requires
remake
a
would
lot
be
of skill,
fine,
a lot of
but
mechanical
as far as like a
practice to be
sequel
able to
goes, I don't know
utilize it
how
well.
well
So
they'll
I
do
think it's
it.
a good special for
but I would love
Just
to
because they're
see.
so hardworking.
And 9 Alliance Rogue representing Team
I would
Europe.
love
They
to
win the
see
coin toss.
like
They
the
decide
rare
to go with the
replay
Black
come to
Belly skate
Switch.
park. So as you strap
I
on
don't
your
think it
knee
will
pads
because
and
it's
helmet,
like
what do
super
you like about that
exclusive
map?
Well, they have two
to
players that are some
Xbox
of the
right now,
best
but
frontliners in
like
the
getting
world.
all
That's
of those
gonna be
old rare
Urza and
games
Kibber.
and
They
getting
are both
Viva
amazing at what they
Pinata
do, and
is the
Black Belly
best
skate park, a
thing
very up close
ever.
and personal map where the aggressor really has a lot of angles to play around. I'm thinking that's why they went there.
And what about the middle of this map? There's an area that we're
But
very
Viva
familiar
Pinata
with.
is the
seems like
best
trying
thing
to
ever
contain and
since
control mid is very important.
It is. That very center area is where you want to
since
put your
I guess
backliner or
Microsoft
your
took over
midliner. You
Rare.
can see the opponent spawn from there, so you can call out exactly where they're mounting
Oh,
their
it looks
pushback in
like
from. But if you're up there, you can stop it and you can be preemptive.
And going back to some of the fundamentals of turf war here, Milana, it seems like getting those splats and being able to get
okay.
somewhat
It
of a
looks like you
push
fixed
early
it,
on,
Verity.
so you're in an advantageous
Sorry,
spot
Novavix, that
in
was an
final
accident.
Definitely. So you want to put yourself in an advantageous
You're
spot as
back.
much as you can. Although that doesn't really guarantee victory, but it's a better chance.
All right, we're getting rolling here. We've got FT
Thanks for
Win
fixing
taking
that,
on
Verity.
Alliance Rogue here in our Ink Pools matchup. Turf War on Black
All right,
Belly
let's see.
Skate Park. We'll
Okay,
take
so
a
we
look
got Black
at the
Belly.
loadouts and
This is a
composition,
classic
and our good
level.
friend Nine will tell us what he's seeing here shortly. You go ahead and you see Alliance Rogue in the pink and FT Win in the blue. What are you seeing here, Nine?
Well, I see Ice on the splatter scope, and Ice might be the most important person in this entire tournament. When he is playing his backline at the level that he can play it, he is one of the finest
I feel
in
like
the world
this
right
map
here. He's gonna be
is
going up to the top
a
that he talked about there.
huge
On the other
charger
side,
map.
Soren on that
Like
backline
anybody
playing
with like a
perfect
sniper on
We
this
saw
map,
Dynamite
like
show
if
what
they
that
can
do
take
earlier.
that
Ice
top
trying to
mid
freeze Alliance Rogue
location,
in their
that
tracks
big
early
tower
on,
right
just
there,
20 seconds in.
like they can
Neither
just
team
sit
having a
there
major
all
advantage, but
game.
there's
They
one
get a
splat,
vantage
one
point
splat on
of
each
where
side.
literally
3-2
everybody
on
is
the
coming
map.
from the whole
FT
time,
Win, but you see a
and
couple
that
of
just gives you
specials
so much
ready to
power
go
in this map.
for Alliance Rogue here, Milana.
Yeah, so we see on both sides, we actually see a Neo Splash-O-Matic, which has a Bomb Rush special.
Oh,
Very
you got a
good for
direct
covering
on him.
turf for
He
turf
needs
war.
one more.
And right now, the action continues to wage back and forth. 2:15 left, 4-3 on the map. Advantage Alliance Rogue. Kibber right
Kibber's so
now trying
good.
to take the higher
I hope
ground.
they stay on
Doing
him for a
fine
little
job of
bit.
covering some turf, and already
He doesn't have to do
Kibber
too
getting
much
to the
though. It's
top of that hill.
Yeah, and you saw the only person
It's
actually left up
4v3
was
right
Ice,
now.
who had to
Two
retreat
people are
all the
coming
way
from
back.
spawn.
And right now, I think that both sides are trying to feel one another out. You've seen they've traded some splats here. They've thrown some specials there. They both know that that last minute is where they need to be perfect.
So much can happen in turf war, and things can change so quickly. Shaq, meanwhile, swimming back and forth, just being careful and precarious as far as what he's
Alright,
going
he's
to go
working on
ahead
his-
and ink. You see that point sensor coming down, but here comes Ice
He's
on
working
that
on
Stingray.
his
Ice
specials
is one
right
of
now.
North America's best backliners, so his Stingray is definitely not to be laughed at.
1:30 left in this match. 4-2 on the map. Alliance Rogue 9. Here comes one of those pushes.
That is, and if Tootie can get this pick onto Urza, that's going to be big, but so slippery getting away. Tootie now finding himself in the middle
Oh
of
man,
three people.
Urza
Sorry,
got
bud,
backed
you're not
up.
getting out of that one.
Gray doing a fine job using the undulation of the map to avoid the baller exploding. Here's a look right now. Alliance Rogue with a sizable advantage, but plenty of time left here, Milana. What do you want to see from FT Win if they want to turn the tide?
We definitely need to see them coordinate.
Pink
We need to coordinate those specials. We need to,
is
like we talked
Alliance
about, the
Rogue from
specials
Europe,
coming out
and
together
blue
will definitely
is
make that pushback
FT Win from
much more bearable.
North
1
America.
minute left. 4-3 on the field. FT Win. They're trying to go ahead and mount a push here. Alliance Rogue has been very strong. Kibber trying to avoid some trouble, but no, we've got 4-2 here.
Because I know
I
you'll
think
want the
that Ice's Stingray
colors,
actually took two people out, and
Nina.
you wondered why they were sitting back so far.
So I'm
It's
here to
'cause they
help
wanted
you
to have two
get those
specials up
colors.
going into that last minute.
Oh,
As we see
double
some
baller
clever
fight.
ballers being played here, and like I love the fact that Kyo has already moved up to try to help it. They have them pushed back, but they can't go down with 30 seconds left.
Baller on baller crime right
Oh,
there.
man, how
Kibber
could you
trying
keep
to back
Kibber
up.
alive?
We've got 25 seconds left in Milana. This is when FT Win has got the special advantage. You got to deploy it.
Definitely. You want to see that push. They may be waiting until the very last second so that the enemy team can't cover their turf, but we'll see how this goes. It looks like it's turning the other tide. The tide is turning.
FT Win with a bit of an advantage. Can they hold on?
Oh
Big
man,
time
6
splat by
seconds.
Tootie at the bottom of your
This
screen.
is it.
Gray trying to get behind the defenses. Let's see.
There's
if
a lot
Gray
of blue
was able
showing
to
up
do
here
enough
right at
work
the
right
end.
there, 9, and slip behind the defenses of FT Win. You
Ooh,
see some
look at-
blotch of pink. That might be it. Let's see what our friendly felines say. Oh, and that is FT Win with the first victory.
Wow.
And once again, a team that looked like they were down early on.
I feel like
able
North
to
America
turn
usually
things
does
around and get the
not,
victory, 9.
There is no element more important than composure. And again, them
win the
identifying
turf
that
war
with a
rounds.
minute left, let's go ahead and send a couple of them back. Let's start to stagger them in spawn, and that's a term that we're going to be
The
saying
people
as well.
like in standing?
When you get 2 people coming out at a time, it means they can't
Sort of,
coordinate,
yeah. I
and
guess
that means
they're
you have a
kind of
much easier time slowing
referees.
them down.
And that's such a good point. Let's build on that, Milana, because a lot of times when you are
Making
in
sure
a
everything's
disadvantaged
set up
state
right.
and you're getting sent back to spawn, you can't just send squids and octolings out there as fast as you can. You've got to be coordinated.
Definitely, like we said, exponentiated pushes or we want to push
Tad,
together.
you've never
as a
played
team.
Splatoon.
Now,
It
FT
looks
Win
pretty
is one of the-
chaotic. It is pretty
it's a team that
chaotic.
has always kept their cool. We saw in the NA Inkling finals,
Yes.
NA Inkling Open finals 2019, we saw that they really kept their cool even though low-key was taking matches off of them, and they didn't let that bother them, and I think that came through in this Turf War match.
As we get set for our next
So it looks
matchup
like
in the ink pools here,
North America
Australia,
and
New
Japan
Zealand,
got the
Lime Soda,
top
they won the
seed.
coin toss, and they're going to go with Anchovy Games for our next stage here. And what do you like about this one? A bit of a throwback here, Nine.
It is a throwback, and the thing that everyone will know about this map is you have the fans that raise 2 of the platforms that allows you to not only defend your side,
So
but
I
go
guess
up and
it's
attack
player
the other
choice
side
what
too.
they
So I
what
think in choosing
maps
that,
they want
they're
to play.
saying,
That's
all
pretty
right,
crazy.
We can trade
I
with
did
the
not
best of them
expect
here.
that.
We're going to give ourselves the opportunity to push way deep into the opponent's side.
They did go toe-to-toe with the GG boys, so you have to feel
Yeah,
that
the DLC
confidence
is
that
a
they
much
brought
better
into this
story
one here,
mode.
Milana isn't wavered even though they dropped their first game.
And like we said before, it's that momentum that they might take. So even though they lost, they had that confidence building up throughout that match, and that might be carried over into the next match.
And what we're seeing here once again, Nine, it's what we talked about before. You got to try and stay alive in the final 30 seconds because we're seeing those last-minute 2-1s, 3 versus 2s that really
night,
are able to
CWM.
claim victory for the team that's in the advantage.
It's late there in
and those last 10
Australia.
seconds
Oh, you're gonna
sometimes
miss
feel a lot
getting
longer
to
than
root
10 seconds,
Australia.
and a
on.
lot can change there, especially when you have the bomb rush special. We've seen teams bring that out. We didn't talk about it a lot, but you throw those out, the suction bomb rush especially, you can take an entire area of a map in just a few presses of the button.
Yeah, it's very powerful, especially at the end, because by the time you get
Oh
those
yeah,
bomb
Nova,
rushes
I'll
out,
tell
the
you,
other
like, I
team
don't
probably doesn't
usually
have enough time to
play
recover
any
and
shooters. Like,
rethink
to
your
this day, I
turf,
still don't
Milana.
really
And
play
definitely,
shooters,
and
but I
using those
play
bomb
a
rushes, you
ton
can
of
hopefully get a
Splatoon,
pick,
and it's
which
actually become
gives you more
my
turf
second
from
favorite
that.
game,
Getting
just
set for
after
our
Animal
third match
Crossing.
here in the
So
ink pools. We're
this
about
this
90
game's
seconds
different. It's
away.
pretty
We
good.
mentioned
Like
Anchovy Games, Australia
I
winning
didn't
the
ever
coin
expect
toss
to
here.
get really into
Already
like
in
a
both these
competitive
matches, it's like you mentioned here, Nine. This is a
game
very
like this,
balanced
but
championship
I
score.
love it.
There
It's
isn't
one of my
really
favorites
anybody
for
that's
sure.
a clear-cut favorite. Everybody has a chance to win this.
Right, and I think all 4 of these teams at one point in their match have held the lead. There's just been small misplays here and there, but I think that again shows you how
All right,
well you
so
can
who's
play,
playing
how good
who?
all of these teams are. And even though there are
Oh, it
levels
looks
to
like it's
Splatoon, when you get this
Europe
far, you know what
versus
it means
Australia
to
right
win.
now.
You know exactly what you need to do in a right situation. It's just a matter of controlling your nerves and executing.
And that's such a good point because we were talking to Australia, New Zealand, and they said they felt more
They're
pressure
from
qualifying
France.
for the World Championships than being here because they knew the opportunity to be on this stage, to be in this spotlight was huge. They
And they're
didn't want
from
to miss
Australia.
out on it, but now that they're here, they know that they can just relax. They have nothing to lose.
Definitely.
Oh,
I
so it's
mean,
gonna
we're all
be-
here to have a good time, right? And spot some squids, cephalopods.
Oh man, so
I
FT
like
Win
it right
has to
there.
knock out
As we
GG
said, they're
Boys
getting
to
ready
get
roll
into
here
those
in
finals.
pools,
Then
Anchovy
that's pretty
Games. And
crazy.
what about sub-weapons, Nine? We haven't had much of a
So
conversation.
this one is
regarding
Alliance
that. What
Rogue
sub-weapons do you like to
versus
see in
Lime
Turf
Soda.
In Turf War specifically, I think the Fizzy Bomb is a very strong weapon. One of the new ones that came with the Tony Kensa set. You shake that up a little bit, it'll explode 3 times and it covers a lot. But outside of that, anytime that you have what we would call a lethal bomb, a suction
All
bomb,
right,
a splat
Anchovy
bomb, it's gonna be
Games.
great, and you can throw it up to
Let's
pressure
see
the
who's
opponents on
who.
this map in particular.
Oh, let's go ahead and put a quarter in the
All
machine.
right, we got
here. Get
Europe
ready.
in,
Anchovy
I guess,
Games.
pink.
We've got Lime Soda.
And Australia in
taking
yellow.
on Alliance Rogue right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the loadouts. What do you see here?
Well, looking at it, both sides have
Kivir
opted to bring a
playing?
bucket.
Is
Both
Kivir
Will
playing
and Urza are going to be playing
Sploosh?
that Slosher Deco. I
What?
didn't even get the chance to talk about the Sprinkler. That thing has been buffed recently. It will take a lot of area. And the Slosher Deco, one of the most common picks in the game.
And Nine pointed out earlier, Milana, those fans that raise the platform going to play a pivotal part in this map.
Definitely. It gives that easy entry into the enemy side of the map, but it also, you have to keep it up. You have to keep shooting at it in order to raise that platform. So potentially that could be an area of, a problem area as well.
Soren using the Exploster to apply a little bit of pressure. Urza bringing a bucket to the match as well, too. Both buckets going at it, but the baller by Urza unable to get a splat. Soren going to go ahead and hop in the baller as well, too. And early on, neither team getting that player advantage on the map here, Nine.
Well, they've both been very cautious, and one
Yeah,
of the
nobody's
reasons that it's so
dying right
important
now.
to control
Pretty
those spins
crazy.
is because, as you can see, there aren't really other ways to attack
there
the
goes
opponent.
one.
It's just going to be a battle for the middle until one side pushes up. They've both been deliberate about getting there and nice and slow, but you see Alliance Rogue starting to get up there.
Kiver with the suction bomb rush right now, and you see Yoshiko at the top of your screen doing a fine job, Milana, of being that backliner and staying on the higher elevation to apply pressure.
The thing about the ballpoint is that even though it is a backline weapon, you have a lot of mobility. So it can act as a frontline weapon. You can really hold your own. So her positioning is a little bit less important, but she's doing a really good job either way.
A couple of burst bombs coming up here. Geo undeterred by that. Let's take a look at Gray with that mini splatling, raising the platform, trying to stay higher. Nice little use right there. Oh, here comes some Tenta missiles. Let's see him scatter here, Nine.
Scatter is the right way to put it. Geo doing a good job not retreating so far back that he gives up the fan. You see moving right back up there. He knows that his job is to continue painting here and not
man,
allow
you had
that
shots
pivotal
on him.
spot to be taken.
Alliance Rogue has got a special ready to go. Soren just trying to determine when he's going to use that baller at this point. 1 minute left, though. DJ playing that remix, and things are going to get hot and heated here in a second. Will trying to bring a bucket into the back line. No luck there, going one-on-one at this point. Baller ready to go. And we've got baller on baller cry once again.
Oh yeah, he timed that way better.
And that is the crack in the wall that you're looking for if you're Alliance Rogue.
It is. They moved right up there. You see they didn't waste any time, and all of the members of Australia are stuck back here. They're going to have to move around. You see this bomb rush that Geo's using isn't going to be able to find that all-important middle of the map. They're having to use their specials just to get there.
3-2 on the map and a special ready to go for Alliance Rogue. They're looking to try and push this thing and claim a victory at this point. Both teams looking for their first victory in Ink Cool. Soren being retreated right now. It's going to require quite the push.
Looks like they're
by
doing a
Lime
lot of
Soda.
baller
12
heavy
seconds left. Geo trying to avoid a couple of shots from that explosive. Able to stay alive. 5 seconds left. 2-1 on the map for Lime Soda. They are down, but let's see what the final count is. And this might go in the favor of Alliance Rogue. I think once again, Milana, they had the advantage towards that final minute of this match.
I think that Lime Soda maybe played a little bit too aggressively in this map. They,
Okay, so these are still like turf war rounds. I gotcha. I was confused about what was going on with them.
So I think using that aggression, toning it back just a little bit, and I think at the very end, Alliance Rogue kind of pulled back a little bit. They pulled back to mid so that they knew they had that turf readily covered and readily available for them.
It's so true, Nine. It seemed like those platforms with the fans played such a big role in this map. And then also the timing of the specials for the second match in a row. We saw two ballers meet, and the one that deploys and explodes last is the one that has the advantage.
And when you have the middle of the map, that means that you've painted up very well, and you typically have those specials. And it seemed like every time that we saw Team Australia start to move in, there was a baller waiting for them. And that's not by accident. They are patient, they are ready, they know where they need to hold and when they need to use that special.
And it goes back to communication, as you said earlier, Milana. You know when you have a special, you don't get too excited and open your present early before your birthday. You wait until the time is right, and it seems like that's what Nine's saying for Team Europe. They were really waiting.
I like how they have the stage dedecorated. Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
Let's use a special.
They definitely held their specials. They didn't use them willy-nilly. If they didn't need it, they wouldn't use it.
And that's such a good point here. So Australia, New Zealand, Lime Soda, they dropped their second match in the Ink pools. Meanwhile, Alliance Rogue representing Europe.
Yeah, the stages are always really great for all of these. I really like the front of the, I guess, their seats. I guess a podium kind of area.
I know you're really
I like the splats that they've got going on there. Pretty awesome.
I know it's turf war, so it's not quite.
I really hope their booth is Animal Crossing themed for sure. That would be the best. I would love it.
The game knowledge is still important.
I also love the phrase willy-nilly. Not using their specials all willy-nilly.
Skipper Pavilion will be our next map here, and give us some early thoughts about this one.
Oh, so they're playing Skipper Pavilion. This is another one of my favorite ones.
You can just set up shop, watch where the opponent is coming from, and hold them back from there. I don't think that this is a backline mandatory map, so we might see Ice opt to switch to another weapon, but I do feel this might play to the strengths of the GG boys just a little more.
And that's such a good point, Milana, because Nine says it's not a backline map. GG boys don't really play with a true backliner.
Definitely. We see Dynamon maybe choosing to use an Explosher sometimes or a custom Jet Squelcher, but in general, his name is Dynamon.
They're clearly trying to take advantage of what
so as we get set for Skipper Pavilion between
what the
FT
players
and
from
North
Japan
America,
play
the
by
GG
picking
boys
these
of Japan,
stages.
90 seconds away here. Anything that you're seeing different develop between these two high-level teams as they match up against each other in Turf War? Anything that you're seeing that
Yeah, the
stands out
floor
over these last
splats are
couple of
really cool. I
matches?
like
I
the
think the most
glow that they've
interesting
got
part to
going
notice
on
is
for
there were
them.
two L3 is what we're going to call them. L3 nozzle noses, a weapon that has just recently, within the last couple of weeks, started to creep up into relevance. It's a weapon that paints a lot, and it does it very, very quickly. And both of the specials, the Baller and the Inkjet, were used to great effect earlier. So I'm interested to see if they opt to go with that and what FT Win's response to that is, because that's not a very conventional weapon.
And we've also seen a point sensor for a sub-weapon, and yes, it doesn't cover any ink, but it is something that can really help out your teammates.
It can. When you see a lot of enemy ink on the ground and you toss that out, the worst thing that happens is nothing happens. You don't get punished. The best thing that happens is you identify where the opponent is sitting. We like to call it sharking within the community there, to stick with the nautical puns. But identifying where the opponent is trying to hide, it can be very important, especially if you're getting desperate.
Well, that floats with me. To
Oh, man,
continue
that
the nautical
trophy.
puns right there.
Oh,
Nine,
boy.
I know.
That's
love it.
pretty
I'll keep
awesome.
serving them up to you all
Oh,
day long,
boy.
my friend.
Oh,
And
boy.
there's
One
a look at
shiny
the
trophy.
Splatoon
It's got
Sterling
like the
squid. You see the
blings
names
going
emblazoned
on.
on that on the side. In 2017,
They
Team
really
North
polished
America
that
did
up
beat
before
Score in a big upset
bringing
over
it
Team
to
Japan,
town.
But then last year, the GG boys, the winners, they're hoping to go ahead and just hit copy-paste on that trophy for this year. But they've got to get by some very strong teams.
Yeah,
as
that
we
is
mentioned.
one
FT
shiny
Win, a
trophy.
team that has really done a great job. Of
This next one is
establishing themselves as
Japan
one of the top
and
teams
North
in
America.
North America here, Milana. Any other notes about them as far as what you've seen from FT Win throughout the year?
I've seen them
So FT Win
participate
is
in
from
online
North
tournaments. I've
America,
seen them
and GG
participate in
Boys are
locals.
from
They are
Japan.
really just a force to be reckoned with.
Here we go, Skipper Pavilion.
All
Turf
right.
War, and our
Oh no,
Eagles,
Skipper
your
Pavilion
defending
isn't the one I
champions,
like.
the
I like
GG
Snapper
Boys, taking
Canal.
on
I always get them
FT
mixed
Win
up.
from North
I'm
America.
terrible at this
GG
level.
Boys in the turquoise. You've got
It's one of my
FT Win
least
in the purple,
favorites,
and
just because I do so
early
badly
on
on it.
There's not a lot of terrain that is inkable at times here, 9, and so you have to be careful about the path you take to try to get into the other enemy's territory.
You do, and I think that the GG boys know exactly that. Look at Etina switching over to the tent umbrella. A year ago, you would have been laughed off the stage for using that. Right now, it is a force and one of the scariest weapons to go up against. You see it right there, but I love the fact, we said this would be a long-range map. The GG boys opted to again bring what we would call a double
That
backline
Stingray
composition into
goes
this fight.
all the way up the middle.
Yamamichi able to pick up the splat on Kyo. That's big time right here. Etina using that tent umbrella to clear some space. Shaq right now sharking around as we see it. Here comes that suction bomb launcher as well too from the upper echelon. And you look at having the higher ground in this map, Milana. That's big too because it seems like you have the advantage if you have the higher ground.
Man, double baller. That's so that's so rough to be against.
Visibility. You can see everything that's happening, and it's better for you in every situation.
IG moving along with that L3, as you said here, 9 doing a great job of covering some turf, but it's also so good at picking up splats. And that's what the
GG Boys got
said.
so much
They're
space to
looking
work
for
with right
splats
now.
early on in this matchup.
Well, and you look
And
at
then they
what
just
they've
pull
done
out
with
that
Etina
Stingray
there.
and
Etina has been at the
really
top part of the map
cut
this
off half of the
entire
map
game,
for
and
people.
For good reason. It takes 2 or 3 people to take him out. They've rotated their backliners at the bottom, and Yamamichi has used the same Stingray from the same spot 3 times now.
Yamamichi getting it done for the GG Boys. They've got a 4-3 advantage, but that's negated all of a sudden. Ice with a nice splat right there to even things up. You see the Stingray charge for Ice, trying to apply a little bit of pressure, help out his teammate over there. Kyo was in a 2-on-1, but very nicely done by Ice to provide that support. 9.
And that support is exactly what they're going to need, because again, to go back to the tent umbrella,
All right, they're
that is
getting
a weapon
some.
that you
North
can't
America's
really beat in a
getting some
one-on-one,
space
provided
again.
that the opponent knows what
Got a
they're doing.
minute left in this
109
match,
left.
so
GG2D in the
important
baller,
not
taking
to
on the
die
tent umbrella,
in the
trying
last
to
30
ruin the camping
seconds. Like,
trip
you
right
want to
there, but
hold
no.
those last
2D
30
getting
seconds for
splashed
sure.
from behind. Taiji trying to avoid the pressure right now.
Man,
trying to
this
get
map's
out of the
really different in
2-on-1
Turf
right
Wars.
now, using that baller, chases them back, and you also have to be very careful about how defensive you can be here too, 9.
You do, and we see the bubbles coming up right here, and immediately Ice jumps all the way out and says, you know what, I'm not going to get anything out of that situation, but be careful, your Shaq's actually in a great position to jump on this aggressive play, but just like clockwork, the GG boys sense that there's danger, rotate back. It's going to be a battle of specials as we get here into the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, they
Shaq
want to
trying
hold on to
get
their
behind enemy
specials for
defenses,
these last
2D using the baller.
30
Nice job by
seconds, because
Taiji
if you
to
can't...
avoid. It's a one-on-one.
Oh no, he got
Huge
pinched.
support help on that
He was between
splat.
2 players
4-3
right
advantage,
there.
GG boys. Final 30
Uh-oh,
seconds.
they're starting to
Yamamichi
take him
once again
out.
with that sting
They're
right
2
here.
down
Big
in these
time
last
splat.
30
And down
seconds.
goes
It's
Kyo. That
rough.
means that all of this turf
Japan
is
might take
completely
this.
free to ink, and there is a lot of it. You see Etina
Oh, yeah.
pushed up. Shaq and Ice
Japan's
are pushing
looking like they're in
Ironheart
a
back.
really good
Yamamichi
spot right
needs to
now.
rotate, does just that right there. All they need to do is hold their position,
there
and
it
I think that
goes.
splat's going to be the
You
one
can't
that
make a
settles it.
comeback when you're 2 down
Yamamichi getting it
in
done
these
for
last
the
seconds
GG
here.
boys. A bit of a trade right there in the double splat
Yep.
at the end. for good measure. Unbelievable work. You see the GG boys going to clearly take this victory, and it looks like even though the competition has stepped up,
get up
the
there
GG boys
with
have
Blanca
obviously
up
elevated
there.
their game.
That was a battle that was won on the weapon select screen. You could see that the GG boys came in with an idea. We're going to put Etna up at the top. We're going to distract
How
as
does
many
Blanca
people
get
as
up
we
there?
can.
She's
With our
crazy.
double backline composition, we will ward people off, and if we need to support Etna, we have an infinite range Stingray that's going to do that job.
The ink pools are all finished up here. You take a look, 2-0
Yeah,
Japan.
GG
they go
boys,
ahead and take the overall
they
top
took that
seed
for
for the
sure.
most part. And then you've got a couple teams that go 1-1. But at this point, we'd like to welcome in the other member of our commentary crew.
Is she
Put your
okay?
hands together for Ashley Esqueda.
Hi,
Ashley,
everybody.
how are you doing?
I'm great. I
Well-
made a kid and a squid while I was gone.
Yeah, I
last
don't
year,
want people
so
to boo.
I'm ready. I got one more left, and I can have a whole Splatoon team.
Well, as we get set for rank mode here soon, for you, what's the biggest difference? You've obviously covered a couple of these championships before. When we make the
I
transition
think it's just
from
looking
ink
like
pools
it's
to
going to
rank
be
mode.
I mean,
between
ranked mode is
Japan
a whole different
and
ballgame,
somebody
right?
else.
So in Turf War, there is one objective. Obviously, there's a single objective in all of these ranked modes, but there's so much more strategy that goes into each one of these modes that you're going to see all kinds of crazy loadouts. I think 9, like we've talked a lot about how things have changed quite a bit, even from PAX, when we were at PAX. Like, things have changed, and so it'll be really interesting to see what these teams roll out with.
And obviously, Turf War is the foundation of a lot of different things, covering that turf, as we said before. But then you get to the rank mode, and you throw in another objective, and that's going to change these loadouts, as we said.
It is, and I think the most important thing to note
No,
is
I hope they didn't fire
none
Mal
of the
for
ranked
saying
modes are decided
willy-nilly.
when time hits 0 in the same way that Turf
Maybe
War
she's
is.
just
We say
taking a
that
little
only
break.
the last 30 seconds matter because it doesn't matter how well you've played the entire game. In ranked modes, you get to keep the lead that you built, and it's up to the opponent to beat it.
Let's take a look at some of these ranked modes here as we prepare for semifinal action at the Splatoon 2 World Championship 2019.
All right.
Up
So they
next
got
is
tower control, clan
and
blitz,
it's one that
splat
many
zones,
people love here.
rainmaker,
Let's
and
start with the basics
tower
of tower
control.
control. Ashley,
Tower
what are we
control's
looking to see?
probably my
Well, there's
favorite.
a tower in the middle of the map, and if
I
you
tend to do pretty
or
well
if
at
your
it,
teammates get on it, it's
except
gonna move
this
toward
last
the enemy base.
time,
if you
I
can
did
get
not
through
do well
the
in my
checkpoints, which is a very
scoring
key part of
matches.
the strategy here, you can in fact knock out the other team, but they're not going to make it easy for you.
Let's take a look
You
at the
can't just
updated
take
bracket
breaks
after we just got done with
willy-nilly.
our pools and see
Oh.
who will be facing off against each other in semifinal action. And you see the GG
Oh,
boys,
GG
in
boys
first
versus
place,
Lime
FT win in
Soda. I
second,
was
Alliance Rogue
hoping.
in third, and then Lime
Okay,
Soda
it looks
in
like
fourth. So, GG boys
I was
will
hoping
take
the
on Lime
finals
Soda
would be
in the
to
first
down to
semifinal, and
FT
then
Win and Alliance
facing
Rogue,
off
but
against Alliance Rogue in our best of 5 here. And so your eyeballs
But it's
immediately
fine.
go to FT Win and Alliance Rogue. They had a very balanced Turf War match, and you figure rank mode will be just the same here, 9.
Well, just think back to just 1 year ago, the last time that we saw the North American team and the European team.
Yeah,
we
I
saw
mean, I
fireworks
guess
there, one of the best sets of
beating
Splatoon
GG
I've ever
boys is
seen.
going to be the
I
hard
expect
thing to
much the
do.
same
They
here
won
as we
last
keep going
year.
into this tournament.
In Tower Control, Ashley did a great job of talking about the checkpoints. And on certain maps,
Excuse me.
some checkpoints are more important than others, 9. What does that mean?
Well, when we say that a checkpoint isn't that important, what we generally mean is
Got
it's
a
very
bird
easy
flying
to reach
around
it
my
and
head.
very easy to get through it. It's not a big point of congestion or contesting. So if there's a spot where we say this is the key checkpoint to get through, generally that is the point of no return. And you know, some maps only have 2 checkpoints.
That's right, and that is when things get really intense because you've got to scrap for that time in those checkpoints.
How long is this scheduled to go
Well, it's really
for?
important,
I
too, when
don't
you get to
know.
a checkpoint to clear it. The last thing you wanna
I
do
mean,
is sit
I'm
there and
mostly
park
just
with the engine
streaming
idle for
through
8
the
seconds and
Splatoon
then not
stuff.
clear the
I'm not going
checkpoint.
to stream
Tower
the
resets, you
Smash
gotta go through that
things.
same point again.
You do. You have to get through every
But I
part of
do,
it. So even
I
if you
do
get to
want to do
one
like all of the
single point left
Splatoon
on a
tournaments.
checkpoint, if you
So
don't clear it and it goes back,
the
you gotta get all
semifinals are
10 of them
2
again.
best of
As we
5s,
get set
so
for
that could be
tower
anywhere
control
between
here,
3
we
and
had a
5
conversation once
matches
again with
for
the GG
each
boys, the
run.
defending
So
champions, and Ashley,
that's
they said
6
what's
to
very important
10
is
matches,
when
and
we're
then
on
the finals
tower,
is a best
we
of
understand the
7,
opposing team
which
is
could be
focusing
anywhere
in on our
between
player
4
on the
to 7
tower. We need
matches.
to use the tower as a distraction to go for
There
splats
could be
and
a lot
protect our buddy.
to
They're
go.
so good at that strategy because one, they have some of the absolute best slayers out there. And so you're going to look for all kinds of flanks from GG Boys. They're going to be looking for ways to take out the back line and the mid line of their opponents so that there is no way you're going to see a Stingray on the tower. And that's going to be the easiest way to get an opponent off of there.
All right, we are ready to go here. Tower control, semifinal action.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
how about
a lot of
good
people have
old
been
scoop of
using
vanilla ice
missiles
cream, the
too
reef for our
lately.
stage here. Nine,
Missiles
I know you
and
love this one.
Stingray.
I do, and this map is one of the most exciting places to
Are
play
pretty
tower
common
control
on tower
You can
control.
see right there, 3 checkpoints, but they go by quick. That first checkpoint, merely a stepping stone. It's really that second checkpoint we're going to be looking at first.
Lime Soda in the green, and you've got the GG Boys of Japan in the purple. Tower control early on, and a splat that makes it 3-3 on the field. 3-1. The GG
Wipe,
Boys with
a complete
right
wipe.
He built that Stingray in 10 seconds.
Outrageous. It's outrageous.
A master builder right there, Dynamon on the tower. You
Man,
hear the
Japan
music
really
playing, and
took
now it's all
control
about
right at the
protecting
start.
The tower when it's at the checkpoint. Taiji trying to apply a little bit of pressure near spawn, and actually you see that sometimes when you push, try to keep the other team busy at spawn while that tower moves.
It's one of the easiest ways to clear a checkpoint is to, if you've wiped, especially an entire team, the best thing you can do is push forward as far as you can and keep them away from the tower so that you
Man,
can drive
Japan
that,
is just
ride it right into the
taking them
finish.
down
GG
right now.
Boys in the express lane in this one, 9 having no issues whatsoever. Push the tower and also push
Yep,
back.
this looks
The way
pretty
that
over.
they've rotated their aggression is insane. There's so much I'd like to say about this, but I don't think I'm going to get the chance to.
Nope.
Dynamon Yamamichi,
Wow.
the backbone
Yeah,
of that GG
that was a
Boys
quick one.
assault, and you see how quickly it can end against tower control. However, we are going to review a couple things. We might have had a controller issue in that one. We'll let you know what possibly happened. Sometimes those things happen, but for the most part, you saw the GG Boys strategy, how quickly they were able to build that Stingray early on to apply that pressure.
That was very, very smart because they knew, okay, we will give up a little bit of presence in the mid to maybe trade for what could be a double splat. It did end up being that. That allowed Dynamon to get through that first checkpoint without any resistance
Man, that
whatsoever.
was pretty crazy.
But the key moment, I think, was the fact that
Japan
as Taiji was
Splatoon
in
players
that
be
inkjet
wild. They're really
moving up,
good.
Etana moved up to take that spot as well. We're going to talk about rotational pressure. That's exactly what that was.
And Ashley, we saw the push from the GG Boys. They weren't just camped out by the tower. They extended their offense out and really kept Lime Soda back towards their spawn, and that buys
Controller
precious
issue.
seconds for the tower to move.
I mean,
absolutely
it
does, and I
happens.
think
It
the
could
GG
be.
Boys, of all the teams here, have
It could
obviously
be
been together the
something
longest.
up.
They're the defending champions. They have not swapped out a single player from last year, and that means that they have, I would argue, the most trust, right?
That
so they
Splatoon
trust
splatter
that
shot
whoever's
necklace,
on that tower,
pretty awesome.
they got it, right? And they can go forward, they can push,
Where are
they
people
can
getting those?
make those kind of gambles that really pay off and enable them to win so quickly.
And you saw the GG Boys get the victory there in tower control. And you know, you want to take a closer look at Team Japan and hear from them as far as what they enjoy about being here with a chance to defend their title.
I am Yamaguchi.
Controller
Because
drift has
Dynamo,
made it.
Taiji. We are GG Boys.
スプラトゥーン2はもう本当に
Splatoon 2 is a game that all sorts of people are playing. Like my wife is playing it and so are her friends. I think people from old to young.
去年も
Last year I came to E3 as well, but I never thought I could go overseas because of a video game.
Which team do you think will win the championship?
いやもちろん
Needless to say, the GG boys are gonna win it.
I love the story about his wife got him introduced to Splatoon and all of a sudden loved doing this. So wives, once again, they make their husbands that much better, honestly. And you take a look at the GG Boys and what they're trying to do as they defend. And this is a Team 9 that never really wavered.
Hey,
never
donut
really
delivery
get too
guy.
worked up.
Oh,
They
time
know
to
that
study
they can
for
just trust their
finals. I'm
ability
going to
level to be
attempt to
victorious.
listen to
Well, they've
this
been
while
here
I
so
study,
many
but I
times.
may
They've been on
have to
this
turn this
stage
off.
more than anybody
I
else,
mean,
but
probably
also
just
they've played
study.
at the highest level in Japan,
It'll
specifically
be
Japan,
here when it's
widely
over.
regarded as the strongest Splatoon region. They get this level of competition every single
But good luck
So
on
we
your
do wanna let
finals.
you know there was a
You're
controller
nearly at the
issue
end. You're
with
nearly
Lime
there.
Soda in that last match of tower control on
So
the
it
Reef.
should be pretty
We're
awesome.
gonna go ahead and read
And then
through
you're
that
on
one.
summer
So you love
break.
the sportsmanship between these two teams
Ooh,
right here.
donuts.
So it's now 0-0. It'll be the GG Boys. Yeah, clap it up.
We
right
actually
there.
had donuts
We're
for
all
breakfast.
friends. It's a
That's
great
right.
community.
But after
I wish
this,
that I could do that when I DC.
National
Right.
Donut Day was
Accidentally
yesterday,
DC, I
so
wanna
we had
do over.
donuts today
They'll
because
get
we
set
missed
to
it.
go ahead
But
and take on tower
I think it
control on the
counts.
Reef once again. But
I think we
expand
still
on the Reef level
celebrated.
a little bit more here.
And then after
Everybody
this, we'll
likes
probably eat lunch.
Well, the left side where we saw Taiji use that inkjet. I
Hey,
think,
did the
reason
Super
I
Mario
like it
Maker
the
2
most, because
Invitational
there's so many
happen
ways to
already? It
attack the
did.
opponent
It was
and
the
get in
first
front
thing they
of the
did
objective. We're gonna
about
talk
an
about
hour
that in every
ago.
single mode.
But
You
it was
have to
fun. It was
play in
cool.
front of it. If you
I was
sit
pretty
by where the
excited about
objective
it.
is, that's where
They
everyone's
showed off a
looking, and they're
lot
not
of
gonna be
really
able to
cool
use the
things. I'm
advantage
really
where the
excited to see
eyes
like the
are.
variety
cool is we heard the round
of
of applause when we
levels
said
that
we're
people
gonna
are going to
go
be
ahead
able to
and
make with
restart
this
game.
game.
And that really
It's going to
speaks
be
to the
crazy.
community, Ashley. Just a very warm, welcoming community for such a competitive game that
Oh yay,
continues
I'm glad
to
your
grow.
dad got you
They've
donuts.
really opened up their tentacles for everybody. And
Yesterday I
welcomed them
wrote
in.
my
It is
last
100%
class
true.
test for the year.
I have
Summer
played a
break's
lot
just a
of
few
shooters
weeks
in
ahead.
my-
You
in my
wrote your
time
last
as a
test, but you
woman.
still got a few weeks to go.
But this
That's a bummer.
community is so
It should be
joyous.
over when you're
They are
done with
so
the
much
test.
fun. They are so welcoming. Even the top level players are like,
All right,
just come
I
talk
think
to
they
us.
must
We'll
have
give
had
you
a
tips, we'll
controller
help you.
issue
We want
because
you
they're
to beat
talking a
us.
lot
Like,
longer than
that's
the timer
how
would give you.
wonderful
So I'm
and
thinking
strong
they
the
had to
foundation of
go
the Splatoon 2
and set up a
community
new
is.
We'll get
controller
started
for
here in a
this.
couple minutes as we continue to figure out all the technical issues. You want to make sure everybody's
Yeah, see?
good and locked in and ready to go for the semifinals. So much at stake
Exactly
here
what I was
at
thinking.
9. Listen, you're the darling of the Splatoon community on the cover of the Splatoon Tiger Beat magazine and all the
True.
cereal boxes.
That's a reference.
Speak a little bit more about how it's grown so much over the last couple of years and how Splatoon 2 has made this game so accessible for so many people.
Well, I think it ties into this exact tournament, actually. I think when we had that very first E3 championships back in 2017, people saw what teams could become. They saw that you could get sponsored. They saw that you could be even better at this game. That pushed everybody up, and that made more people interested in the game.
Yeah, a lot of
It's no
teams got
secret that I
sponsored
do love this
since
community. It's done a lot for me.
Splatoon
It's
2.
helped me reach heights
It's been
that
a
I
bigger
never
deal
thought
lately.
I could. But it all starts.
I don't
with
know if
love
they'll
of the game.
do
This
a
game is so addicting. If
rematch.
you
I
pick
wonder
it
if
up,
they
you will
will,
not be
because I
able to put it
mean,
down.
It's so easy to love.
they definitely got
that's the
wiped
thing I
very
like, though.
early
It's
on.
like you're in there, you meet Pearl and
So it
Marina,
was like within
and
the
you're just
first
like,
30 seconds that issues were happening.
I love these squids. I love them.
It looks
we
like
had a chance to
the
hear from the
scoreboard in
GG
the
boys
background is
representing
still
Team
showing
Japan. How about their
0-0
counterparts from
because GG
Australia?
Boys just
Lime
won.
Soda
So
representing
they should have
Australia in
won,
the
so they might be doing a rematch here.
I'm Will.
Yoshiko,
Shockwave.
Trent.
Gio. And we are.
Lime Soda.
Do I have a message for all the fans watching? We love and cherish all the support that you guys give us each and every single day. And it's really lovely waking up to see all the support you guys give us. It really does motivate us to do our best and
That's
put a smile on our
Yoshiko
face.
talking.
I love the emotion from Lime Soda when you see that the fact that they qualified, and we've been talking to them all week and how excited they are to be here, but they're
I like
not
the name Lime
wide-eyed.
Soda.
The stage isn't
It's a
too
good
big for
name.
them. They feel like they
Yeah,
can
it
come
looks
here and
like
make some
they're
noise.
probably going
They're
to
playing
replay
without
this.
money. They know that if they just go out and execute it, they have the right weapons, right? Everything that they
I
play
imagine
is
they
what we would
will have
consider to be
to
meta.
run
They're
the
here to
same
have fun and
loadouts,
compete.
though,
It's the same
so they
game.
can't
The
switch
stage is
weapons
just
or
a little
anything.
different.
That's
And
my
also,
guess.
they're the upset kings of this tournament. I mean, they came back from an 0-4 deficit to win 5-4 in their qualifier. So anything could happen. I'm excited to watch them play. I absolutely love that they are a really great representation of
I'm guessing they can all
meta
hear
and
each other
also
too.
Just
Those are
really
cool
good,
headsets.
cool people to hang out with, like last couple days.
You see Lime Soda right there bubbling up some conversation. with
Yeah, they're
themselves as
redoing
they
this
get set
match.
for
Cool.
Tower control, maybe a different strategy. Let's go ahead and run this thing back, y'all. Tower control on the
All right,
ring.
here they go.
You've got
Maybe
the
they'll do
GG
better.
Boys of Japan in the purple, and then in that green, you've got Lime Soda and 9 a little bit more. It looks like we're seeing the same compositions come out again.
Yeah, and I think that that's part of the rule set as well to make sure that nobody can tactically DC, as we would call it. We're going to see the same strategy. Another 12
Man, that's
seconds, but this time
Stingray
really
right
makes a nice
away.
move here. So instead of going down immediately, they know, okay, we can't do that again, and they're actually on the upswing this time.
4-3 advantage momentarily on the map for Lime Soda. That tower hasn't moved at all, so Lime Soda showing that they can be quite the formidable foe. Early on, here comes Taiji with an inkjet trying to apply some pressure. Nobody yet climbing on that tower, and Ashley, we've also heard these teams say, we're not going to grab that tower until we have an advantage on the field.
That's right. Sometimes you want to wait to get on the tower. I know whenever I play, I get really excited. I want to jump right on there, but the real strategy here is knowing when to get off the tower and when to get back on the tower. So they're all going to wait until there is an advantage and the right person can get on that tower.
Nice little trade right there as Yamamichi rides the tower to the first checkpoint. You see 3-2 on the map and a couple of specials ready to go for the GG Boys.
And you saw immediately they moved up and forced a double team on Will that caused that follow to be popped probably a little earlier than Will wanted to. And now we're going to get to see again this snowball start to go up. Yoshiko is positioned very well, but needs to hit a snipe.
Oh, that
Just like the man.
that was such a nice snipe right there. The flick.
9 Stradamus.
Nailed it.
Wow.
It's 4-4. That tower really
All right.
just passed the first checkpoint.
72 is not a strong push yet on this map.
You also look 3:30 left, plenty of time here, Ashley. And Lime Soda doing a good job of bending and not breaking.
They are doing a great job of neutralizing Slayers. I mean, this is
All
what
right.
they have to do. They have to make sure that they are taking out their opponents so that they don't get these specials, because Yamamichi with that Stingray is very dangerous.
Here comes That's Enough jumping into action here, 9 and 1.
Alright, they're getting into
We saw
passing
an
this
incredible
checkpoint's a
use
big
of
deal
all two
here.
specials there. Dynamon kept himself on the tower with his baller. Then they used their Stingray. Once the counter Stingray came out, they had an Inkjet ready to pressure that. That's why this push is still going as they approach that final check.
Shock being very careful to stay in some green ink to drop the hammer on Yamamichi and the GG Boys. However, GG Boys have cleared a second checkpoint. They have a sizable 32 to 100 lead. Will trying to avoid some pressure, gets on the tower, and let's see if Lime Soda can get on the board here. 2:30 left, plenty of time, but they face yet another deficit, actually down 4-3 on the map.
32 is not a winning push yet, I don't think so, though.
And ends up going 1-for-1. It's a trade. Oh, this is going to be really close, I think, in the way
Oh,
of...
look at Georgia hanging out by the TV.
GG Boys getting closer and closer to the final checkpoint. Yamamichi, Stingray, you're going to hear it all afternoon long.
Yeah, they're redoing this match because of some controller issues.
Dynamon using that baller, however, getting pushed off the tower. That's the issue with the baller on the tower sometimes, 9.
It is, but you saw that Taiji was up there holding that position. And to talk about those counter Stingrays that just happened, if you are on defense and you lose that, that oftentimes swings the game for you. Yoshiko needs to hit another snipe here. I couldn't speak it into existence this time.
Final checkpoint cleared. It looks like
they're
the
going to get knocked out again.
getting this victory, and they do.
There it is. They put up a better fight for sure.
More effort than last time, though. When you see that Australia, New Zealand, they were able to be somewhat equal in the beginning, but it was just that constant onslaught by the GG Boys. Too overwhelming.
You know, that combo of the baller and then you got Taiji with the Inkjet is just so hard to overcome on tower control. It's a really good strategy. Clearly it works.
All right.
And they wrote it all the way in.
I'm going to take another
We're going to say,
potty
as
break.
we said earlier, Yamamichi and the Stingray. You're going to see that a lot.
I will be back
Why is that
momentarily while
Stingray
you all
such a
enjoy.
powerful and
They're in
valuable
between
special
talking.
for the GG Boys?
Well, let's check the stats. It has infinite range. It goes through walls, and you can see where the opponent is. So all three of those things are very important, but more than anything, two of the modes that we'll be playing today, Tower Control and Rainmaker, have a centralized objective. You can see where it is at all times, and on the checkpoints there, you saw they were opting to save their Stingrays for that time because nobody can run. If they get off the tower, the checkpoint resets.
We just got done with Tower Control. You saw the strategy there. We'll get set for our next ranked mode match between the GG Boys of Japan and Lime Soda of Team Australia, New Zealand. And it seems like for Team Australia, New Zealand, Lime Soda, they have to just make sure that they can continue to get somewhat of a push against the GG Boys. We never saw that in that last match, Ashley.
Yeah, sometimes when any team plays against the GG Boys, it's really tough to get a hold of how aggressive they can be, especially when they really get out in front and they start keeping you away from a central objective. And I think that's going to be the hardest thing for them to do, but it is the thing they must do if they want a chance of coming back.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our next ranked mode that these two teams will partake in here. As we said, we just got done with Tower Control. The GG Boys getting the first victory in this best of 5. Up next, good old Clam Blitz here, 9. And a lot of fun strategy with this one. You hear an emotional response from our crowd here at the theater at Ace Hotel. And what's it going to take with Clam Blitz this time?
First of all, wipe that smirk off your face. Secondly, there's a lot that goes into Clam Blitz. It is the newest mode, and it's probably the most difficult to really get a grasp on. This is probably the mode where just controlling the map is the most important part of it. And we've seen a lot of developments in this mode since the last time that we were on this stage. I'll say if there's two things you have to do, everybody needs to pitch in to collecting clams. You collect 10 of them, it puts together what we call a football or a power clam. You throw it into the basket, and we'll see if these teams can show you how it's played.
Clam Blitz and Arowana Mall here. You've got the GG Boys of Japan in the orange, and then Lime Soda in the green. And speaking with the GG Boys, 9, they said it's less about splats and Clam Blitz, but rather dominating the economy, having the majority of the clams on the map so your team can't
Clam Blitz. It's my least favorite mode.
Follow that strategy early on. And what do you like
it's
about
just my least favorite mode.
Well, it's a very Stingray dominant map. Some people
I really
like
don't
it
like
for
it
that
in
reason, some
solo
people don't,
play.
But that's why,
It's pretty
again,
tough.
the GG Boys continue to bring two backliners here. They know that they can control the way the map is going, and that grate right there where you see the Tenterella setup shop is going to be the point of contention. I love the fact that Yoshiko is here, and this Taiji baller actually is going to get them through.
Oh man, that kill.
Again,
Taiji
Doubles.
dancing around the ink, two
That's
big-time
gonna.
splats.
Oh
Look at
no,
the
he's got one more to
completion.
fight.
He got 3!
3 kills, a triple to make this play happen right here. They finally took him out. That's pretty crazy.
It was, and more than anything, this score might not be a big score, but it's going to mean that they control the middle. There's a mechanic in Splatoon called super jumping that allows you to go to where your anybody on your team is standing. So it's going to mean that they can continue their pressure. I think that Australia has snuffed it out, though. Great defense by them.
Australia able to survive right there, only 26 points scored.
That was a really
by the
good push
GG
from
boys.
them.
You see that 13
Not
point
too many
penalty,
points, but
Ashley, you can
it
also
was a
see
good
the number
push.
of clams each team has by that small number underneath their 4 icons. And right now, neither team with a lot of clams. How do you see Lime Soda trying to get back into this?
I like Clam Blitz better when it's with the team. I don't know. I have a hard time with it on solo. Even though yesterday I got a pretty decent score on Clam Blitz. I don't usually score as high as I did yesterday. I got 2190 is my Clam Blitz X rank score, so it wasn't too bad yesterday. I did okay.
How about that? Hiding in the bubbles, 9.
There were bubbles everywhere there. That was a very tense moment, and Etna able to sniff through there. They know Etna's still there. They do. For a second there, I was a little worried that they were looking the wrong way. So again, you're seeing small scores, and that's going to mean that the penalty is still there. Now that power
Our
play
birdies, they're just having a good time.
This is actually
Watching some Splatoon today.
Lime Soda not out of it at all. As you said, one power
And hi
clam
Jelly, I
followed
don't know
by
if you've
some
been
smaller
here,
ones
but
into the
hello.
basket. They are right back in this thing.
Best
They've got a
out of
4-3
5 ranked
advantage
mode
on the
matches
field, but
of
let's see if
Australia
they can
versus
finally get a
Japan.
push
Yeah,
this match.
that's what's
It seems like they
happening
can't get
right
past
now.
That second half of the map here, Ashley.
I would say the reason why is those tenterellas right there that you can see flying by. They're all over the place. I love that there's dueling tenterellas. This is it makes it really tough who can't get by there, and so you get knocked off the crate. You have to start over. You have to find a different way. You got to flank.
TyG and the individual effort we're seeing here, 9 getting some critical splats deep into Lime Soda territory.
Pushing them all the way back and continuing to just create
Oh man, they
space.
jumped out
So
really
often
quick.
we
That was a
focus
good
so much
jump.
on the splats, but there's something about positioning yourself in the right spot and allowing yourself to continue putting pressure that play does.
Just under 2 minutes left, 4-4 on the
Got
map.
2 hits on
Boys with
people.
a 33-point advantage. However, you see the penalty. Lime Soda not out of it by a long shot. Etna gonna go ahead and super jump back for defensive purposes. Dynamon trying to apply some pressure with that Explosher. 1:43 left, and right now the match has gotten to a bit
It's
of
really
a
good that they
stalemate
use
here,
the
9.
beacons, because if you jump back to your spawn with clams, those clams will be destroyed.
Can't build up any clams. You see they're shuffling a few around back here. They know that there's not much time, so they're trying to make the score that they do get here a big one. But because GG Boys continues to hold the map, there's not even a chance for them to build it.
Oh, the barrier is broken though. The GG Boys have a chance to add to their lead. They're adding clams by the bushel at this point. 36 to 100. You see the timer in the middle. That gives them that much more time to fill the basket up. Can they get one more clam in there? Doesn't look like they. Oh, they do.
Oh, they do.
And here comes more pressure. Riding the shield of
Man,
those bubbles.
they got
trying to
clams
pop the
all
hose
over.
Of Lime Soda. 1 minute left. 91-point advantage for the GG Boys. Now is when it gets difficult for Lime Soda to have a comeback here, 9.
Oh, yep,
That
there it is.
The game. GG Boys.
GG Boys took it.
They take a 2-0
Alright, so this
lead,
could be the
and
last
once again,
one
it
for
was
this
the
round,
specials and the
because
push
it's
by the
best of
GG
5,
Boys,
so
but
they need
how
3
about that
wins.
strategy we saw there, Ashley?
And it's
Hiding
2-0
in the
right
bubbles
now.
for some protection to get closer to the basket.
It's a great strategy. It's a great way because
Yeah, we got
it's gonna
2
take
birds.
a
They
lot
like
of
to
ink
sing
to get
along
those bubbles
while
to
we're all
shrink
hanging
down
out.
enough to be able to get your opponent. So yeah, that's a great strategy. Hide in there as long as you can. Stay in the bubbles and then get right under that basket. And as soon as the bubbles either go away or pop, you're good to go.
First 2 victories go to the GG Boys. 1 more, and they will have the sweep in the
They're singing to
semifinals
each
and
other
find
right
themselves
now.
in the finals. Let's take a look at the next upcoming
She's doing her
ranked
head
mode,
bob.
and we've got Splat Zones, and this is the one that a lot of
Alright,
competitive
Splat
players
Zones.
love.
Oh
Splat
man.
Zones. Tell me a little
It's
bit more
going to
about the
GG
strategy
Boys.
here, because it's a little bit of turf war. However,
She gonna
there are
nest
some
on the
things
phone.
that change.
There are. I think the easiest way to describe it is something of a king of the
Japan's
hill, right? There's
really
going to
good
be
at splat
sometimes
zones.
2 smaller zones that you have to take. That is going to bring down your timer. You want your timer to either be lower than the opponent's when the time runs out, or run all the way to 0.
But
And
does she
competitive
want to
players
do
love
it?
it because of how consistent it tends to be.
Just give
You
it to
mentioned
GG Boys. No way
consistency,
Lime
Ashley. We've had
Soda's
the
making a
conversation
comeback.
before.
I
A lot
mean,
of these
I'd be
modes
pretty
are tough
impressed
to
if they
come back.
did.
Splat zones
It's
very
feeling
difficult
not
to
too
come
likely
back.
though.
What are some things you need to keep in
Japan
mind once
does
you
a
secure
lot
the
of
zone
splat
if you wanna
zones
make sure you
tournaments,
protect
so
your
they
victory?
really know how to play the
Securing the
mode.
zone is one thing. Making sure you're not getting penalized when it gets taken back is another thing. So really, really doing a good job of pushing forward, making sure, again, you're
Bad
keeping your
stuff
opponent
on
from
TV.
either that central objective in the splat zone or both splat zones. You really have to have good defense when there's two.
Let's go shopping at Mako Mart here. Don't forget to grab
All right,
some milk, splat
Mako
zones.
Mart.
This is only one splat
This is
zone
a pretty
on this
fun
map here,
level,
Nine,
too.
so a lot of the action is going to be very concentrated.
I like this
And
level in
taking a
splat
look right
zones.
now immediately, you see a double L3 nozzle nose. That's going to mean 2 ballers and a third one being added in by Dynamon there. If all 3 of those go in the zone, they're going to take it.
Man,
in
they
a
got
blink
that
of an
zone
eye.
so fast.
You see Lime Soda in the orange and the GG Boys of Japan in the purple. GG Boys already securing the zone. And one thing they talked about, Nine, is that they're not going to push too far once they get the zone. They want to make sure that they aren't too aggressive and give themselves the opportunity to be snuffed from behind, flanked from behind to lose the zone.
And they're especially going to try to build their baller. You see that they already have a Stingray at the ready that's going to immediately target Yoshiko, who is willing to trade a
man, double
1-for-1 there. I
Stingray.
like that because it allowed them to take the zone and apply a penalty.
Somebody's really weak over
Huge
there.
recovery right there by Lime Soda. You see the 36-second penalty for the GG Boys. So that'll buy some precious seconds for Lime Soda. 4-3 on the map, and actually a chance for Lime Soda to finally make a push with the advantage.
That was a huge take back because once you can apply that penalty, it becomes, there's a little less pressure. And I think that that's really helpful for them in this moment.
You see the splat. We've got a spill on Isle splat zone right there. 9 and Etina and Taiji. You mentioned the double L3 composition. They're going to
Spill
go
in
and try
Isle
and put a
splat
lot of
zone.
pressure on Lime Soda at this point.
And you can see they have 2 ballers at the ready, so they're not going to have any trouble at all doing that. Etina going to run in, pop the baller. There's another one that they can use. Trapped in the corner.
They were
Etina
trapped.
goes for
Oh
3.
no!
The fourth one
Etina's
sitting up
taking
and
him
small,
out.
And this is getting ugly.
Etina putting on an absolute clinic. Finally
Just
able
needed
to
that
get slowed
one
down,
more.
but it might be too little too late.
Oh yeah,
Boys
it's
just
too
a
late
few
for them.
seconds away from
Oh.
claiming this third victory, and that'll
No.
do it.
They were
GG
just a
Boys
little
with
bit
a
too
clean
late.
sweep in the
Right as the
semifinals,
game ended,
and last
they
year's
had
defending
neutralized the
champions
zone.
having no issue whatsoever through those 3 ranked modes. And what
That
we saw
double
early,
nozzle
Ashley,
nose,
they
I know.
controlled the zone, and they were able to apply some pressure in spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only were they able to do that, they were able to do that with completely cool heads, as if this is just something that they
Well,
do
there
in
it
their
is.
sleep, which
3
pretty
to
much
0.
it is.
Well, let's go ahead and give a round of applause to Lime Soda. They put up some great battles. We certainly appreciate them coming all the way here from Australia, New Zealand to give us a show. I'm sure we will see many of them later. What
So
a
I know
great
one
opportunity,
thing that
great experience for them, but
Europe
Nine,
is
it's very tough when you're going against
mad
the defending
about with this
It is. They're the
tournament. Well, not
champions
mad,
for the
I guess,
reason is they
but
give a little fist pump right there.
all of
They
these
know that
players
their
on the
goal
European
is still a
team
little ways
are all
away.
from
Let's take a look
France,
at the
but the
updated
teams they
bracket
play
here as
on
we have our first ticket to
are
the finals
throughout
punched
Europe.
here by the GG
And so
Boys. They get the 3-0 sweep in semifinals.
they kind of feel
so
like
they will take on the winner
their
of
teams that they
FT
play
Win and
on
Alliance
that
Rogue.
mix
As
some of
you
the
said
countries
earlier, Nine, this matchup
are
between
stronger
North
than
America
like
and Europe
the
that we're
just
about to see in the
French team
semifinals.
that they made.
This is one that you really want to
So that's
keep an
one thing
eye
that
on
they
because
wish
these
they
are
could have
two
done, like
teams
being
that
able
are
to mix
really dominant
players
in
from
the
different
region,
countries.
really
Because I mean,
taking
it's
the
kind of
crown in
strange.
their
Like North
respective
America
countries, and now
has
they have a chance
one
for an opportunity to knock out the
EU.
champions soon.
And more
Yeah.
than that, they are very
Yeah,
familiar
more of
with
an
each other.
EU
Earlier,
team
Milano was
versus
talking about Kraken Paradise and Team Olive, the two
just
teams
French
that kind of
team or
formed this.
just
Those
England
two teams,
team.
along with FT
So
Win, have been battling at
FT
the
Win
top
has
of
one
the
person
European
from
North
Canada,
American
and the
leagues
rest are
for
all from the
ages right
US.
now.
So
They know the tricks that each other are going to do.
it's kind of
And
strange
obviously,
that they
you're
didn't
well aware
allow
with each
Europe
player,
to do
each
that
team for the
as
most part, but
well.
actually, the stage is different. You know, it's different when you're playing online versus live on the stage in front of this crowd, in front of this audience, with the Splatoon Sterling Squid up for grabs.
It's different just casting on the internet
Yeah.
by yourself.
I think this is going to be a good
being in front
match
of this
between FT
amazing
Win
crowd,
and
they're
Alliance
hyped, They're
Rogue.
ready to go. Like they are super excited to see these teams face off. Obviously, FT Win, it's the hometown team. We got North America here, but at the end of the day, anything can happen. Like Nine said, these teams have faced off against each other many, many times just playing Splatoon. So it'll be interesting to see how all of them react.
And Nine, we were talking earlier in the week, and you said FT Win. When they are at their best, it is hard to find anybody better than them. It's just a matter of will they be consistent enough in this tournament to be able to match the consistency we've seen from, say, the GG Boys.
It is, and they have been hiding their scrims for short. They have been hiding the results of those because they don't want anyone knowing what tricks they are. I was trying to talk a little bit with them. These are my friends. They're like, sorry, no, we can't tell you anything.
Yeah, no friends.
None.
I'm really excited to see what everybody's playing. Because these teams play
Let's take a
with
closer
each
look at
other
the
like a
four that
lot
comprise
too.
this squad.
At least these players know each other pretty well, so it's going to be interesting to see what tricks they've got up their sleeves.
Kyo, Ice, Quavo.
And we are
V to win. My single piece of advice would be to
understand that getting the most amount of splats in a game does not necessarily mean that you played perfectly or you did everything properly. There's always more to learn. Just because you get the most amount of splats doesn't mean that you played the game right.
So FT win right there, getting a chance to know them a little bit better.
Sure just found her reflection on the side of the TV.
For some folks that are maybe just new to Splatoon 2, and he said sometimes it's not all about
GG Boys is
Right,
Japan.
there's so many things that go into playing a good game, and sometimes just
FT
being
Win
Umbrella
is
on
North
the tower and
America.
not leaving the
Alliance
tower
Rogue
can be
is
the difference
France,
between
and then
getting a
Australia
win or
just
a
got
loss.
knocked out.
Sometimes it's holding the position.
That was Lime
There's
Soda.
just too much to boil it down to a single number.
And
Saw a
hello,
lot of
Declan. Welcome to
Stingray
the
with
stream,
specials.
or welcome
Baller
back.
has
I think
been
you were
very
here
popular as
earlier.
well, too, and it seems like regardless of the rank mode that we're playing, that baller provides a lot of benefits, Ashley.
It's a great way to give cover not only to yourself if you're in a bit of a pinch, but it's also a really great way to give cover to a teammate.
Man, that's such
if
a
you
cool
end up
trip
getting,
for everybody.
You know, double
like,
team, you got two
coming in
squids
all the way
coming
from
at
some
you.
other place
Baller's a
and
great way to get them
getting
to go
to
away.
play
So
some video
it's a really
games
nice way to
in
sort
a
of, it's a little bit of a
championship, and
defense
then
mechanism,
go and see all
but
of the
also a
E3
really great
things. That's
offensive
pretty
mechanism
awesome.
as well. So it's a fantastic special, and it's no wonder it's being used a lot here.
We're about a minute away from action here in 9. Those specials that seem to provide that temporary invulnerability like we see with the baller, or that you can stand far away from the action, apply pressure, it seems like there's a defensive component to some of these.
There's a defensive component, and there's also spatial control, which is something that, of course, we know the Stingray, being that it can reach everywhere on the map, does. But when you have a baller, it forces the opponents
So
to
I think
move
they're
away.
doing the
And
same
even
kind of
if you don't explode and get a splat, it
order,
means that
where
your
I think they'll do
teammates can
tower
move up as
control,
well. And spatial
clam
control
blitz,
really
splat
is the
zones,
next level of
Rainmaker,
being a
then
good
tower
Splatoon
control
player.
again.
That's that combination of turf coverage, because that baller explodes, but then also scattering everybody, because you know, Ashley, these high-level teams, a lot of their success is based upon being able to establish certain parts of a map, and when you have to scurry away because of a baller, it can really disrupt your strategy.
Yeah, disrupt is exactly the right word. I mean, disrupting a team's rhythm, what they are most comfortable with, is going to be a great way to knock them off their feet and potentially take the win.
As we get set, we've got tower control on the reach.
All right, here they go. Here's
FT
this
win
tower
from
control
North America
match
taking
on the
on
same
Alliance
maps.
Rogue
Okay.
from Europe.
I was wondering if they're
Got
going to do the same maps and
FT
stuff.
win in the blue, Alliance Rogue in the green, and 9, you know it, you love it. What are our loadouts looking like?
Well, I want
All right,
everybody
let's take a look.
to keep an
This
eye
is
on two players in
the
particular.
match we were all
2D
waiting
from
for a
North
while.
America and Gray from Alliance
Let's
Rogue.
see how
They're
it
going to be
goes.
providing ink armor, one of them with a more aggressive weapon in the end zap, the other a more supportive role with that Tensa undercover umbrella. That's a mouthful.
And that ink armor, once again, defensive capabilities coming from a special, allowing you to be more aggressive
Getting
here. A little
pinched.
one-on-one action here. Shaq
Oh,
the best of that.
you got
trying
some
to avoid
help.
some green ink coming in. Right now, you've got Alliance Rogue that's with the tower, just 10 little points, so plenty of action to go here. Urza trying to charge up those Tenta missiles, but gets splatted by
Oh,
Kyo.
man.
Actually, early advantage
It's close
on
right
the map.
now.
You've got FT Win getting a couple of big splats here.
Yeah, this is an early advantage, so it may not pay off for them in the end, but it is a really good thing for them to have been able to kind of, you know, they scared EU just a little bit. Rogue Alliance was like, you know what, I think I'm going to jump back to base. A couple of our players have gone down, and now we got a Stingray out.
Well, once again, that spatial control, 9 Ice able to dislodge and disrupt the Stingray for Alliance Rogue.
It is, and sometimes, like you said, that's just enough, because when you're using that Stingray, you're doing it to take a couple people down and build a lead for your team. Give yourself a little breathing room. Counter Stingray.
All right, looks like
not gonna
FT
allow
Win's
that.
taking the
FT
lead
Win is
here.
now taking the lead. They're at the first checkpoint. However, they get dislodged. They're back on the tower. Oh, almost about to clear that checkpoint, but Kiver with a nice double splat 9.
And that's going to disrupt it entirely. That's going to be the end of it there. Taken down before it could even get started.
And that's huge. We've talked about with the checkpoints. You want to make sure you clear them. If not, you're just leaving yourself more homework after school when you get back to that checkpoint. And
Just
we
you
know how
wanna
balanced these teams are.
I was
Actually,
just
we're a
trying to
minute and a
avoid
half in.
jumping.
Neither team has cleared the
Oh,
first
there
checkpoint.
you go.
Not at all, and that is a real testament to how good these teams are, how much they've played against each other. They know their strategies. They know what's going on. That might be a really critical Stingray splat right there.
4-2 on the field for a moment for FT Win. They did a nice job stopping the advances of Alliance Rogue. Now let's see if they can boost their score. How about Ice slipping and sliding out of the way of those splats? He does a nice job soaring, trying to get the tower. But here comes some Tenta missiles once again to disrupt that back line.
And you know that's the thing that we haven't talked about yet. One of the reasons why the Tenta missiles have become so strong, everyone for the longest time was focused on Stingray v Stingray. The Tenta missiles do it with much less commitment. The Stingrays from Soren have been completely inconsequential so far.
It's such a good point. Soren can't get comfortable at that point. And FT Win getting to the
man.
second checkpoint. They're trying
FT
to
Win's
clear.
really pushing
this
this
is one.
one.
Of the ones in the stage here that you're looking, as you mentioned, Ashley. That's the critical one in this map if you want to give yourself somewhat of a safe lead.
Absolutely. Now we can see there's a couple of Rogue Alliance jumping back to base. They want to get out of the way of that Stingray.
That's a huge push. They're just at the end now. Oh man, who's even alive now? Who is alive? Oh man, that was crazy.
Right there, 9. Look at that. Kyo had jumped onto the tower with a splashdown. He said, there are invulnerability frames as I come down. We are knocking this out no matter what happens. But their ability to press forward and use their specials, we say it so much, but you almost can't say it enough. Coordinating your specials in time with the push makes it very difficult for your opponent to slow it down.
It really does. It's a thing there. If you can do that with your team, if you can communicate and say, okay, you use your Tenta missiles, keep that Stingray away. Now let's use Baller. Now let's use Splashdown. I mean, if you can do that all coordinated and all together, it's especially at the end for that very last race to the finish.
All right, so the next one was Clam Blitz on Arrow on a
You have those
Mall,
moments like we saw at the end, just pure chaos, but these players are so good.
if I remember correctly.
Through all that ink flying left and right for the most part. Let's take a closer look at a replay from that last match. One of those exciting moments, our instant replay. 2:24 left, and keep an eye on the tower. It's moving right now. Ice moves it, but look at all the action that's going to happen. Walk us through it here, 9.
So you see, of course, they have one person as their designated tower rider, but you see that Shaq was by it as well, meaning that they were going to have at least some pressure there. He pops back off, but they were able to get 2 people, and as the GG boys said, they want to play around the tower, and that's exactly what they did, positioning to take out anybody who was trying to stop it.
And the splashdown at the end, you have to love it. So FT Win winning a tightly contested match. They were finally able to break the levy in that one and get some momentum, but you saw how close these teams were because that tower wasn't moving much early on. Actually,
I love that they call these the
it was
instant
very
replay,
close
by
for
the
a really
way.
long time, but I think a couple of
Instead of
flats,
instant,
they
they
were
added a K there.
to enable FT Win to finally start making some progress and get through those first couple of checkpoints.
Well, let's take a look at our upcoming ranked modes that we will be seeing. We just saw Tower Control. We'll have Clam Blitz coming up here next, and looking at Clam Blitz once again, that strategy. We saw the bubble protection from the GG boys, but we've also seen the coordinated super jump with the Baller that has become popular.
Right, that is something that I think becomes sort of a desperation play. And I said earlier that Clam Blitz has developed. If you just sit everybody back, try to run one baller, and teams are too good, that's not going to work anymore. It's 2019. So I think that the way the GG boys played the map is exactly what you're going to see both of these teams try to do. Set themselves up, pin the enemy team in, and just jump in as they will.
And with Arrow on a Mall, there are some tight corridors there as well too, Ashley. So we saw that a lot of 1v1 situations are very important. We saw that from Tai G from the GG boys. You figured it'll be just as vital this time around.
Very much so, and I think you'll see more Brellas, especially like you said with that
Let's get
tight
it going,
corridor.
people.
The Tentabrella really comes in handy to be able to push an opponent backwards, to keep them off balance and be able to take them down. But yeah, those 1v1s are going to be really key in this fight.
And now we just saw a shot of that beautiful stage. And how great is it for these teams to compete at this high level, knowing that these are the best of the best teams. They have gone through the rankings here. They have gone through the battles and the matches and the qualifiers, and here you are on the big stage getting a chance to take on each other.
This is the payoff. This is why you practice. This is why you put in the hundreds, the thousands of hours that you do into this game. This is why you stay up late. This is why you get up early. It is for this chance right here.
How many hours was it? Did Kyo say he had logged into Splatoon?
Over 5,000.
Just
5,000 hours playing that game. That's crazy.
I
don't even have 1,000 yet.
More hours, so I love the work, my man. Let's go ahead. Arrow on a Mall, Clam Blitz. Let's take a look at these teams. You've got FT Win in the purple representing North America,
there are the
and Alliance
clams.
Rogue in the green representing Europe. And once again, that clan management, taking care of the currency on the map seems to be more important than getting splats at times here, 9.
It is, and there's one person in particular I'm going to point out again. I pointed him out last time. 2D, right here, playing the L3, the Kensa L3, has a hammer. We have seen the hammer do some pretty great things, and it's honestly the best answer for Tentabrella. We're getting a sneak peek.
Oh man, that hammer.
You want to be the hammer, you don't want to be the nail. 2D getting some home remodeling done right there. 4-3 advantage on the field for FT Win, but you see a power clamp in the hands of Alliance Rogue right now. Let's see if they can advance it into FT Win territory. And Ashley, the problem is FT Win can see where that power clamp is coming from.
Yes, it is glowing. And so everybody knows who has the power clamp, and it sort of becomes little kids playing soccer. Everybody's after that power clamp.
They got
You
his
saw Gray trying to
splashdown
utilize the
down.
bubbles to clear a path, but
Well, they
unable to
took it
do
out.
so near the basket, and so a power clamp still in the hands of Alliance Rogue. Shaq
After the E3 Direct, what are Nintendo doing after it? They will be hosting a Nintendo Treehouse segment, so that'll be like them just going through all of the games more in depth. Usually every game gets like 30 minutes to an hour of gameplay shown. So I'm really hoping we get a really nice segment for Animal Crossing for sure. That's one thing I'd love for them. I mean, I just want to see the game, I want to watch them play it and enjoy it, and I just want the whole experience.
Seems like this is where they want to make the push here now.
Here comes a Stingray, Bubbles, Baller, everything was used right there. Gray is going to get the score, and they're going to jump somebody in. Gray actually was able to stay up for that, so Soren doesn't look like he's
what
going
a
to be able
push
to
from
get any more. I believe
EU
this is going
right
to be the
there.
end of this push for the time being, but 57 is a big mark. We say that this is the mark where your score is officially good, because now 2 power clams will not equalize it.
Such a good point, and Ashley, we saw a nice job of Alliance Rogue clearing some traffic, using the bubbles to get the basket open, but then you saw the teammate use the super jump.
Yeah, this is again, like Nine said, classic strategy on Clam Blitz. Now though, like Nine said, you've got North America. FT Win has got to really push to get at least 2 power clams plus a little more.
Kyo and Kiver applying some nice pressure. That Stingray taking out a member of Alliance Rogue. Kyo super jumping over to the side.
Here
got
comes
the clams ready to go. Here comes the power clam. A couple of more buckets, but nicely negated. However, they're filling the basket. The timer is live. Ice has got some clams. A splash wall.
Oh man, they're going to try to catch up. One more clam.
They trade. Let's see if we can get any more FT Win
One
members
more
in there.
clam will get
clam
them
away here,
the lead. There it is.
They take the lead.
Just enough
Oh,
there.
and they're
Shaq
still
was
going.
actually
That
able to
push
jump
is
back in and
still
sneak more.
going.
Shaq is going to keep this open as long as he can there and able to stay alive. They're going to be able to jump more people to Shaq right now if they want. They might opt to stick with this score right here.
Dang, Shaq is taking him out right now.
Shaq clearing the way for his teammates. It's all right to be
That was
greedy in this
crazy.
first, Shaq. I see you. 142 left, 44-57 lead. How about the hammer coming out once again for 2D? You called it 9, and then how about the liberal use of the splash wall, Ashley, providing some nice protection for FT Win?
Man, this is a good back and forth here.
Splash wall is one of my
Yeah,
absolute
these matches
favorite
are best
stuff.
of
It's a
5,
great
so right
way.
now
You
we've
can
got
jump in front of it, jump
1
behind
win
it.
for
It's a
FT Win
really,
to
really
0
great
for
defense,
Alliance Rogue.
for anybody looking to push forward, so he's doing a great job with it.
Let's see if FT Win wants to be on the offensive with a minute 15 left. They have a power clam ready to go. Ice is coming in, but it's only 2-1 on the field. And if you're Alliance Rogue 9, you've got a little bit of time left to mount a comeback, but you've got to be very careful about how you do it.
You do. I mean, you've got plenty of time here. 2 power clams are going to take the lead for them right now, and they know that with just a minute. They're going to try to get control and make great bomb up against that splash wall. Splash wall is fun to use when you're not in front of it, but when you are, anything can take you down.
Yeah, you want to make sure the ink is the same color as you when you're approaching that splash wall. Here comes a chance for Alliance
And then there's another push
It's close.
from Europe.
They seize the lead from FT Win with 38 seconds left. That timer's still going. Let's see if Alliance Rogue can pack the lead. However, like you said, 9, just 2 power clams away from FT Win.
They snuck more in.
Oh, just before the door closed, they grab one more bull and they go ahead and pad their lead. At this point now, it's going to take more than 2 power clams for the most part for FT Win. How about a huge turn of events by Alliance Rogue?
It is, and really the catalyst for that was Gray with the tent umbrella moving in, and then in the middle of all that chaos, hiding in the back. Nobody knew he was there. We are going to enter overtime here because they do have a power clam left on the map, but they're going to need a lot more than 1.
It's a trade right there. We're
Gonna
going
be
to
a
head
tough
to
push
overtime,
right
and
here.
hear the siren sounding. Ice has got to be patient. Has a power clam ready to go. They're going to need more than 1, though. You see the clam economy at the top. There's going to be a lot becoming available here soon. Oh, can't get the splat on Gray with the tent umbrella. Gray trying to stay alive and weaken the force.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not going to break through at this point. There's only 1 left.
Right, and that'll do it. Alliance
Man,
Rogue
what a good game.
seizing control of this match. And we've got a 1-1 tally as we get set for game 3 here, Ashley. And this is what's exciting about Clam Blitz. It's about that one moment you get to break the defenses and then making the most of your opportunity.
That is exactly what Alliance Rogue did, and they did it multiple times.
All right, tie game so
game.
far.
And honestly, watching them really have that strategy locked tight, and all of them were together. They made that concentrated, coordinated effort right under the basket and then snuck a couple in there right after. So that really actually made a huge difference.
It did. I think that that's actually really the moment of the game where the entire dynamic changed, because at that point they had to score not only one power clam but a second power clam and then some, and it's all because, you know, every one of those clams is worth 3 points. You sneak 4 more in, that's almost an entire other power clam. It meant that FT Win had to go out and be risky trying to collect more clams.
And that's such a good point, because you think you have the safety of 2 power clams to get the victory there. No, no, no. You got to add some
Thanks for
more
joining.
to your bucket there as you get set.
We'll see you
Let's take a look
later.
at our next upcoming ranked mode match. It will be Splat Zones at Mako Mart, as we saw earlier. And as we continue to mention that we love Splat Zones amongst the competitive community because of how consistent it can be.
It can, and we saw last time when you get the lead, you have to push up. You have to be a little bit careful about not going too deep, but as long as you're putting pressure on the opponent, you can get big, big scores. And we didn't even get the chance to talk about the penalty. Sometimes flipping the map is just enough to buy yourself a little more time.
And that's such a good point that you make right there, because if you can just buy yourself some
we
time
might
with that penalty,
test something
you don't
out
need to panic.
right
You can
here.
seize control. We've seen before
I
with
just
Splat
sent a
Zones. Once
message
you have
to
control,
Sergio.
you can almost run that thing
So I'm
all the
gonna
way
see
down
if
to
we
zero.
can get him on
and
here
you can buy yourself
and
enough
just
time
see,
to really get in a couple of key splats.
try to get volumes going.
Specifically,
So
the people who are in
if you
midline,
see
maybe
my
whose
screen change,
job it
that's what
is
I'm trying to
keep
set
you
up right
away
now.
from that splat zone.
Let's
So
see.
I think being able to take back and apply that penalty to your opponent is a huge part of the strategy in any
Here we go.
splat zone game.
And what's been interesting is our teams are taking the maximum allotted time in between matches to talk strategy. So obviously we see how competitive it is here, Nine, and you're learning and applying things from maybe the last match that you want to take into the next ranked match.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned the
All
last
right.
match, because the last mode
Hey,
that is
Sergio.
in this set is actually another tower control game.
All right, I've got you on here. I'm gonna see how volumes are feeling for everybody.
Zones and Mako Mart, we've got FT Win in yellow and Alliance Rogue in blue here on your map. Loadouts, anything stand out to you, Nine?
Well, again, the 10th umbrella coming out of gray. This one is one of the new weapons, the Sheldon's picks that were announced.
Oh, let's get back to
one
this
has
game.
a wicked
Oops, wrong
hammer.
thing.
We'll see if Gray gives us some highlight reel material.
Obviously, one zone in here, and already FT Win claiming
So,
this one.
Sergio, where are you watching? Are you watching on YouTube, or are you watching the Splatoon tournaments?
Yes, I'm watching your stream on YouTube. That is exactly why he won that
Okay,
one-on-one,
cool.
because it became a 1.5 on 1.
Oh, but Alliance Rogue
I'm
is
seeing
right
how
on
the
with that
volume's
hammer,
coming
but
through.
Let's go ahead and put the tools away. No time to work.
I don't think I can hear you.
Of the zone, but the penalty. There we go. They get the penalty. They're out of the principal's office.
Yeah,
here.
Sergio's
They're
volume
ready to
seems
pad their
unexistent so far.
Got a couple of backliners on each team here, Nine, but you have to advance them in this map, it seems like.
Are you still there,
That's why
Sergio?
both of these teams are waiting until the exact right
Okay,
moment
cool.
to use their stingray. He'll get
Not
set up a
on
little
this
bit
stream.
there.
I'm gonna
He's
try
gonna
to
put
figure
another
it
pick
out.
there. This lead is going to go back the other way, but this is the key
But I don't
moment.
know if I'd
Splat
be
Zones
able
so
to. Is there any
exciting
way
because teams
that
have
you
gotten
can
so
turn it up
good
on
at
your
this
end?
phase, which we call the lockout phase.
And here comes
Like
the
your
lockout lead,
input
switching
volume?
back into the hands of Alliance Rogue. They've got 4-4 on the map, a couple of specials ready to go. FT Win can't seem to get into that zone. They're getting pushed back towards their spawn. They're going to need to really utilize those specials here.
Because I think the hard part with it is like having also like the video, at least like the stream portion match with our voices.
Splats came out of that just because now Alliance Rogue had 3 specials and then they lost a couple of them.
And Nine, it seems like this match is a personification of these two teams, tightly contesting the lead, switching hands back and forth.
I think in your settings in Discord, it helps.
Building up their specials, coming back in, trading lead, and then they lose it. The switch really comes when the specials don't take anybody on the other team out. When you flip the zone, but you don't get the lockout phase started. But again, we're seeing the exact same thing that we've seen again and again. But I think that Alliance Rogue is pushed up here a little further than they were last time. This might be their chance to take it the distance.
And you see the penalty really slowing down the progress for both teams at this point, because as that score gets lower, that penalty is going to get higher.
Man, it's pretty much like a tie game right now.
Let's see if FT Win can seize control. No. Great job by Alliance with the lockout
Oh,
phase.
it looks like
As always,
Europe's
FT
taken
Win claiming control.
the lead here.
Seems like Ashley FT Win's doing a good job of not getting pushed back too far.
Yeah, they're also doing a
North
really
America's
good job
back in it
of
though.
staying, on the high ground. They're doing a really excellent job of communicating, talking about where their teammates are. I mean, that was a trade, but you know what? If you can take out Kyo, that's really good for you.
Oh, FT Win doing a fine job of not losing control of the tower right there. And they take the lead once again. Let's see if Alliance Rogue can battle back. And then they go ahead and grab the zone. But this is where the penalty starts to come into play here, 9, as our timer is now right around 2 minutes left.
It is, and 2 minutes can be an eternity in Splat zones because that timer moves faster than the one you see at the top of your screen. This checkpoint needs to be taken by this bomb rush. I think that the umbrella might be enough to slow it down here. Maybe not. One gets sniped out of the air. This is going to be the lead going back the other way.
That splashdown getting caught midair was huge because Alliance Rogue
This is a
now
close
takes the
game.
lead with only 1:44 left. That's a stiff penalty for FT Win to overcome. Zone is up for grabs. Can FT Win apply the penalty at this point? They do. Now they've got to hold on and try to lock out. They haven't been as successful with it as Alliance Rogue has been, and Alliance Rogue once again actually taking the lead, but it's 3-1 on the map. FT Win.
Oh man, that was, this is going to be really tough for Alliance Rogue here. This is going to be really tough for them, but they might be able to pull it out. They have enough time.
And 9, how about this? You don't see Splat Zone matches go this much back and forth. It really speaks volumes to how evenly matched these two teams are.
It does, and at this point, if you want to see the action, just look at the special meters on the top of the screen. That's what's dictating everything. One of these teams needs to find a pick in a situation they haven't, and getting that forced all the
Oh,
way
it looks
back
like
is
North
going to be
America
the
just
reason
took
that
the lead.
And you hear the roar from the crowd as FT Win
Oh, and
claims control of the lead
still
once
got the
again,
zone,
and
so it's
they're
counting
finally
down.
locking out Alliance Rogue. Here comes the Stingray. 14 seconds away from a critical Game 3 victory. Oh, how about Ice? Here comes Urza with the baller.
Oh
And the
man, they
Rolling
stopped
Rogue
it.
takes back the lead. However, that penalty is going to be huge, Ashley, because they are running out of ticks on the clock.
They're definitely running out of time, and they need to go ahead and lock them out. They're
Yay,
gonna have to
Emily.
keep this
That's good.
basically until
You
the
gotta
game
play
is over.
Splatoon.
Kiver and Alliance
It's the
Rogue,
best.
30 seconds left. They're going to have to take it into overtime if they want to get this victory. They have a chance, though. They're out of the penalty. Oh, but a couple of big splats once again. They lose control. FT Win's got to seize it, and they're 7 seconds away. 16 seconds away from getting the victory here. Alliance Rogue has time for one more push here. They've got to build that special quick to see 2 more other players right up there. Here comes the baller. Oh, but how about MT Win? There's mayhem in the middle here, 9. Oh, my
Oh
goodness,
man.
we're overtime, and they don't have any specials to work with right now. It's going to be so important that the remaining players of FT Win can hold this position. They don't know he's there. 2D has to get this pick.
They were 1 second away from the match ending, but Alliance Rogue now just a few seconds away from that penalty erasing. They've got to hold the tower for 13 seconds.
Can they do it?
Oh no.
FT Win. Can they apply any pressure? Alliance Rogue with that huge cover.
Oh, they came back and I won it. Oh man. Hey Sergio, are you still here?
Able to hold their
Yes,
position,
I'm here.
and they steal
Okay.
again from FT Win.
That was
Go ahead.
Sorry, I got focused on that one because it was close.
steal. Oh my gosh.
All
what an
right, let me
amazing
see.
comeback. I mean, for them to be able
What
to
can
hold
we
like
do?
that, it's so good.
So you've
It's
checked
so
your
good.
settings?
Everybody here
Yes,
in the
it's
theater
maxed
at
out.
Ace Hotel is buzzing
Okay.
right now. You see the response from the players. The
I'm gonna
round
see
of
if there's
applause from the
anything
audience.
I can
What a
do on
show,
this end
what a
because I don't think
display
you're
of
coming through. Will you talk for
We
me
might
for a
need a
little bit?
defibrillator
Rogue
for
here,
9.
9.
Sure, no problem. I do hear myself, but I
Okay.
think on your
That
stream
might be the single greatest
afterward,
game of
it's kind
Splat
of
Zones I've ever
weird.
seen play.
Because I hear you
Back and forth,
twice, too.
Big plays being made. I'm gonna admit, I thought that it was over. Kiver went down with Splashdown with about 20 seconds, or I'm
And I
sorry,
said,
Booyah
oh,
Bomb.
I think
thought
that's
that
it.
was it.
Yeah,
But for
no.
them to have the tenacity to come back in with about
That's
just
weird.
a few seconds left, everyone on the map turned to the Splat Zone and said, let's hit the trigger as fast
All
as
right,
we can.
tell us about,
We gotta paint it. That is the thinnest edge that you can win by.
1 second
know.
left in regulation.
what do you think, Sergio?
Alliance Rogue able to steal
Is
the
it-
zone. They
is
overcome
Animal
the
Crossing
penalty and
coming?
Take the victory in overtime. That's huge.
Oh, the
because now
delay. No,
they
not
take
a delay.
2-1 advantage in our semifinals, and it's the first 1 to 3, which means we get set for our next ranked mode here. We just got done with Splat Zones. That means we're going to have a little Rainmaker coming up here as well, too.
Yeah, I'm not hearing
Look
you
at the
come through
Rainmaker
at all.
strategy here, Ashley, and this is one that can end very quickly if you're the team
Here,
that isn't
I
able to
figured out
match a
why you
push.
hear me
Yes,
twice.
it can end
Can you hear
very,
me now?
very quickly
Oh, yeah,
because
okay, I see
all
what
you
you mean,
have
yes.
to do, as
Okay.
easier said than done, of course, is take the Rainmaker to your opponent's goal. And if you can slam dunk that, your goal. you're
I hear
golden,
you just
literally
like
golden.
barely now.
And 9 Rainmaker with these teams, it's all about a coordinated push once again because you just can't go all solo by yourself and try.
I think
to
the
be
hard
an
part is
action
like
hero. You really need the support
what
of your
I
teammates
can
like
do is like
Rainmaker.
turn down my volume and then turn down the stream's volume even
Because though the
more.
Rainmaker does have a very powerful burst shot, it doesn't move very quickly. It does mean that you're kind of a sitting duck when you have it. It's going to be on the rest of the team to make the big push. So as we saw in tower control,
I think if I make it real quiet
squid advantage before they make that push.
2-1 Alliance
and then
Rogue as
make
they advance
me
to the semifinals.
real
You-
quiet.
Second come
You
from
right
behind
click me
victory
and,
in
and
overtime in
max out the
Splatoon.
volume.
They're getting set
Yeah,
for Rainmaker here in about
I've got
30
you maxed
seconds.
out.
You're so emotionally charged
Could
after
it
a
be
match
your
like that.
mixer?
It seems like both teams need to sort of refocus and not get too caught
It's
up
all
in
coming
what
through the
just
same
happened here in a
spot
second
is the
night. Swing
thing.
it set for Rainmaker.
I'll show you.
At this point, the last game never happened if you're FT win. You just say, all right, we were a second away from winning that
I'll
game.
max that
Let's
out.
move on to this one. I do think that Rainmaker does favor the way that they like to play. They have been the ones that have been more aggressive, and I think
Can
that's going to
you
be
say
exactly
something
what
real
they need,
quick?
'cause Rainmaker
Yes,
Kingslot
no
Art
problem.
Academy,
So
there's
I'm
really
here.
only one
We're
way
trying
you
to
can
work
go.
out some
There
volume
really is, and it's a
discrepancies.
matter of being able to take out the opponents on the high ground here, Ashley, because you want to use that undulation, that difference in height to your advantage. But if you lose pivotal spots,
All right, I feel like I'm getting you a little bit more.
path to the goal.
It will have a field day getting right to the goal. It will be very easy.
All right, let's go ahead and get our brushes and smocks ready. Inkblot Art Academy.
Can you talk a little more?
Alliance Rogue,
Yes.
one victory away
So,
from taking on the GG boys in the
man, the
finals.
Splatoon
However,
2 matches
FT
were
Win
really
North
close and really
America,
fun to watch.
they're represented in the green. They want to push this baby to a game 5. 9, what you see in here?
Well, I'm seeing
I think I might have gotten it.
that's come out of
Ooh.
FT win here. They have to be comfortable with the way they're
All
playing,
right.
even though they were so close.
Now I think I can
Here
turn
is
this
bringing
up
out
a
the
little
first of
bit.
the rapid blasters that we have seen here. Last year at this time, it was a dominant weapon. As Shaq comes over and says,
All
"What are you
right,
talking about? I'm
here's this match again.
4-2 advantage, FT Win. That's going to be
Let's
huge
see
for
how we're
Rainmaker
doing.
forward. 4-1, they're looking for the clean wipe. Kyo going to start to push pressure into the spawn of Alliance Rogan. Ashley, Alliance Rogan have to play some defense here very quickly.
So I guess when we do this though, you'd have to be watching your own
One
stream.
of those players jump right back to base
Because mine
Yes.
comes in like a little delayed, you know?
Yes, that's true.
And let's get back out there together.
Shaq's got the Rainmaker, has to avoid the onslaught. Oh,
Am I too loud?
the freeway open, but the toll
Okay,
booth was
I'm a
closed.
little too
Keep
loud.
splatted right there. Alliance Rogue able to play a little bit of defense, but early on, 9, we mentioned in these Rainmaker levels, there is a certain point you get to where it becomes very difficult to mount the comeback.
Right, and honestly, getting to this point this early in the game bodes very well. And if it was not almost perfect defense by Alliance Rogue, that one might have gone even further.
Okay,
This
how am I
Stingray
sounding
combined
now?
with the Tensa missiles is going to open a
You
lot
sound
of
good
space
to me.
for them. They're going to need to move up quickly.
I'm super
Storm,
loud.
though, such a powerful special. Just set it and leave, and that creates a lot of havoc for FT Win. Alliance Rogue unable to get through that. Ice once again with the Stingray. And Ashley, if you're FT Win, you have the lead. You can now focus on defense a little bit more if you'd like to.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a really
How
good
about
strategy
now?
for them. They're gonna, like you said, they're gonna wait a little bit,
Good-
get a
good
couple of splats here before they start pushing forward.
Is it better on stream for everybody? If you could let me know.
Difficult for Alliance Rogue to mount a comeback. Any thoughts about doing that at this point?
Well, I think the wall that they're at right now is where it needs to happen, but they've waited a little bit too long.
Jinko
and they've
says I'm
allowed
still
Shaq to move up
pretty
here.
loud.
If he gets one more pick, that might have been it, and they do get some more points out of it. And again, every point means a lot at this level. As Kyo actually pops the splashdown by himself, Urza has to pop this bubble just to
Can you say something, Sergio?
38 to 70.
Yes, I'm here in
First bombs, flat bombs, and torpedoes being deployed right now.
the Splatoon 2 matches are going on and they're still pretty cool.
Ready to go. However, that's going to be
I'm
negated
watching
by Kyo.
the stream
Give you the
directly now.
one-shot splat as well,
I think
too.
we sound
The
a lot
constant
better
pressure
now.
by FT Win, you called it out, 9. They're the aggressor in this
I
one,
think
and
we're
it is
sounding a
shown.
lot
Shaq
better
just jumped
now
right
that
in
I'm
the middle of
checking
two
on the
people,
stream
got a
too.
splat and said, "No, the pressure's
How's
not
everybody
tonight.
feeling
In the
more
eyes
about
of the
this?
sky, my friend, we are not done." And once again, FT Win claiming
Can
that
you all hear
Rainmaker
Sergio when
actually
he
just
says
controlling
something?
the Rainmaker this whole match has made it difficult for Alliance Rogue to even focus on playing offense. They're on their heels.
Yeah, they are absolutely on their heels here. This has been
Man,
very
I haven't
difficult
played
for them
these
to get
ranked
any
modes
kind
in
of
so
traction,
long.
even in the center
When was the
of
last
map,
time you
not
played
even in enemy
Splatoon, Sergio?
2D with the
Just
Rainmaker
for
trying
the
to
last
shield the wall,
Splatfest.
nicely negated by Greg,
Oh wow,
and
so
that
it's been a
throw.
while. And I like,
Rainmaker in the middle
I
of
don't,
that
I
wall.
barely play the
Suction bomb coming
Splatfest.
down. 4-3 advantage on the map, Alliance Rogue, but we know, 9, we can never count them out.
No, they can. And right now, the real change of
Yeah,
dynamic
Jinko,
here
I
is
think
that
it's
every
gonna
time
be
we
a
see
little
one
bit more
Stingray, the
quiet.
other
I
one
think you're
comes
gonna
out.
have to
The
turn
time
the
that this is
volume
going to
up on
shift
your
for
end
either
just
one
because
of
of
these
this
teams
setup.
is
I
when
don't.
one of them doesn't have
I
that
can
all-powerful Stingray
edit
to
things
really
enough
push
to
or
be
slow
like
them
at a
4-3 on
good
the map, Alliance Rogue.
level
Once again, you look for
between
that player
me,
advantage on the
Sergio,
map. They have the
and what's
Rainmaker.
on
Maybe this is the
screen,
chance where they can make a
but
push here, Ashley.
that's
Yeah, they're
gonna
gonna
be
have
like
to
a
get a
lower
couple of really
volume
key picks
overall.
here.
So
I
I
would say
think
they can take out
it's
two.
going to have to
Obviously,
be.
that Stingray is so so
Like you can turn it up on your end, is what I'm saying.
Two people did go down there at the start of that, though. So even though Ice was able to get that pick,
So this might have to be the. What was that?
They have the whole map going.
Oh yeah, they really do.
Actually 102v1 there to slow that one down.
That's huge right there. Shaq getting the advantage right there because they were in position to go ahead and push that Rainmaker.
Alright, so it looks like North America's got this so far.
We're approaching about a minute left right now. FT win with the advantage. You start to think how important it is to play defense and not waste any time or resources actually trying to extend your lead.
Yeah, one of the things they just did was they let Soren kind
Alright,
of
this is
walk
really
around
good
a
now.
little
I'm
bit.
getting
They
a
danced
lot
around,
of
and
stream
then they took him
delay.
out to
Oh yeah,
stack
sorry
him
if it's
so that
delaying
that
for you.
spawn took a little bit longer.
But
They had to
I
wait
feel
a
like
little longer to
we're
regroup.
this is feeling better. I think the volumes are better, Sergio.
Cool.
So this'll work for when we're doing at least if both of us are on watching the direct together, you know?
Right.
So I think this will work out pretty well. Oh man, North America just lost 3 people. Oh, they stopped it. Oh, they stopped 2 of them. What a stop. That could have been a huge push for Europe right there. Like, we could have lost. Well, there we go. That's it. That's GG's. Does that put it at 2-2 right now, or 2-1? I think it's 2-2. So this next next one determines it.
Easier to play defense as a result of that. And again, because there's only one path that the Rainmaker can go down, you can focus all your defense on one side. And can I just say, of course, we're getting a game 5 between these two. It couldn't go any other way.
Looks like Blanca's enjoying that toy from the outside.
Shaq with a couple of key
So,
1v2 splats in order to protect that critical wall spot. Really allowed FT
is the game getting delayed, Sergio?
Yeah, it really
I don't
did.
think
so
it is.
anytime you have 2 opponents bearing down on you, that is
sorry,
a
but I
really
think it
difficult
is.
thing to
No,
win.
it can't.
And it really speaks to his skill
Why are you
level to
thinking
be
it
able
is?
No,
to
wait, I
really
forgot
handle
already.
a
Somebody made a
2v1
good
in
point that they're
such
supposed to show
a relatively
2019
easy
games.
looking manner.
So
I mean, it's not easy for
Yeah,
him.
that's
it
true.
It's easy for him.
Let's take a look.
They're supposed to be focusing on 2019 games, and they've got to show us Animal Crossing at this point, right?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense not to.
So if the direct starts and they don't show any 2020 games, there's a very good chance that we'll see it.
But that means that Ice got to fire his second, and I know.
Yeah, I think they will though. Still, I think they're gonna. They always say this stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna show 2019 games still.
And that really was the end of the game.
And it speaks
So if they do,
Or 2020 games.
I think we're gonna see Animal Crossing regardless. But if they show other 2020 games, the chances of a delay, I think they increase.
Yeah, watch it open with like a 2020 game that's not Animal Crossing, and then we're like, oh no, we are never gonna know at this point until we see it.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just a slow-moving Rainmaker that I've got to stop.
Game 5 semifinals.
So
The winner
it's pretty
of this
crazy.
game will advance to the finals. to
Sarah's
take
in
on
the chat now,
defending
too.
champion, GG Boys.
Hi,
We
Sarah.
have tower control up
I
next
just
with
don't see
Athlete
Tuesday coming
Mentality.
and
We
we
saw an
don't see
unbelievable comeback
anything
in
new.
Game 3
We
by
have to see
Alliance
at least
Rogue.
one thing.
FT win and
Yeah,
will
I think
hold
we're at the
the
point
line
where
for victory in
we've
Game
got
4.
to see
It's the
Animal
mindset
Crossing
of
for
both these
sure.
teams as they know there's so much to hinge
Which
on
reminds
this
me, we
next
should
game.
probably
I
start
think
working on
FT1
our
is really
notes
coming in
for
confident into this game 5 because
the
one,
next one.
they've already won a
I
tower
think I already
control.
like made
They're very
them.
good at it.
And you already did
they're
your show
also
with
coming into game 5 with the momentum of having won game
with
4. So Alliance Rogue, I think, has a
Nintendo Jump?
little bit more of
Nintendo
an
Jump. I
uphill
don't know why
Yes.
battle
I
here
was like
to really take
it was
them
skipping
down,
over
but
my mind, jumping over my mind.
You look at tower control yet again. These
There
teams
was
taking
a
every
lot more
second they
Animal
can.
Crossing
Nine,
tech than
talk
I
strategy because
expected.
you talk about this
Oh
stage.
yeah?
Yeah,
This
we
is
got
the
into it.
moment. This is where
That's
memories are
good.
made. A
Did you
game
defend
5
our
in the
honor?
semifinals for a chance to play in the finals with all
Well,
of the
yes,
community
but
watching.
back then I was
Going
already
back to the
preparing for a
strategy you saw with
delay.
FT win and tower control. What are they trying to replicate?
They're trying to push up ahead. They are
But it's
trying to
not.
snowball the opponent, and they are trying to neutralize Soren's Stingrays. That's going to be the big job. They did it earlier with missiles. They did it earlier with counter Stingrays. That's going to be the
It's
most
crazy this
important
got
part
down
of
to a
this
game 5.
And you said neutralizing the Stingray, keeping them off balance as well too is critical because that Stingray relies so much on that positioning to see the map and to be comfortable, Ashley.
Hi, Sarah.
Especially
Welcome.
tower control is so
She says hi,
pivotal, and so you're going to
Kings.
see Ice and Soren facing off over and over.
Why would they
and over
lie
again.
about
And
their
whoever the
announcement
better
of
Stingray
showing
is gonna
only
win the game.
2019
Is
titles?
Starfish main
Probably
stage or the
because
right
they
to play
do that all the
GG
time.
boys?
They
Yeah,
always say, like,
that's
we're
the
going to
thing.
talk
Crowd is ready
about
to go.
this,
They've got
and
FT
then
win from
they
North
talk
America
about
with the green,
that
Alliance
plus
Rogue in
other
the purple.
things that are coming.
What do you see from the loadout here, 9?
This is weapons that we've seen from both of these
And
teams.
sometimes
this
they
entire
don't
time.
even
are
know. Like
going
when they
with what
showed
they know best
Yoshi,
here.
and
at
he
this
came
stage,
out
at
like
this
almost
level,
2
in a
years
game
after.
5, I don't
Yeah,
blame
Yoshi was
whatsoever.
And as we
like
know, that
they
tower
showed
is
a
tricky
lot
to
of
maneuver
Yoshi in
over those first 2
2017.
checkpoints
It
here
was not
because
only
there's a lot of traffic. It's really easy for teams to respawn and apply some pressure, but
oh man,
right
he
now,
should have won that match right there.
unbelievable.
Oh, he's
Yo,
squid backing
on the
him.
field for FT win already.
Wow.
They're gonna go ahead and move this tower to
So,
the
anyways, like
checkpoint.
Yoshi was showed
Unbelievable
at
display of individual skill
2017
there,
E3, and it wasn't even like just a trailer. They got a huge Nintendo Treehouse segment for that game, and then after that segment, it was
And it is, because right now they're past checkpoint
it didn't even come out till this year, you know, 2019. They didn't show the game at E3 2018, so everybody was like, that's weird, where's Yoshi, you know?
This is the big one, 9.
This is,
And so since they didn't show the game, it was just like they must be delaying it. And then they confirmed afterwards that Yoshi was delayed.
Right.
That was a huge
And nothing against the game, which is it's a pretty good game, but the time that they delayed it, I kind of don't see it reflected in the game itself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the game was ready.
Yeah.
Yoshi was ready to go, but they just like held it back. And it was clearly because they just didn't have too many games planned or ready for release at this point, you know? Because the first half of the year has just been essentially New Super Mario Bros. U, followed by the Yoshi's Crafted World, and then the Labo VR. Like, that was all of it. And then it's very similar to what 2018 looked like, where it was essentially February had February had the Bayonetta 1 and 2 port at the beginning of the year, followed by Kirby Star Allies, and then a Labo kit.
All right.
So 2019 has been the exact same year so far.
4-3 on the map for FT win.
So it's pretty crazy, you know.
Alliance Rogue gonna have to play a little bit defense. Oh, Shaq in the 8 of a 2v1.
Man, this is a close match
and
too.
Just the way that they moved around there, you saw, of course, Urza was looking at the tower. Shaq
It
knew
looks
that.
like
He came around the outside.
North America's trying to take it.
Takes to make a call like that in the split second, but they're almost back to that second checkpoint and looking for more points.
FT win threatening to increase their lead at this point. They get knocked back off the tower.
They might increase their lead here. I don't think anybody's on the tower though.
No, they lose the tower. They seize it back. Alliance Rogue doing all that they can to prevent the second checkpoint from clearing, and they again stop it in its tracks and reverse course, Ashley.
I am very impressed at the defense that's happening here, but you can see there's
Oh no, he got stuck in between the tower there. He couldn't escape.
So a lot of Tenta missiles. You got Tenta missiles, you got a Stingray. It's all at the same time. It's a really great way to get everybody away from the tower.
And 9, it seems like FT Wing can afford to be aggressive because the tower has to return, but hold on to your tentacles. Alliance Rogue on the tower, pushing it into the second half of the map here shortly.
And what FT Wing's trying
So
to
I
do
think
is get these
Ursa, who we're seeing right now, is like 16 or something.
That is the only way they're going to lose.
I think he's
this.
really
They're
young.
willing to trade if it means they keep those specials away.
Stingray trying to put a red light in front of the tower at this point. Tower gets returned back on its track. Alliance Rogue hops back on top though. 2D using the umbrella. Kimber getting splattered once again, flanked from behind. Nice work of the 2v1s for FT win. Under a minute left here.
It looks like they're shutting down all of their pushes and not letting them get past that 59 point.
Stay on the tower. It sounds so simple, right?
There's only 44 seconds left,
And
too.
Nine, that's a good point. You have 40 seconds left. You have the lead. Towers in their half. When
Oh
you
man,
decide,
that
listen,
double
we're gonna go
special
ahead and
trapped
come our
him.
defense and hang on to this victory.
Well, right now they're saying the best defense is this kind of offense. Shaq not even stopping the shots there. They're once again almost at the checkpoint, and with just 25 seconds left, they're going for the knockout. They're greedy. They want more.
Do what got you here and play aggressive.
Oh,
They're
they passed that
past
checkpoint too. That's a
18
huge
seconds left. It's looking
point.
like a steep hill for Alliance Rogue, but they're back on the tower. Urza getting splatted by that torpedo. Kyo and company. They just
Oh
have to
man,
sit
it looks
back.
like it's
9
over.
seconds left. Can Alliance Rogue do it, or will FT1 punch their ticket to the final? 3 seconds left.
Oh yeah, it's over.
FT win from North America. They win Game 5
Oh
in the
man, that's gonna be a good one.
Well, it looks like it's down to third year in a row. USA versus Japan.
Oh yeah?
North America versus Japan at least. Actually, no. Last year I think it was Europe versus Japan. Yeah, last year was Europe versus Japan. I think it was Germany.
How about a big round of applause for Alliance Rogue from Europe?
And it was
Unbelievable
close.
matches we saw, and really, Nine, that game 3 that Alliance Rogue.
But Japan always makes it to the end.
It really was.
The
They're
first
really gonna
year,
continue to fight back
North
no matter
America
how
beat
bad the
Japan.
circumstances were. I think
Second
shows what
year,
it takes to be
Japan
a
beat
team of this
Europe.
quality. Can we please talk about
So,
that opening 1v2 that Kill won?
it's
That
gonna
set the
be
tone
a
for the
rematch.
whole
See who's
entire
the
game.
final
Give you a replay
champion.
here, my
Yeah.
good friend.
Hey.
See what Kyo
Best,
did. And these matches
best
are
of
so
3
long, sometimes things don't matter in
years.
the beginning, but in this situation it did. It allowed
This
FT
mode would
win
be
and
crazy if
take us through what
it
we're
were
gonna see
like
from Kyo here,
Quidditch and
Nine.
had
Well, I
no
think if you'll-
timer.
if you'll
Oh
allow me to get a
man,
little bit technical
it,
here, you
it
can see
needs the
this is the
timer.
beginning of the
I feel
map.
like half
Yeah.
of the
Really has many specials that are built. If Kyo
Poor
goes down
Gray.
here, they lose this entire
They
right
really
side
needed
where that
that.
first checkpoint is going. Kyo gets that pick, which means they're going to be able to hold on to it. But getting this pick not only means that they're
Do you
two
think
down,
we'll
as
still
we see
see
a
this
little
game
dance in
next
there,
year?
it also means that that's 2 specials they once had. That
I
FT
mean,
win
I don't
did not.
know.
And that was so huge.
I have a
because they
feeling there's
established
gonna
that
be some
early
sort of
lead
an
in every
announcement
season.
when
Let's
this
take
is
a look at the
over.
bracket as we get set for finals here.
There might be an
How about
announcement
that?
for a
5
character in
unbelievable matches
Smash
between FT Win and Alliance
Yeah.
Rogue. That means the
during
GG
the
boys,
thing,
who swept Lime Soda,
during the
swept
next part, you
Eagles,
know.
the
Yes.
defending
But
champions will take on
I don't
FT
know.
Win.
I feel like they're
FT
either
Win, though, they're
gonna.
looking to do more than to just
Usually
take a
they
single
announce that
game
they're
here,
just gonna
Ashley. They're
support
looking to make
the
a statement
game
and
longer,
possibly upset
because
the
I don't think we're
GG
gonna
boys
get
and
like
end
any
the
more
dynasty.
weapons
Let's
or
be honest here,
maps
the
or
GG
anything
boys
at
are
this point. I
amazing.
think
We
like
know
the
this,
game's at the
but
point where it's
they're
always
not
gonna be now.
entirely invincible. They have lost
They'll do like
right? Nine, I
patches
mean,
and
they-
stuff
they
every
have-
month
they have
probably,
Right.
but
lost a
outside
final,
of that,
so it's not
I think
unrealistic
we'll
to
probably
think
get a
that
year of it
FT
just
Win
staying the
coming into this
same,
final with
and then maybe
all
next
of that
year they'll
enthusiasm,
tease
all of that
Splatoon 3 or
momentum. I mean,
something.
Kyo is fired
Yeah,
up.
that makes sense.
And who wouldn't be after a performance like that?
So
Come into that final and get
that's my
out there
guess.
and get something
Nice.
done. It's
For
not unreasonable.
Smash, it might
I
even
remember in
be.
grand finals last year,
Here's
the
a
GG
new
boys did drop
character.
a
It's
game.
out now.
So if they drop a game, they could drop
Oh
2
yeah,
games.
that's
They could
true.
drop 3. They could drop the whole set right
That would
now.
be
FT Win has all the
crazy.
momentum.
That would
They have
start
this
the hype
entire
train
crowd at their
already.
back as
It
well.
would destroy
There
the
is so
servers
much going for
again.
them right now, but the
Oh,
GG
yeah.
boys
Yeah.
never
Because
step
Joker,
Well,
when
what you
that
said
went
about
live,
FT
the
Win,
servers
Oh,
they are
were
at
man.
their best
doomed.
They're very
Yeah.
difficult to beat, and minus that unbelievable comeback we saw in Splat Zones by
Man,
Alliance
that's a nice
Rogue,
trophy.
really, FT Win almost won that thing 3-1 over a very solid European
So
team.
that
and
trophy is
that's
pretty
what we're playing
awesome.
for right
Yeah.
there. The
So
Splatoon
shiny.
Sterling Squid. North America won it in 2017. GG Boys last year in 2018. There's room on that trophy for a champion this year, but GG Boys standing in
Did
the
you
way
say there
of
was an
FT
8
Win.
on there?
Someone's going to go up 2-1
Oh,
in
they
a
need a
set of
date.
sets. The tournament of tournaments right here.
Yeah,
And,
maybe they put the
I
name
have
and
to
date
wonder a little bit.
afterwards.
GG Boys winning with such ease that they did.
So I think
winning
I'm still
3-0
like a
and then waiting
little bit
for,
louder than
you know,
you,
the better part of
Sergio.
an hour for that.
So I'm adjusting
I
a
wonder
little
how this
bit.
first game's gonna
Oh,
go.
okay.
They might be a little cold.
Yeah, Rhythm versus Rest. It's a best of 7
What's
now,
that?
so we get even more Splatoon 2 action in our
So now it's the
championship
final
match
one.
between the GG Boys and
Japan
FT Win. We'll be doing
versus
ranked modes, but
US,
as
and
we
it's a
saw,
best of
Ashley,
7.
depending on which ranked mode
So
comes
tops,
out
I think like
twice possibly, if this does go
40
beyond 4
minutes.
games, it's huge because you could argue that tower control being the 5th game was a big positive for FT Win. We're going to start with tower control also. and
really
both
cute.
these teams, it looks like it's one of their strongest modes.
It definitely is, but I'm very curious how GG
Yeah.
Boys is going to handle
Yeah, needs a
not
layer.
really having a backliner, especially with with, you know, you've got Ice back
I
there
think it'll look
with
really
that
good, though.
Stingray, and
It's
he's
already
a
looking really good.
menace. He's an absolute menace. So I'm really curious to see how they respond and what their strategy
Let's see,
is.
I'm gonna check the e3.nintendo.com site to see when they were planning on starting the Smash thing.
Well, I'm really interested in seeing.
Oh yeah, they
Make the
miscalculated their
numbers. I agree
times.
that they
It
don't
would
have a
take
traditional backliner, but they've been saying,
dramatically.
to heck with that, we're running 2 backliners. That's what they've
What
done.
time
They've
was
done
it?
a custom explosher as well as
So
Yamaguchi Stingray producing custom jet squelcher. So
the
I think that they're trying
Super
to
Mario
control the
Maker
pace of the
Invitational
map
is supposed
with
to
that
be
double backline
11
competition. It
a.m.
can work, and
Pacific
it has
to
worked at the highest
11:30
level. It's a
a.m.
control-oriented game
Pacific,
up against an aggressive
and I
pressure
think it went
Well, this
over
was
like
something the
15
GG boys
minutes.
said earlier this week. They
And so
understand that the
Splatoon
mechanics of the
2
game
probably
have
started
changed since
around
last year, and where last year
noon
they were more
Pacific,
aggressive with
12.
shorter range weapons, they realized
And so
the value
Smash
in longer
World
range weapons.
Championship
So
is
let's
supposed
get
to
set.
start at
Tower
2
control, our
p.m.
first game
Pacific,
and finals here between the
which it's
GG
almost
boys of
2
Japan,
right now.
your
Yeah.
defending champions,
And Splatoon's
taking
still
on
got a best of
FT
7
Win
to
from
go
North
right now.
America. Tower control, game 1 here, 9. We get so
So I
excited
think
for this
tops
one,
it'll be
obviously,
another
because
hour.
anything can happen, but Wahoo World, that's going to provide some interesting strategy for this one.
It will. This is a great long-range
I like
map.
Wahoo
You actually see
World.
Kyo switching over to the Neo, the slot.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see how they do. Is it a tower control to
That we've
start?
seen a lot. It's
Oh
got
no,
the point
Rainmaker.
center for a sub and a bomb rush. They're going to be using that to pressure the opponent. There's a lot of open ground here. They're going to take it real quick with that one.
FT win.
What's your favorite mode, Sergio?
GG boys of Japan in the orange early on. Nobody else getting a splat. Oh, there's an early splat right there for
Oh, are
the
you there?
advantage GG boys. And oftentimes after, things can change in the beginning.
Yamaguchi gets these stingrays in 12 seconds.
I can't hear you.
How about a couple of nice clean splats off the tower? Tai G right.
Just in case you're trying to talk, I'm warning that I can't hear you, Sergio.
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute myself for a bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm partial to Splat Zones Classic.
Oh yeah, Splat Zones.
Yeah, it's the most like turf war, I think, but with a little nice kick to it.
Yeah, I kind of hope they change like the turf war modes to be like more like the Splatfest ones, you know?
Oh yes.
Where they, I like the one with like the domes, so you had to like cover those areas and then they'd close off and you couldn't access them anymore.
Yes.
And there was another recent one with the treadmill, you know?
Yes.
Where you splat that and the treadmill keeps going back and you can't paint it any further.
Right.
So, I like that one.
Just random bombs that he has tossed out in the general direction. That's what zoning can do for you, and now we're starting to see a pushback the other way.
4-2 on the field for FT Win at that moment.
So it looks like North America is coming back. They need one more point. They got it.
And how about FT Win taking the lead here, Ashley?
I mean, FT Win is doing a really great job right here. Tona, though, doing the work, getting out there. He's getting a little aggressive. Let's see. He doesn't quite
Oh man, Shaq held that together.
Nice.
Alright, they're really going for this win here.
And yes, GG boys,
They got a couple checkpoints to go.
And FT Win starting to really push that lead. That's a big checkpoint there, Nine.
It is. This is the
Oh
best
man, that's a good Stingray.
He came as he put it from the very bottom. And
Yeah, that's gonna keep them going.
You can see Shaq and Killer there as well. This is becoming a steamroll right here. They only needed one good hold to take it all the way down to 13 and that final checkpoint.
GG boys.
Oh, I think they finally stopped their push there.
Yeah. However, GG boys are like,
That was pretty crazy.
for a reason. This thing ain't over. 4-4 on the map. GG boys though. They do not have much room for error. They are down.
Mara's rooting for FT Win. We are too.
Here comes yet another Stingray providing support
For North America.
Here, Ashley, this is going to be another nice
To get
push,
the
but
best of
It
3.
is. I am real curious, Nine. Like, do you think that might have been a little bit too early on the Stingray for Yamamichi? I feel like maybe you
What?
should have held it a little bit
That was
longer.
pretty weird.
There were so many people
He like showed up over that wall.
I can understand using it just to try to buy yourself a little time and space. Right now, they've been losing their 1v1s. They've been getting outspaced after what was a pretty shaky opening from FT.
Oh man, did he pick the wrong slashing too? Or did he want to do the bomb rush slashing? Because I would have thought he would want the Stingray slashing. That's pretty weird.
But this thing is far from over. Here they are, and this is where they've been.
Maybe that was the weapon they wanted.
Dynamon can get some reinforcements to help out.
He will need some reinforcements. You saw that Etano was pushed up in a great spot, and Taiji is
Looks like Japan's going for that follow-up push.
And this Stingray is going to be the most important part of the game here. Like I said before,
Man, he's hitting so many people with that Stingray and nobody died. That was crazy. It must have been like all 4 of them.
Oh, in the middle of a 2v1, nicely done by FT Win. They've got a 4-3 advantage. Tower reclaimed by the GG boys, and that first checkpoint is clear. Tai G trying to mow down some traffic. Tai G gets a big splat using the Tower for protection, moves around. His teammate spawning in, 3v1 situation. Unable to escape that, and now it's 4-3 on the map, and this is the pivotal point here if the GG boys can get back on the tower here, Nine.
Well, this has been really scary. This is similar to traditional sports where one team is holding possession for a long time. The GG boys have been winning the last minute of this game, and you figure it's just a moment before one of these two teams slips, and that pick right there might have done it.
Yamamichi on the tower using the Stingray. It's 4-2 GG boys. Another Stingray coming back. Ice has to make this count, and huge! Get out the club, Yamamichi, as Ice uses the Stingray. But once again,
Man, Japan's really pushing this one. They will not drop control.
Taking care of any threats. Less than 20 seconds left remain. It's 4-2 though, GG boys at 9. They got to make it count right here.
They do, approaching the second checkpoint. This might be some very crucial. Ink Armor should allow 2D to win this 1v1, and he does. This is it right here. All of the GG boys need to stay alive as long as they can, and with 2 already down and 4 seconds left, this is going to be it.
Oh man, that was so close. That was getting scary there.
They steal the first game of the championship from the GG boys and take a 1-0 lead, Ashley, and now GG boys, they're having to feel a little pressure in this situation.
Remember there were some
I mean, like Nine had mentioned,
data mine
they've been backstage
extra
waiting,
modes for this
watching,
game.
Sure, and making a strategy, but
I
also
wonder if they could
and
like
now
make one of those
FT1's
official
got some
as
momentum. They are fired
the
up,
end of today
and
and for it to remain for 1 year.
next game ready to go.
Yeah.
Determination.
I mean, were there more beyond the Clam Blitz one?
They are
Yeah, there was one with a rocket and I think one with an 8-ball.
Oh yeah, yeah, now I remember.
Pivotal points in this match,
And they look pretty fun.
This is where FT win.
Yeah, I wonder
really
how
got their
those
final big score.
would work.
And this is, I think, the telling story of the difference in between these two teams. We talked earlier about
It
what a
seems
double
pretty
backline
crazy.
composition can do
Like
in
that would be a
terms of control,
nice,
but the
seemingly
composition that
simple
FT1 is running
addition
and the way
to
they play,
sort of
they
celebrate
say,
that the
"To
game
heck
has
with
been
your
out for
control,
almost
we're
2
moving
years."
up, and you have to play
Yeah.
perfectly to stop us.
I
which is
mean,
why they were able to push
I don't know
hard
how
as they
simple
were.
though, because you gotta
Yeah.
make like
People that I've talked
all
they
of these
was-
maps and make like different varieties to how they are laid out and everything.
You know, we actually
Yeah,
played pretty
yeah,
well
I
given
did
that. Let's go ahead and
keep
take
it
the next.
Very
patched
interesting
so it's
point.
all
Here comes
balanced.
the Stingray from Ice because you felt like this is the point the GG boys had the
So
advantage. They were
it'd
up
be pretty
4-2,
crazy to
but the
see like
splat on
even
Yamamichi
more new
not only
modes
stops
show
the
up in like
tower,
the
it
last.
turns the tide of
I
momentum
guess
on
I don't
the
know how
field,
much
and
longer they
FT1
want to
never shaking in
have
their
this
boots
game
here,
go
Ashley.
for.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, getting that pick on Yamamichi was a huge deal because you take one of the best Stingrays in the game out. You also he's got to wait to respawn.
But
He's not
yeah, I
gonna
guess
get
part of
back
me
in
also,
time,
I
and
don't know
so,
if they
again,
would
it
want
becomes
to
running down the
go
clock.
to
Let's take a look at
and
our
make
next
like a
ranked mode
Splatoon
taking
3
place here. Best of
with
7,
Splatoon
game
2
1 goes to
already on the
FT
Switch.
from
Well,
North
like
America.
I guess
As you
I don't
said,
know if they'd
Nine,
want to
GG
make a
boys might
Splatoon
not be
3
sweating this
on the
loss in tower
Switch, you
control.
know.
They know that
Yeah.
they've got some other modes where they might
Just
be
because
favored.
like the
We have
Splatoon
Rainmaker
2's
coming
already
up
got
here
a big
next, and what's
following. It's
interesting
already
is we
got
have two
pretty
Rainmakers,
established
two
on the
tower
Switch, so
controls in this best
I
of
wonder
7 if we go
how
to
it
7.
would
And so Rainmaker, what we
change
saw earlier on, FT win the more
things
aggressive team
for
that
at
really
least
helped
like
them
the
out.
player
The
base, you know,
GG
would they
boys,
just be
we
split
talked
between
about
both
aggressive, you're going to
games?
find GG boys in the dictionary.
But
You will, and
you know.
the fact that this is on Humpback Pump
That's
Track
so
as well
tricky.
means that they're going to be able to attack
My
it in a
first
number
thought
of
is that
different
they
ways.
would
If they
just
opt to
wait for
stick
the
with
next
this double
system, but
backline
that's
composition,
a
there's
few
enough
years
room that
away.
you can pester people from regularly
Yeah.
safe positions. So
Yeah, I
I'm interested in
imagine that'd
seeing if they
be
stick with this, and if
quite
this
a
doesn't
while.
work, they might need to find a new answer quickly.
So
And Nine, we haven't talked much
I
about
wonder.
the sub abilities that you
But
can
then
use right
again,
now.
like,
Is
you
there
know,
anything
they've
that
already
you're seeing
supported
from
this
these teams
game
that
for
might be
so
turning the
long.
tide of the map or
Right.
speaks volumes to their strategy?
I don't know how much more, how
Anytime
much
you
longer
use
they
a
want to
Tensa
support
Splatter
it.
Shot Pro, which is one of the most
More
popular
DLC,
weapons Kyo has been
says
using,
Guardian
we
of
saw Kibber
something.
using it
That could
earlier
be
as well.
something
You're
that
gonna
they
wanna
do.
stack that main power up. That can turn that thing into a
And I think this is one of the biggest games that is
Such an
getting them
important
online
aspect to keep in
subscriptions.
mind
It
right there, but
just has to be.
Ashley, Humpback Pump Track 9.
Yeah,
made a good
that's
point.
true.
There's really no place to hide in this map as well, too. There's so many different ways that you can
Ooh,
be
I like
attacked.
this
And so aggression.
Which one are they
as
playing?
get set. Let's get ready for game 2
Oh,
here.
Humpback
FT
Pump
win
Track.
with a 1-0
Yes.
lead in our finals.
The
GG
best
boys
stage.
trying to even this thing up. We've got Rainmaker.
I love Humpback Pump Track.
GG boys of Japan in the purple, and what
But yeah,
do we
more
see
DLC
here?
would be
Oh,
good.
such a reaction here, Nine.
I really
Double
liked
custom chest squatcher? That's the answer.
finally
I've never
playing the
seen
Octo
this
expansion. I
before.
thought it was pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
So they went for the pop real quick. North America did.
Just to recover from this one, it's actually the Octo Brush Nouveau. This is another weapon that we almost never see in competitive play. The Octo Brush itself is great, and they're trying to use that and create as much pressure. They say Ice you know you have a Stingray, we're gonna throw 2 at you, buddy.
FT
Oh
win
man,
with
that
an early
brush.
lead of the Rainmaker, but
It's
not
taking
much
them all
going on
out.
there because this is hump back, pump track, and anything can happen for the most part. 2D with some Ink Storm ready to go, trying to provide some saturation on this map at this point. 4-4.
I like Rainmaker a lot still.
Huge advantage on the map right now, fighting for mid. A Stingray coming out once again as 2D backpedals, and Ashley, once again, the Stingrays can do so much in controlling the map on this stage.
Yeah, and with 2 of them, it's going to be even more interesting to see how that happens. Although,
Man, nobody's made like a push
good
yet.
and so precise with that Stingray
Like
that
they've got
Dynamite
points, but it has not left that middle
You're gonna hear
portion
that Stingray scream in your
of the
dreams
map.
right now. Yamamichi, meanwhile, just hanging out low. Oh, in the middle of a 2v1. Gets splattered right there, and that's a 4-3 advantage.
Oh,
Rainmaker
there it
at
is.
42.
There it
FT
is.
wins. Trying to surprise
That's a
GG Boys once
huge
again, but
push
not.
right there.
21. How does that fare on this map?
I mean, I think this makes the job so
Oh,
easy.
he got
Shaq is
flanked.
perfect.
Oh, they
He
could
might be
still
able to win the
take
game
it.
right here. He tried
That's
at 11.
crazy.
Everything went
They
out
came
without
from
the save,
behind.
multiply it by a
Nice
little bit, and it's
push.
still the same here. This is a very passive
11's
competition
hard
that
to
the GG
beat.
boys are running.
Yeah.
What they're trying
Like
to
getting
do
that
is
close,
be able
like
to target Ice's
you're probably
Stingray,
gonna
and
win
then still have
pretty
another
soon
one to play with a long,
if
narrow
you
path that
are
that
in the
Rainmaker
right
has to
position.
travel.
It's interesting that the GG boys are adapting to the FT win strategy. Meanwhile, FT win is just going what works best for them as well, too. And you see it's working well, but the GG boys finally on the map right here. Rainmaker stuck in the bottom of that ramp at this point. Ice doing a nice job of negating that. Stingray ready to go. There's a look at your map. 3-3 on the field. 3 minutes left. GG boys have plenty of time, but now FT win, Ashley, you've got the lead. You start to think about playing defensively to get a win.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that's what you want to do, but Etona is making that really difficult. And that double Stingray means that
I mean, there's still a lot of the game left. Still half of it.
Ice, and the other one can focus
A little
on
more
taking
than
out
half of the
3 other
game
players.
still
And 9, we saw the
left.
attentiveness was part of the GG boy strategy to really disrupt the Stingray and the camping ability of FT Win. IG getting a nice little pick on that Inkjet as well, too.
And this is finally where the strategy might pay off a little bit. You saw that they immediately went with the double Stingray, and that's actually going to be able to get a couple here, so they're going to get a chance to push. If Taiji wins the 1v1 and he's not able
Oh man, they're getting into a pretty good position here.
But you look at their composition, they just don't have that many aggressive weapons. They're relying very heavily on Stingray.
It's such a good point. They need the specials and long range in order to get their splats in. For FT Win, they love the aggression. They will get up in your face.
Yeah, getting back into the middle is good.
Rainmaker 2D's got an escort and a little bit of room to go. Yamamichi trying to negate things. Here comes yet another Stingray. Oh! Stinging on Stingray.
Oh, Stingray battle.
Survived that Sting War.
You got 2 people.
And here comes FT
Pretty
Win.
good.
They've got the Rainmaker. They've got the sizable lead. Now they just have to be a little bit patient here. And GG boys once again on their heels here, 9.
Well, I can't say enough how nice it is. The reason that Ice seems to always be winning these Rainmaker, these Stingrays,
They're 3 down right now.
reactionary. And speaking of reactionary, the crowd reaching a fever pitch as 2D
Oh.
gets it there. Still back to 11.
They should have called out. There was only one left a little bit earlier. They probably could have won that push right there. Could have knocked out.
Always Stingraying from an advantage.
Yamamichi with the Stingray. 1:18 left. So the GG boys running out of time. They certainly want to avoid it.
Man, they turned it around quick though.
Yeah.
Using that Inkjet for a bit of advantage, but Shaq getting through the defenses and stopping the Rainmaker in its track. A minute left. Oh, nice little one shot as well there. 3-2 on the field. GG boys, they have a
what's going
You've got
on?
to be careful if you're FT Win here. Estina using that, hit the missiles to dislodge everything. And now it's 2-1.
Oh man,
How about FT Win trying to hold their water
this
at
is
point?
close.
I mean, F2 Win's
gonna be a nail-biter right here.
right now to be able to hold this. GG boys are really doing a great job. It was a great pick. Excellent pick right there. Now
Yeah, get it back into the middle.
They can take a chance. They can breathe.
Stay
The
out of that
1v1s
spot.
and the 2v1s, FT Win really riding those to this lead at this point. Rainmaker still in the territory of FT Win. But GG boys, you got less than 30 seconds left. You have to make something happen now. 2D getting the splat. Starting to move forward here at this point. 20 seconds left. Rainmaker up for grabs at this point. 4-2 on the map. FT Win. If they can close this out, they'll take a commanding 2-0 lead in this best of 7. Dynamon and the troops trying to get their push together. Here comes the Stingray. Is it going to go to overtime?
I think they got to pick it up though.
Yamamichi grabs it, but
Nope.
it gets splatted. That does it. FT
Dang,
Win.
North
Once
America.
again, 9. You
Nice.
said it. When this
Showing
team
up.
is playing at their best, it is hard to stop them. Not even the defending champs
FT
can right
wins,
now.
got
Both
it.
games have started the same way. It's been a matter of getting an early lead
Alright,
and then
but this one's
continuing to
best of
protect it and play
7,
defense.
so they
It's
need
so
2
much
more
easier to play defense. And again,
to win.
I think the most important moment there
It was
when the
pretty
GG
crazy.
boys were in command and looked like they might get a pick, Ice dove down and traded his little squid for 2 of theirs. The fact that he was able to get 2 with 1 jump, I think, is what stopped that push in its tracks.
Huge pick, huge pick. And honestly, like, I think you mentioned the double Stingray is almost a really conservative approach that you can take during Rainmaker. And it felt like if you're going to take that approach,
Alright.
you cannot get splatted. Because if
This
you're
could
being
be-
conservative with an aggressive team like
could be
FT
over
Win,
in
they
2
get
more,
one pick on
or-
one Stingray, it's
I don't
off
know,
to the
5
races.
more.
And it's such a good point, Nine, because you were talking about the composition you saw from the GG boys at the beginning, and this is a team that's known to be aggressive.
Alright, the
We're going
Smash
with some rather
tournament should
passive
start
weapons
right
here.
now.
Do you think if you're the GG boys, you maybe change your strategy and go back to your old,
No.
much more hyper-aggressive
They've
ways?
got,
I don't know if
they're a little
hyper-aggressive
behind
is the way I'd go,
schedule.
but I do think that I don't think the double backline is going to work for them right now. This has become a battle of trying to.
So what are you up to
control that
this
which
weekend,
cannot be
Sergio?
controlled. And the other thing that we really
Not
need
much,
to
just
look at,
preparing
they're a
for
control-oriented
next week,
composition
or just
that is
E3
trying to
overall.
play
Like,
from
the
behind, and
craziness
that
for
is
me
not where
starts
that type of
tomorrow.
composition can succeed.
Oh yeah.
2-0
Yeah.
advantage.
So you're going to be
FT Win. Let's take
watching
a
the
look at our next
Microsoft
ranked
and...
mode coming
Is it
up
Square
here. We've
Enix
already
tomorrow
seen some
too?
tower controls,
Square,
Or
no,
Bethesda.
Square's on
Clam Blitz
Monday.
coming up here in 9 as you go ahead and gaze
Yeah,
into the future of
Bethesda
this one.
and
What are we
Devolver
gonna see from
Digital
Clam
are,
Blitz on
are
this next
tomorrow
map?
also. But
This is Snapper
out of
Canal,
the
which is a
Microsoft
very
one, I
open
think we're gonna
map.
see
There's
at
a lot of
least
room
a
you can
couple
move on the left
Nintendo
and to the right side, which means
collaborations,
that
Nintendo
weapons
news.
that can paint
Oh
better
yeah?
and the more
And
mobile
Ori and the
composition
Blind Forest
tends to
2?
win, and
Ah,
that's
yes,
FT Win
that's
right
the
now.
one I need.
More aggressive composition,
Hopefully
once it's
before
able to
Animal
build
Crossing.
up the clams at a quicker pace.
Yeah.
What's amazing to me, Ashley, is that
Or we're
FT
never gonna
Win
get
is
to it.
staring a 2-1
Yeah.
deficit in the face in best of 5. They had just been
But
upset
probably
on
not,
Splat
though.
Zones at the last second. How about their
Because
resolve?
Animal
They won
Crossing's
4
coming in
straight
September.
games now.
I mean, this is it's not like we've seen. It's not
I'll
like
join
we
the
haven't
September
seen
train with
comebacks like
everybody.
this during this has been a crazy World Championship.
I have to
and
represent the
path
people.
To it have been
So
full
then
of
no
crazy
Pokemon
upsets.
for us.
I mean, we watched
Nope.
Australia, New Zealand, West
I
Minnesota
mean,
come
maybe.
back from that 0-4
September,
deficit.
October, November.
They're unstoppable right now.
I'll
FT
still
Win.
be...
The
Yeah, I'll
Splatoon
be pretty
Sterling
into
Squid,
Animal
just 2
Crossing
games
still.
away
Yeah,
from
in the
FT
big
Win.
holidays
For
that
the
are
GG
starting there.
boys,
For
we wanna
the
talk about a
upcoming
team that
couple
won't
years,
quit.
I
That's
think.
them, but Nine, as you said, the stage and game mode, this
I
might
mean,
play
I
into
feel
the
like you
hands
can
of
fit
FT
in
Win.
other
They're
games
gonna
with
be in the
Animal
blue.
Crossing.
Meanwhile, GG
It's
boys in
tough,
Japan
it's
in
It's
doable.
tough.
It's all about
But
managing
I
that
feel like it
control
might be
economy
doable.
on the map, but what we've seen is a very
But we gotta join the
determined,
September
confident,
train.
resolved FT Win team and a little bit of couple of changes in their lineup.
Alright,
Yeah, we're
here it
seeing
is.
Etzina go ahead and switch back over to the
Clam
Umbrella, and on
Blitz.
the other side we see the ballpoint Splatling that is coming
It's already
out of Ice, who's had the
3v3.
tournament of his life so far, and he's going to try to rotate back here. It is a little bit more mobile of a backliner here, so again, the focus on mobility. On the other side, though, the GG boys saying, now this is a bigger map. Now
man.
we can control it a little more, and finally we don't
They
have
got a
to
lot of
fear the
control
huge
here.
push.
A couple of squid beacons coming out as well too, allowing FT Win to navigate this map as well too. But you see the tent umbrella providing a lot of protection right there. And already power clam into the goal here for the basket. GG boys, first one on the map. Here comes the baller. Let's see if they can add anything else to their score.
It might not
But
score
that's
too
gonna help
much
more than
off of
anything
this
else.
push.
GG boys finally taking the early lead
Yeah.
in the game mode here, Nine.
Not too
They do,
big.
but the fact that they just gave FT Win what we call the pity clam right there, when your basket closes after after the opponent scores, you get the chance to get a free clam. And right now we see Yamamichi just trying to get rid of Ice there, and with it, that pity clam. So I don't know that
The people who do stingrays, like at this level, they're like opening the map because they can see where you are. And they're stingraying without looking at the screen and just like looking at the map instead. They're super good.
Dropped onto the field here, and you see a power clam for each team. B1 with the baller, but Dynamon somehow able to escape that. Oh, but FT Win getting the critical splat. 4-3 on the map for them, and they have
Alright, FT Win.
They do, and Shaq getting
Just
another
2 more
pick right here.
wins.
He's gonna just
And
try to
then you
distract
FT
anyone who
win.
has that higher ground. Gonna come get what could have been an easy pick onto Taiji. That's gonna be the lead, and
Oh,
it
they
might
got
be
the
a lot
lead.
more if they don't play this well.
FT Win. 3-point lead over the GG
This team's really good
Get that
though.
one extra
They've
clam, and that is
played
huge
pretty
because of the
solid in
penalty.
a lot of tournaments and
FT Win,
things.
though, they've got the lead. It's going to take one power clam, though, for the GG boys to come back. So not too bad right there. Not too too much damage on that side. It's still up for grabs either team. And you mentioned the use of the Squid Beak. It's helping teams move around here, but actually controlling the middle of this map seems to be so important right now. And neither team
What's crazy is it's not a very like
really
splat
is, and you're
zones
right,
heavy
neither team has really been dominant controlling the center of the
lineup
map.
either.
Yeah.
Really, at this point, the GG
Because
boys are just trying
Japan
to
really
slow down the
dominates
pace
in
of the
splat
game
zones.
because FT1 is so out there for blood.
GG boys, they get a power clamp into the basket.
So I
They
think
now
the
have a
next
10-point
round will
lead.
be
Trying to get some more reinforcements there
splat
to spill some
zones.
more clams. They do. That timer continues. Etna has to get within reach. And yes, GG boys right here, 9, applying some nice pressure, filling that basket, padding that lead.
Well, I love the fact that Etna opted to move back there and say, I'm going to continue to hold on to this spot with my umbrella that you can't do much about. I will keep this up here. We can score and keep the basket open a little longer if we need to.
Yeah, this is an
Otherwise,
exciting
we'll take
matchup.
points.
43-77, and that's huge because FT1's going to need at least 3 power clams to match the score of GG boys, or at least 2 power clams and then some help. And we know how difficult it's been to score in this game so far. But we see 2 power clams on the map here.
1 minute and 40 seconds. Let's see how they do it. They got 2 power clams though. That's what, and they got a lot of clams. 28 altogether.
Now he's got a respawn. His special meter is gone way down, and he's really back at square one.
Oh man, he got that kill there.
Gets the power clamp, gets it in the basket, and here's the window of opportunity for FT1. Can they get some help and get some more points here? Here comes yet another power clamp, super jumping in.
They just need a couple more clams and they take the lead. Oh man, can they do it? Oh, they're like pretty much wiped though. Oh, they got it! They got it! Insane!
A couple more clams, and they take the lead with a minute left, and that penalty is huge because 9 is going to take a power clam and then some for the GG boys.
This
to
is a
reclaim the lead.
close match. It's literally neck and neck right here. Like they both have a penalty of 23, and the score is 42 to 43 right now. Also, in case it's confusing, the lower score is in the lead.
FT1. They've got to hold on to a 1-point lead. GG boys, they need a couple of power clams in order to recapture the lead here. 30 seconds left. FT1 can take a commanding 3-0 lead. Let's see if 2D and his game.
No, they took him
that's a
out
big
quick.
time spot as well too. Ashley, GG boys, this is where they have
He
to
left
make a
it
push.
pretty
It's
much
gonna be
a
steep
power
hill
clam
to
there
try
for
and
them
reclaim
to
that championship.
A
collect.
very steep hill for them to try to reclaim. So
Going into overtime here, and he's got all the tools they need to get in.
We know it's going to be overtime as long as they have a clamp. 3-3 on the map.
Oh man! GG boys took it.
They got a couple power clams in there, and just like we saw in the
Yeah, they had all the right tools there at the end, between the power clams and the specials.
They split them up on both sides of the map. There wasn't
Alright, this is going to game 6.
members of FT1 to contribute to stopping one push. We were focused on
Well,
the push
not
on the right, but the
like
push on
it's
the
going to
left
game 6
broke
right
through.
now.
Ashley, your
But
thoughts?
in total, it'll be 6 games at least.
is freaking out right now because
So it's 2 to 1.
that was crazy. I can't believe we just saw that. That was so amazing. I mean, these last seconds snatched from the jaws of defeat victories are always my favorite thing to see. I just shook 9 probably harder than I should ever shake a human being in my life. That was incredible and a true testament to how good GG boys are and how they will fight until the last possible second.
Let's take a look at a replay from that exhilarating match that we saw there. And 9, go ahead and walk us through what we saw, the split of the power clamps here.
Well, I think that Etna got the pick there on the splashdown in mid-air. It was either that or Yamamichi, but that allowed them to move up. You see that everyone else had rotated over to stop this push, and they were able to sneak back up. There's actually not even much resistance on that side. Shaq tries to go in, but you're not going to be able to take down a Brella by yourself.
Yamamichi
Instant
with the power
replay.
clam, filling in a couple of clams. And actually, we can't
I like that
emphasize
it's called
how
that.
big that victory was. GG boys, if you don't make that play at the end of the match, you're down 3-0. You now have to sweep FT1 to try and reclaim the championship again. But because you get that victory, it's 2-1 and you're back in the game.
Oh yeah,
Lots
I
of
mean this is
flying
a great way
today
for them to
from
reclaim
Blanca.
momentum, to get a little
Has she been
confidence
flying
rolling
like that all
into the
day?
next
Every
mode,
day?
which obviously is going to be really fun to watch. I think this is going to this might be a very pivotal game in our tournament.
And I think that one of the other things that's most important about getting that win is Splat Zones.
So I think tomorrow. Oh, I guess good time to tell everybody. Tomorrow we're doing our live podcast recording.
Let's see
it's
where
at
the rest of our
11 a.m.
destinations are
Pacific,
in this
right?
best of 7
Yes.
finals. It's 2-1
11
favor
a.m.
FT win of North
Pacific
America,
to
the GG boys with an unbelievable
2 p.m.
come-from-behind
Well, not
victory.
2
We
p.m.
see that
Eastern,
Splat
but it's
Zones is
11
next.
a.m.
It's also
Pacific
back-to-back here, Nile.
and
So
2
here's a
p.m.
chance
Eastern,
for the GG boys.
which is
You
12
say
our
that
time.
they are as
Well, my
good at
time.
Splat Zones as you think they are.
No,
Here's a chance for them to
MT
go
stands
up
for my
potentially
time,
3
not mountain
Oh.
time.
for final modes. And so you've talked about the competition level. Ashley, we're experiencing
Yeah,
it right
10
here.
p.m. my time.
These teams are so well balanced.
They're so
Well,
well
10
balanced,
10
they
a.m.
are
Sorry,
so
don't be
calm under
confused.
pressure. And that is really
How
to
many
me
games
what
are
separates
left?
who's
So
the
this is a
highest tier
best
players. I
of
mean, they don't
7.
get tilted.
So
They don't
first
get
to 4
salty. I mean,
wins.
they're
It is
just like,
currently
you know
2 to
what?
1.
That's all right. I got
So
this. I'm one of the best
at
in the world. No
minimum
problem.
3
Going back to
games
Splat
left.
Zones and the conversation we had with
No,
the
at
GG
minimum
boys
2
earlier
games
in the
left,
week, where
rather.
They feel like they're not
Yes.
going to push aggressively out of the
Maximum
zone.
4
They want to
games
defend
left.
it once they have it. What will that look like, Nine?
So yeah,
Especially
tomorrow
with Kobe Arena,
we're
which is where
doing
headed
our
now. This is
podcast.
a
It's
map
going to
where
be
I almost
live.
expect Splat to be willing to
We're
push
doing
a
it
little
live
bit.
through
You can see here, you
Discord,
talk about undulation. This has the
but
most of any map. I think
we're
the
going to have
long-range
it set
composition that
up
they
so
have might
it'll
tilt it in
stream
their
live
favor.
here
Lace
as
up
well.
your J's and let's play some hoops in Kobe Arena as we get set here. You've got
So I think we'll have the
boys in
volumes
green.
good and
FT win
worked
from North
out for
America in
this.
the purple. It's 2-1 advantage. FT win, but
I have to
GG boys
find
are loving the side
the
of Splat
image
Zones.
for the
Once again,
podcast,
a
so it'll
single
be
zone Splat
popping
Zone
up
map.
here.
And taking a look at the composition
Oh
that you
man,
see
Splat
of,
Zones.
FT
This
Win
might
playing
go
here, they're
to a
running
tie
double
game
bomb
now.
rush, which is not something
Yeah.
that you would see a
With
ton. They
Japan
know that
being
they're
so
going to
good
get
at
zoned
Splat
out by all
Zones,
the
but
range.
we'll see,
They're
we'll
saying,
see.
let's put bombs up there. You can't shoot those down.
Early lead for the
Taking a
GG
good
boys.
lead
They're
already.
already up 25
Yeah,
as
it's
they control the zone, and you
already
don't see
looking
a
bad.
single FT win member in this screen whatsoever. So the
They do it.
GG boys not messing around.
Japan
with
just
Splat
like
Zones right now.
they
Extra
dominate
careful.
this
That's an
zone.
unequal area. Point sensor coming out. Yamamichi's going to scurry away as that tent of missiles
I already
gets deployed.
got the
Nice once again
half the
using
points
Stingray,
down.
but a couple of specials, Nine, and they're not able to claim the zone quite yet.
Oh, looks like they're taking him back.
But they're
All right.
only one down here. Taiji, I thought maybe should
Turning
have
it
run out a
around.
little bit further. You saw that Yamamichi had
Man, if
respawned
they
in that
can win,
situation and does
if
punish
North
Taiji,
America
but
can
did it
win this though,
overextension.
like it's
Still a lot of game back
probably
to play.
gonna go to
And
them.
Ashley,
I
we
would
talked
guess.
about the lockout phase that's so important for FC Win. Well, this is what they're going to have to do now that you see the penalty for the GG boys.
Yeah, I mean, if they have that penalty, if they
Yeah,
can
it's a
go
pretty
ahead and
chilly
knock
day
them out,
today.
Don't let them apply the penalty to them. They're going to be in a very, very good position.
Oh, huge reclamation
Yeah, it's gonna be our
of the
first
Splat Zone by the
podcast
GG
that
boys.
gets
That applies
live
a
streamed on
35-second
YouTube. It's gonna
penalty
be
to FC
different.
Win. 3-2 on the map, advantage your defending champions.
I'm gonna have
That's
to
the
make
big thing
sure
right there.
we
The
do a
fact that they
sound
got a
test
3-2
live
advantage
with
means they're
everybody
gonna be able to push all the way out.
before,
Zero wisely running
just to
back
make
here,
sure the
making sure
sound
that no one's
here
coming
is
around
good
the
on
flank.
YouTube.
He has a bomb rush. He knows that they're about to have
Because
all
usually
four
it's okay
specials up.
on
They should be able to take this without too
Discord
much trouble.
And that's a very good point. You see the flashing
for
inkling
everybody.
icons at the top. 4 specials ready to be deployed by FC Win. Meanwhile, they're down. They've got the 4-2 advantage
All
FC Win
right.
at this point, and they take control of this flat zone.
Come on,
after
North
the GG
America.
boys improve their lead ever so slightly. 3 minutes left. FT Win trying to lock out the GG boys. They've got a
Makes me a
2-1
little
advantage,
bit
but
dizzy
the GG
watching
boys
this.
early on actually have controlled this entire
Oh
match.
man,
They have, but
Oh,
I don't
no.
know.
they're
I mean,
close.
they've
They're
got a couple of
close.
specials going, but
Oh,
it's
the
possible
bubbles.
that one pick
You need a
just right
splash
then,
down to take
that
care of
might
those
actually not be a
bubbles.
good
He
fit
can't
for
hold it
GG.
alone.
Couple of
Where's
bubbles
his
coming out.
team?
GG boys, they take the zone. 2:30 left. Plenty of time left. Both teams with a hefty penalty as well too. Oh, and Shaft getting splatted, unable to use those tenta missiles. And the GG boys,
not
they
looking
are
good
really stepping up this game.
for
They are,
FT
and this is
Win.
why the long-range composition works on a map like this. You notice they're able to continue painting the zone without putting themselves in danger. That's why FT Win has opted to go with a double bomb rush composition, because they know that that's the case. But sometimes
They got 3
you gotta have a
specials
little
though.
range in that.
GG boys out of the penalty box as their score continues to improve. Now they're just 17 seconds away. Stingray coming out by
Oh
FT
man,
Win.
15 points to go.
3-2 on the map. GG boys.
Oh
looking to
no,
tie things up.
it's not
2-2.
looking good.
Can
It's not
FT
looking
Win
good.
stop
No.
the advance? One second left. No, they can't
Tie
do
game.
it. And the GG boys, after staring a 3-0 deficit in the face, have now won back-to-back games to tie this thing up at 2-2. We're at least getting a game
Oh
6
wait,
here.
I guess last win they were only going to game 5 minimum. Now it's going to game 6 minimum.
But if you
Mhm.
RFT win, you can say, all right, that was the worst possible
I
draw
think
we
it's
could
a
have gotten.
Splat
That
Zones again.
was a map that favored their composition.
Is it
on
Splat
a
Zones
mode that they are
next?
supposed to be
Yeah, I
best
think
at.
so.
I don't think
Oh,
they're losing too
man.
much sleep over that one.
And you're right, FT Win,
That's
they
heavy.
put up quite a fight during that match, even though the GG boys seem to always control the zone. And Ashley, mentality-wise, you were up 2-0. You lose another close game you feel like you should have won if you're FT Win. Now it's 2-2.
Oh
and
yeah,
you're going back to
Splat
once
Zones,
again.
2 in a
What's your
row.
approach?
Well, the nice thing is for FT Win is that
And then
they
it's
have
Rainmaker
just
and
played a game
Tower
mode they're gonna
Control.
play again.
Luckily,
So they really
FT Win won those
understand
before.
what the
Hopefully they
strategy
can
is
pull
for
it
the
off
GG
because
boys.
it
So
looks
they
like
can
it's
say,
going to
okay,
be
let's regroup,
3-2
let's
right
figure out how
now
we can-
in favor of
let's figure out
Japan.
how we can
Right.
shake up the strategy a little bit and also take back a little bit of that momentum.
As we said, Splat Zone's coming up next, but also a different map, which might favor a different composition here, Nine. And what are we going to see in our second go-around of Splat Zones in this finals?
Muscle Forge Fitness, and this is a very
Oh
scary
yeah,
map
that
to
2
play
in
it
a
on
row
here.
Splat
They're the big
Zones.
size.
That's
Some
rough.
people call it the volcano that can come up, and it's a big, big zone as well. I think we're going to see some bomb rush, perhaps from both teams, but double baller. Keep an eye out for that. That can flip the zone in a heartbeat.
Well, I know you busted out some curls at Muscle Forge Fitness earlier this morning. So
Yeah,
it's looking
3
great right
games
there,
are
my
left.
friend. And Ashley, the
Top.
GG boys, they have to be feeling very confident now because you were
Or
down
2.
2-0, you've taken the last 2.
At
and
least
you're in a
2.
game mode that you really love to see.
At most
Yeah, I mean,
3.
this is a really
It's
is
essentially
really in their
best of
favor,
3
and
right
so
now.
It'll be very difficult for
Oh, yeah.
FT Win to come out and win this one, especially if GG Boys can come out and really take that lead early. I think they have an excellent chance of holding that lead.
And Nine, you look at the composition for the GG boys, and we saw for the first couple of modes, they were more so reacting to what FT Win was. It seems like the last 2 games, they've just decided, we're going to do what works best for us.
Right, and I think that the mode changing into modes that they're more comfortable in allowed them to play that game. And I think that the fact that they lost those first 2 games and now get to go through 3 potential wins before they have to see either of those again gives them plenty of time to figure out what
Are you
they wanna
getting
do.
Mario Maker
This
2,
is a
Chewy?
huge swing
Yeah, I already
game
got
right
it.
here. 2-2
I mean, I don't
versus
have
the
it, and I
GG
can't
boys.
like
Whoever
play. I
takes
mean,
this will
I guess I
just
have it
one win away
downloaded. I can't
from the
play it yet because
championship.
it's not live,
In
you
this
know.
Splatoon
Right.
But I bought
tournament,
like
Muscle
vouchers
Forge
as soon as
Fitness,
they were
we've got
available,
FT
and then I was
representing
like,
North
"Yep,
America,
I'm
the
getting
yellow,
Mario Maker
and of
right
course,
away."
the GG boys
Oh,
up
nice.
again in the blue loadouts. Nine. What
So I'm gonna
Well,
be
I was
playing that.
wrong.
Are you
There's
getting
not
it?
gonna be a double baller.
Yes.
In fact, there's only gonna be
Cool.
one baller on
Yeah, it
the
should be
map.
fun.
Again, these teams
Man,
are going
I
with some
really.
more indirect
Are they gonna
plays that
not
the
have
zone. A
the
lot of
amiibo
respect.
costumes, or
Yeah.
are they gonna have the costumes but not require amiibo, or what's gonna happen? You know?
Yeah. That'd be like a cool little announcement on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, watching Ice jump away
I would
there,
love.
that was probably a really
I would
good
love
idea
if they
because it
still
wasn't
had
looking
it,
too
because
good
I want to
for
make
him.
Animal Crossing
They're
themed
gonna have to
levels.
FT1's gonna have to regroup.
Yeah.
Yamamichi already out there with the sticks.
And hopefully you can play as those characters without the limit, because I know if you got hit, you went back to Little Mario.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to turn into Little Mario. I want to
Yeah.
turn into Little Isabelle. You know?
Because you know the penalty continues to stack.
That's such a good point. You can take the
Man,
biggest fight,
GG
fight
boys
of
are
the
so
fight
good.
early
They
on, so you
get
don't
that
have that
timer
penalty.
down to
But
like
right now,
46
FT Win tried
from
to
the
lock out
get-go right
GG
away.
boys. GG boys trying to wrestle back control. You see the nice
They
little
open
1v1
up
spot
strong.
right there, and Shaq getting splatted as well.
And
too.
they're just holding it together.
Yeah, make it 3-1. How about that? Ice goes all the way back. Kyo saying, I'm just going to take
All
down whoever
down.
I can here. It's not like I was going to get much done anyway. So I like that, and I like the fact that they are continuing to fight, and that's
Let's
actually
see,
a great
3
way
or
to continue
2.
to get
We
your
need
team
2 more
spawned again.
wins if
I
we're
love
rooting
this
for
overhead
FT
view. You
Win.
see
I
that
think
they're
both
trying to
teams
build
need
as
2
much
more
special gear
wins,
as they can
no matter
with
who you're
very
rooting
limited
for.
means to do it.
And they have the time to
We're
do it
rooting
because
for
the
FT Win
penalty's
though.
going down right now for GG boys. They're not improving on their score. FT Win also with a very small
yeah.
penalty, so they can afford to be
It's
a
not
little more
looking
patient.
good,
But
though.
the stingray from Yamamichi once again applying that pressure, and now the GG boys about 30 seconds away here, Ashley, from making it 3-2.
Yeah, GG boys right there. Yamamichi taking out Ice was a huge deal because FT Win had 3 different specials going all at once. And so to be able to take one of those off the board is a really, really big advantage for GG boys.
All right.
Alright,
FT
looks
Win has
like
got
FT
control of the
Win's
zone.
coming
That
back.
is done now. You see a sizable one for the GG boys. FT Win. If
They
they're
got
gonna
no
dig down
control
deep
over
and
this
find
map,
something
though.
to apply some pressure against the GG boys, now's the time to do it. But the GG boys,
Oops,
Nine,
I
so
bumped my
calm,
mic.
so cool, so collected, timing the use of their special so well.
Right, and I think that going in really deep with this Inkjet here might come back to bite sides. You're going to try to hide away and actually gets the pick on to Kyo. That's a big one. Fine taking that trade to Ice there. The frontline aggressor is gone, and now they have a Stingray that they can use to pick off Ice, who's a little bit slower of a weapon than Kyo was.
You see that heavy Splatling trying to cover the zone, but the
Not
stingray
looking
from
good.
Yamamichi continues to just dominate this matchup. GG boys almost out of the penalty. They
These
replayed
splat
it. They've got a couple
zones.
of bubbles supporting things
I
in
need
there
to
as well
practice
too.
it more.
And now, 12 seconds away. GG boys trying to lock it out. Here comes Kyo with a well-timed splashdown though. Can FT win seize control and apply a penalty? They do. They're still in there actually. Let's see if they can turn back the comeback on the GG boys.
Kyo is doing an
Oh,
amazing
nice.
job
Kyo's
right
just
now. I mean, 2 huge picks right
he's
there.
getting 'em.
That is going to give them a very, very nice cushion in which to pick up some points here.
A couple of specials
the
being
right,
built
Kyo.
up for the GG boys. They're going to be ready to play some defense. FT win. Nine
I guess
figures.
he's not.
This is the time they have to lock out GG boys if they want to come back in this thing.
They have, and watch the staggers of the special here right now. They've already used 2 of them. The third one is going to go. They're going to try to make it feel like
they're
specials
making
are
their
coming
way
all
back
the time.
in.
One goes down and one
Making
jumps
their way
down. That's
downtown.
good as 2 down. Let's
Walking
make it
fast.
3 as well. And they are again fine trading these points as they get another one there. A little bit of a hiding squid there in the corner. But again, they're okay making that trade because with just 1 minute left, they know that they
Well,
only
at least
have
they
to
didn't
do it
get
maybe
knocked
one
out
more
too
time.
fast.
And that's such a good point. They have control of the zone, and the timer is ticking down now. And so FT win, you're up in the face against the ticking clock here. You've got to be able to seize control of this zone here soon. But the GG boys, couple specials ready to go. They're just 5 seconds away. Can
Oh,
FT
5
win
points,
claim the
no.
zone? They do. Oh, with the last second, 1 point
They did.
away.
Oh, they
And that
took it.
slip back from the GG boys.
1 point away.
4-3 on the map, FT
All right, come
Let's see if
on,
they can
FT
write their
win.
own
This
story
is
for
it.
ending in a splat
It's your
zone
only
matchup
chance.
Kyo has kept the game alive for them twice. He won a 1v2 earlier. He had a splashdown to meet the bubbles. His splashdown there took it at the very end. He is willing this team to keep in this match.
Huge stingray from Ice coming out right now. Oh, and gets a splash. FT wins. Just
Oh
the
man,
very
FT
second
win's
away
bringing it
from
back.
stealing
They're
victory
bringing
from
it
the
back.
GG boys. It's 4-2
There's,
on the
it's
map
3,
here
it's
tonight.
4v1.
Actually, they might get it done here.
They might do
can't
this.
believe what
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
seeing.
They
This is
might do
amazing.
this.
It
I don't
it
know
looks
though.
like
Don't
they
let him
may
back
actually
in.
keep them out. Taichi's going to do his best here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
3 seconds
Oh,
left.
3
No way.
points.
GG boys.
No, they couldn't do it.
6 seconds left and a complete wipe of FT
Oh,
win.
man.
And the GG boys, they were looking at defeat.
That was
straight
so
in the face,
close.
but they
So
don't cower
close.
as they come up with
This
the
is
defensive
crazy.
stand of the tournament
Oh
here,
my
Nine.
They
gosh.
did it with no specials. They did that without a single special. Taiji's right there was not used at all in that push. I cannot believe it. To see a
Oh,
push,
man.
a 4-0 wipe at the end of the
All
game when
right,
the opponent
FT
knows
win needs
we just
these
have to
next
hold
2
it for a
wins
handful of
to
seconds, and
to get it.
without needing a single special might be the best.
What
Look at
a
this switch from
match.
Taiji. I mean, this is amazing. He gets in there. Kyo gets taken out. Atona right there, giving that support that's needed, and they're
They
able
needed
to
to
take
push
that
onto their
right
plat
back.
sooner.
Oh my gosh.
The 2v1.
They're just too,
as you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
they didn't
no
get onto
specials
their
required, just
zone
special
fast
ability
enough.
From these players. The GG boys
Otherwise, they
almost
could have kept
losing
them back.
a splat zone, which would have been a huge steal of a game by FT win. You look at what this team is able to
This
do.
is a
GG
really
boys
good
now winning
match.
3 straight games. They're 1 away from repeating as champions. But Ashley, it's the 2 game modes coming up here.
They are
and
really
FT win is
evenly
already won.
matched. It's
They
crazy.
right. They've already won these 2 game modes. I mean, they're coming in. They can say, we can come in confident here. And as we've talked about, even if they win this, if they win this,
All right,
Tower Control might
Rainmaker.
be theirs because, as you were saying, Nine.
Okay, this
GG
could either
boys
be
have
over,
bigger
it could
horse
go
mode.
to a
might be,
game
but they could
7
not have
in the
asked for a
finals.
better
I feel like
Rainmaker map.
it
This is
usually
Top
goes to
Dome
game
Rainmaker
7.
right
I gotta
here.
be
Fairly
honest.
infamous map in the Splatoon community,
Like
but it is also the
once you
easiest
get
map
to these
defend.
teams, like they're
You're gonna be able
playing
to stack
really
2
well.
Stingrays, 3 Stingrays if you want. There's only one way the Rainmaker's gonna push.
But you have to have the lead in order to defend. And what we've seen from FT Win is their ability to take early leads. But in these last 3 victories,
All right,
it's been the
FT
GG
Win
boys
needs
that have
these
gone
next
out
2,
first. If you're
otherwise
FT
it's
Win,
over for
how
them.
important is it for you in this one to take the
Well, they
early
need this
lead,
next
to take
one,
away the
or it's
defensive
over.
advantage for the GG boys?
I think it's a requirement. I think that if they have to play from behind, that will play
she's
exactly
more
into how the
comfortable now.
GG boys want to
Look at
play.
that shiny
If the
trophy.
GG boys get an early lead, I don't think FT Win can break through.
GG boys just 1 game away
Champions,
from etching their
Nintendo.
names onto the
They
Splatoon
got
Sterling
like
Squid
8
once
spotlights
again. However,
rotating
FT
around that
Win
thing.
won Rainmaker
It's pretty
earlier in this
intense.
best of 7. They want to take game 6 and give all of us a game 7 here. The crowd's been fantastic.
Yeah,
I know
I'll
that
be.
this is what
We'll
they've
be
been looking forward
streaming
to.
the
At
direct.
least a game 6
It'll
here
be
between
similar
two of
to
the
this,
top
Sergio.
squads
I think
in
you'll
the
be on
world here.
too.
Ashley, any pressure on any one
Yes.
of these teams at this
So it
point?
should be
We're looking
good.
at game
Should
6
be a
here
lot of
between
fun.
these 2.
Both of them. I mean, this is both of them. You've got FT
I wonder what's
Win,
on
they
their
gotta come out
flags.
swinging. GG boys have to do the exact same thing. I mean,
Excuse me.
this is This almost feels like the real pivotal. I mean,
They're serious.
This is it for me. Like, whoever wins this is going to come into that
This is
game
serious
7.
business.
If we need a game 7, it's going to come into that game 7 like really raring to go.
And what's been interesting, Nine, is how much of the time these teams have been using. There's so much strategy and counter strategy going back and forth. Once again,
He's kind of
FT Win
shirtless,
was
but you
just
can make him with
moments
a
away
shirt.
from taking a 3-0 lead. But a come from behind last second overtime victory in Clam Blitz by the GG boys spurred a 3-0 run by them. They're now just 1 game away.
The teams have seen these maps ahead of time. I think they're taking the time
Oh
to catch their
man,
breath. I
Kelp
think it is
Dome.
not without
I have a
merit as we
hard
start
time
up
on
game
this
6.
one.
Here we go, game 6.
This is one of the harder ones.
Kelp Dome. GG boys of Japan in the purple, 1 game away from claiming the championship.
Because like the entrances are so far from like the goal.
They're looking to push this thing to a
Like
game
up
7
the
and
middles,
early on. What do we
clearly
see
the
here?
easiest one to
Ashley, as you see
take. It's
both
the
teams kind of
quickest
fight for
one.
control of the middle of the
But
map.
like that one's the easiest one for them to see you coming from, defend. So you have to go from like either the left or the right, and it's like it's so hard. Oh man,
Nice trade right there.
last one's right in front of you.
Talked about trying to get the early lead and not able to do anything with the Rainmaker there right now, Nine. And you look at the GG boys, they have the player advantage on the map.
The fact that Shaq was only able to get one of those 2, I think, was huge. And again, saving the punishment there and forcing Ice to head back to spawn when he was sitting there ready to punish is big. CKO off to the side. I don't know if they know he's here. He might be able to slow this down. They spot him off just in time. We're going to get a chance for a push right here.
GG boys, we talked about that early lead, how important it is for them. They're not on the board.
Look how
quite yet,
far you
but
can
here
go down
they
the middle
They
without
finally
scoring
are
any
able
points.
to
It's
get into
crazy.
the half of FT Win. So GG boys, with that important early
They like
lead, now
have
we
to
might see more
leave
of
that
defense
middle
for Nine.
section
Well,
before they
30,
score
67, you're going to
anything.
see a lot
You know.
of stops right in that area. You see that door right there, and you see the fact that there is not much room. That is the key moment. The fact that Shaq was able to get all 3 means that any push that was started was gone and completely gone. We're going to see Ice try to do the same thing on the other side.
Big opportunity to take the lead for FT Win here. You want to take away that defensive opportunity for the GG boys.
Oh man, he got a direct on him.
Chase out Etina. Etina
Yep.
trying to avoid all this flash.
That double. Nice. Oh, we got the lead. FT Win's got the lead.
You're trying to get into, and actually FT Win doing what they want to do, get an early lead.
Dynamon sitting here waiting, he's lurking around the corner. That hallway, I mean, that is a choke point of all choke points. So it's a very difficult get past there, especially with Taiji on that inkjet. He is so accurate.
IG and the Inkjet 4-3 on the field right now. GG boys, but they are down to FT Win 59-67. They can't rely on playing defense with those ranged weapons.
Oh, they took out his splashdown. People are so good about that now.
This level splashdown ain't what it used to be, and I love the fact that they immediately opt to move up.
It's rough
and
to
try
be a
put pressure on 2D.
splashdown
They know that
weapon.
someone is going to be waiting in this area. They're trying to get there preemptively, and 2D able to get off his special and maybe even a pick. The fact that his special is there, though, might be big for the defense.
FT Win looking for one more game to force a game 7. They're down 4-3 on the map right now, and the GG boys are looking to steal
That's
the
gonna
lead.
stop that
But
push.
once again, that Stingray by Ice has been the saving grace for FT Win, Ashley.
I mean, Ice is going to be there waiting for that corridor. I mean, that's where you hold that special for. As soon as they get to that doorway, it's time. Yamamichi,
Oh
though,
no,
doing the
did not
exact
take
same
this.
thing. Taiji's
Yep.
gonna go ahead and take it forward.
Yamamichi
Oh, they're still going.
providing the Stingray support. They're able to mow down FT Win like a Saturday morning launch. 3-2 on the map for a moment here, but now it's 4-4. And if you're FT Win, you've got to get the Rainmaker out of here. GG boys are just 30 points away from claiming another championship. Everybody's in this room right now, Nine.
Oh, and Kill getting stuck there. I don't know if it'll come back to bite them because Dynamon's by himself. That will be the end of that push.
Man,
But
that was
again,
a
to be
rough
able to get it
fight
to
right
30,
there.
That starts to get into the danger zone, and with just 90 seconds left, there's not much time.
2D trying to go
Oh, out
through
of
the back
nowhere.
door, however, gets splatted, and that's a difficult spot for the Rainmaker to land, because now, if you're FT Win, you gotta dig it out of there. And if you're the GG boys, you have a minute and a half of defense left, but here goes Ice by himself. He's gonna need a little bit more support, but at least you have the Rainmaker on their map. Not gonna survive that onslaught of burst bomb. Ashley, GG boys, all they've gotta do is hold down home base at this point.
They do, and Yamamichi already has his Stingray ready, so it looks like he's gonna go ahead and do that.
1 minute left. The GG boys up 30 to 59. They have the Rainmaker, Inkstorm coming out, 10 to missiles. You see the global view.
This is
FT win
intense.
down 4-2 on the map. Huge swing right here, Nine.
It was. That Stingray got a pick, and then Etima came and got a second one. This means they're going to control middle going into this final push. They might opt to just sit here and shoot as many shots as they can. They just want to milk the clock.
That's such a good point. You talked about the tight corner. Oh,
All right, they only got 40 seconds to make this happen.
And some Stingray support from Ice. You're going to have time for about one more push here, Nine. FT win, trying to keep their tournament hopes alive. Meanwhile, GG boys just moments away from yet another championship.
It is, and again, they're going to try to probably let this reset, and Dynamo going to do whatever he can to just milk more time. He used that special really early and even got the pick. Taiji's going to grab it. He knows he's going down there, but they're keeping the Rainmaker there.
No.
12 seconds left, 3-1 on the field.
It's not
GG
looking good.
They can smell victory. They want to be repeat champions. They just have to protect the Rainmaker. FT win trying to turn things around.
Yep, it's over.
The GG boys
Oh
get it
man,
done.
GG boys, 2 years in a row.
Staring 0-3 in the face. The defending champions
There it goes.
rise from the ashes like a phoenix and go 4-0 in a row. And the GG boys of Japan, your Splatoon 2 world champions for 2019.
All right, let's see what announcement they make.
Any
Well,
example of
Japan
what
takes
could
it home
change
again.
everything in Splatoon 2.
First year was North
Rainmaker
America,
mode, so the
second
GG
was
boys could have
Japan,
gone for it.
and
Once
third
they got
is
that
Japan
first big
again.
push that was opened up by a Stingray, a pick here, a pick there. All they had to do was keep it there,
Feel for-
and that's why they got that.
Yeah.
Actually, how crazy was this? FT win when they were down 2-1 in
Look
the
at that trophy.
semifinals. They win 4 straight matches to take a 2-0 lead in the finals. The GG
So they're
boys, as
30
we mentioned,
minutes behind
that last
schedule.
second victory, they win 4 straight. Here they are in the middle. They are victorious.
Is Nogami
Give it
gonna
up for
show
the
up?
GG boys, your Splatoon 2 World Championship 2019 winners.
Do you think Nogami's there?
And just the resolve from this team.
The
They are
cool
now
thing about
back-to-back
Nogami is that he
champions.
worked on
See their
Animal
name
Crossing as
twice
well.
on the Splatoon, Sterling, Squid. Just an
I think he
unbelievable effort as they dug
was
themselves
director
back
for
from a 2-0 hole here, Ashley.
I mean,
Wild
what
World
an
and City
absolute
Full.
effort by every single one of those players. I couldn't possibly even pick an MVP because I feel like that was a true team effort. Although, I don't know, man. Yamamuchi with those Stingrays. Woo!
Well, it's so difficult at this level 9, and I think you said it better than anybody else. This was one of the most balanced championships that we would ever have. You saw a best of 5.
Yeah,
go to
he was,
5
he was
games
director
between
in the first 3
Team
Animal
USA, Team
Crossings.
Europe, and then finally you go to Game 6 with the GG boys as they are victorious, and they are your Splatoon 2 World Championship 2019 winners. Here
I wonder
to
what the
honor
side
and celebrate
says.
our champions here. Put your hands together.
Because it's
The
got like a
man
little plaque, you know,
Producer for
on the
Splatoon
right.
2, Mr.
Yeah,
Nogami.
Oh, there he is. He was director of Animal Crossing, Wild World, and City Folk. Now give us the goods. What's the word?
So as Mr. Nogami passes out the medals,
Oh,
to
he's
our
giving
defending
everybody their
champions,
medals? That's
we do
tight.
want to give a round of applause to all of our teams here. Of course, Lime Soda from Australia, New Zealand.
Oh, they're all like
Alliance Row
Splatoon
from Europe,
themed too.
and how about the fight that FT Win put up for North America? Almost took the 3-0 lead, but the GG boys once again proving why they're champions and proving why they're so hard to splat. Back-to-back.
I wonder what his
World
badges have.
for the GG boys, and now let's toss it down to Mr. Nogami for some comments.
Yeah, we're gonna see if there's some news right now.
それでは優勝した GG ボーイズの皆さん、2連覇おめでとうございます。
So congratulations to the GG boys on their second win in a row.
いや本当にちょっと裏で見ててももうドキドキするような戦いの連続でヒヤヒヤしましたけども本当に勝ててよかったなと思います。
So I was pretty nervous myself watching your play backstage, but I'm happy to be standing here giving you these congratulations.
日本チームばっかりひいきしてるわけじゃないですけどねっていう。はい。すみません。会場の皆さんも本当に盛り上げていただいてありがとうございます。
And thank you everybody here in the stadium for getting so loud for this competition.
Get louder. She's
はい
okay.。
で、ちょっと僕の方からお伝えしたいことがあります。
And there's something I would like to share with you.
はい、以前よりフェスの開催は発売から2年間とお伝えしていましたけども、来月の7月21日で発売から2年、それに合わせて、最後にして最大のフェスを開催します。
So we'd previously announced that Splatfest would be supported for 2 years from Splatoon 2's launch. Next
They're
month
gonna
on July
extend
21st,
Splatfest.
Splatoon 2 marks its second anniversary. And to coincide with that, we'd like to hold the last, the biggest, and baddest Splatfest of them all.
Oh, here it is.
こちらをご覧ください。
Please take a look at this video.
It's gonna be Marina versus Pearl. What do you think, Sergio?
You think so?
I mean, they did Callie versus Marie last time to finish it off. Chaos. Versus Order. Is that it? Chaos versus Order. There we go. It should have been Judd versus Lil Judd.
Yeah.
Lil Judd would win. Nobody would pick Judd. Splatocalypse. Splatoon 2
ファイ
Final
ナルフェ
Fest.
スのお題はどちらの世界を望む混沌 vs 秩序です。
So the theme for this final Splatfest is, which world would you choose? Chaos or
Well,
order?
looks like I'm going with
新しいミ
chaos.
ステリーゾーンに加えて過去
Oh,
のフェスで登場したすべてのミステリーゾーンが
What are you
川
going,
側に登場
Sergio?
します。
I'm going order.
This final Splatfest will not only feature a new Shifty Station stage, but the Shifty Stations from all previous Splatfests will also
What?
make an appearance.
Every
ファイナルフェス
shifty
に合わせて
station.
特別なギアも配信されます。
And we'll also be distributing some unique new gear for this Splatfest.
Oh, pretty
開
cool.
催期間は
Look,
2019年
come
7
on,
月18
Chaos
日から
got this
21
Mad
日の
Max
72
look going
時間
on. It's
This
gonna be
event will take
awesome.
place over the course of 72 hours from the 18th of July to the 21st.
Dang,
皆
that's
さ
a
んはこ
long
の1ヶ月の世界
Splatfest.
に何を望むでしょうか。最終決戦スプラトカリプスにぜひ参戦してください。
And so I ask you all, what sort of a world would you wish for the Inklings and their friends? Make sure not to miss out on this final Splatfest Splatocalypse.
そして、ファイナルフェス終了後の7月末頃に更新データバージョン 5.0 を配信してプライベートマッチで使用できるルールに縄張りバトルフェスを追加します。
And last but not least, once the final Splatfest comes to a close, in late July, we'll be releasing the version 5.0 update that will add the Turf War Splatfest to the modes you can choose in private battle.
What?
このルールではファイナルフ
Yeah,
ェス
and
で
they'll all
新
be
たに追
night
加される
themed
ものを
too.
含む24のミステリーゾーンで縄張りバトルを楽しむことができるようになります。
In this mode, players will be able to battle out turf war matches on all 24 Shifty Station stages, including
What?
the new stage released for the final Splatfest.
既存の23ステージもこのルールでは夜の風景となります。
That's
お友
24
達と
new
集まってプ
stages.
ライベートなフェスを開催してみてください。
You'll also be able to to play the nighttime version of these 23 currently available regular stages in this mode. So get together with your friends and host some private Splatfests of your very own.
定期的なフェスの開催とコンテンツの追加はこれが最後となります。ですが、スプラトゥーン2のオンラインサービスが終わるわけではありません。最後のお祭りを楽しみ、これからもスプラトゥーン2をお楽しみください。
As we've mentioned previously, this represents the last of our regular Splatfest events and new content updates. But this will not spell the end of Splatoon 2's online service. We hope you'll give it your all in the final Splatfest and continue to enjoy Splatoon 2.
はい、私たちからお伝えしたいことは以上です。もう一度優勝チームを祝福してあげてください。
So let's please cheer on our winners for today, GG Boys.
GG boys, once again, champions. Well, there we go.
Champions, the GG boys, defending champions.
Chaos
And how
versus
about
order.
that news that we get dropped on us as well too? Splatocalypse.
I'm going with the Mad Max one.
Guys, your thoughts on this championship once again?
Man, what a great championship series. I mean, that's the type of series you always want to see, especially in Splatoon. These are two great
I think if we don't see Animal Crossing on Tuesday, we're probably all gonna go Chaos. I think that's the only way to do it.
Yes, yes.
But it's pretty cool they're adding all those Splatfest maps.
As well, these fantastic fans, but get set. We have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World Championship 2019 3v3 Fish, Kells, and EE bringing you that action. We'll see you here shortly.
Well, there we go, everybody. This was fun. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. I'm not doing the Smash thing. We're ready for some lunch about 2 hours ago. But tomorrow, once again, we're doing the live podcast, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on Discord. We're going to be looking at the chat on Discord, but streaming it on YouTube as well, so you can catch it on YouTube. If we don't respond to you on YouTube, it's probably because we're looking at the Discord chat. I'll probably open the YouTube chat, but probably not though, because that room and the internet, we'll see.
Yes, yeah.
But live stream then, and if you miss it, the podcast will be up as normal on Monday. I might as well turn this down. Podcast will be up as normal on Monday, and Tuesday, join us. We'll be here. We'll be live streaming. We'll be reacting. We'll be hopefully seeing Animal Crossing, and then afterwards, we're gonna get into, of course, a live podcast directly after the show. So, double live podcast weekend. Oh, looks like they're switching over to Smash. Anyways, yeah, thank you all for watching and listening and having a good time with us. And I guess I'll go and plan out the show with you later today, Sergio.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you for everyone for joining and chatting with us today.
Awesome. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.